exposure. You want what you want, that must be awful. But please pull up your pants, no offense. Won't be dancing in rice. I'm not telling you twice. Nothing you can do to make things right. I'm a Gemini. I'm a Gemini. With my Gemini rights. I'm a Gemini. I'm a Gemini. With my Gemini rights. Sitting all alone on your back, hoping for some cash, but the burden off the flesh flag. Hey, still all weak, lacking talent, but you get the parents. So proud how you manage to date. Everybody lonely in this God city. God city got me pity all the pretty. I'm getting high in a room full of hippies. God hippies. We got no only Gemini right. A bunch of fools. That's what your mom's trying to say. We fly with you. While you rub your turtlenecks is what we do. We win and you lose. I'm a Gemini. I'm a Gemini. With my Gemini rights. I'm a Gemini. I'm a Gemini. With my Gemini rights. Free up the beat. Just give me some slice, hey.
Green light, let's get it. 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 I'm the future, I'm in it. Check score, I'm winning. Green light, let's get it. I just win, 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 win. I'm on 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Hello, I'm Himothy. I got the recipe. I got the flow. I got the remedy. I know they do. I know they envy me. Feet on the floor. What they gon' say now? We came along from last place, bottom to top of the fast pace. Out of this surf, I get touchdown. I take a loss, get it back 8. I'm in the gym putting numbers up. You're never there, you got bad traits. Never excuses or cover ups. Learn from the losses and bad breaks. Green light, let's get it. I'm the future, I'm in it. Check score, I'm winning. Green light, let's get it. I just win, 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 win. I'm on 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Green light, let's get it. I'm the future, I'm in it. Check score, I'm winning. Green light, let's get it. I just win, 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 win. I'm on 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Who said I wasn't him? Who said it? All this talk about who's on top and who's not. Miss me with the gossip. Check the score, yeah. See me coming out the screen. Know I gave myself the green light. Catch a shoe from the 3. If I'm not the one, it doesn't seem right. I need like 2, 4, 5, 6 in them rings. I'm talking back to back to back like 23. Green light, let's get it. I'm the future, I'm in it. Check score, I'm winning. Green light, let's get it. I just win, 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 win. I'm on 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Green light, let's get it.
Oopsie chat, hello. He was a bandit. What's up, Dex? Unfortunate that I was muted the entire time, chat. How did y'all allow that? How did y'all let me be muted for that long, chat? Before you said something. But NJX, I think, I don't know. NJX is weird. Like, you got Coops and Lord, who are both solid and consistent. Ralph's a good IGL, and then you have Freak, who's like 50-50. So, like, who are they going to get over Ralph that's an IGL that's better than Ralph, you know? Or an IGL that's not as good as Ralph, but better gun skill, you know? And who are they going to get to replace Freak? Like, there's no one else in their region. Their region's just bad. It's just all it is. It's not as good as the top regions. Still have a sleep, bro. You're gay and 11? Oh, okay. Thought you were on the phone? No. Just wait for Valak now to get back. Also a good idea. Man, Injix just stay in zone and lose players on pitch in every tournament for like 2 years now. I don't know, man. From what I've seen, he rotates very well. It's just they end up getting in bad fights. They can't help the bad fights. It's just the people there. Dude, this music that they're playing sounds like if NF was like listening to this music on stream, bro. Just makes NF a good artist. Like, these guys fucking suck, whoever's rapping this shit. I guess the worst lyrics ever heard. Worst, like, I don't know, just ass. They should just play some like dubstep shit. Yo, what's up, Rewind? Wait, quit playing? I just don't want to play Pubg Mobile anymore. I don't think the game's good. I'll probably play it like some random time. One day. Dude, where's Valak at, bro? The game about to start, dog.
Shut up! I told you I was making coffee,
shit.
puta.
Bro's making coffee like a weirdo. Who you got winning, by the way?
Chinese Nova.
Chinese Nova? Chat, okay.
No, hell no. Rejects, baby. My fucking goat.
Chat, where do you think Chinese Nova is going to place?
Top 4.
Top 4?
Yeah. It's gonna be like Falcons, Nova, Rejects.
Holy shit, Zute.
Main event. You've seen us in the qualifiers. You've seen us in the.
Yeah, Zute looked like he just woken up.
I'm your host / caster alongside. I couldn't be doing this by myself because we got so many amazing teams. We got Hot Jukes and Sute. How are you guys doing? Jukes, how you doing?
Let's go, bro. I'm so pumped. The finals are finally here. We're going to see some of the big boy squads we've been waiting for so long to see. And Zute, I know there's some names that we haven't
top
seen
5? Give me a specific number.
Where
are they ending day 1, chat?
So many
day 1.
teams, like you mentioned.
We'll make a poll.
I mean, when you say that, I mean, the first thing on my mind,
in
of
4th
course,
place after day
is
1.
the old guard, the not reigning champs, but used to be reigning champs back-to-back. Nova, right? I'm really curious to see what they have. Pair boys back in the fold, but the Mongolian teams, they were popping.
They're gonna hate the Nova Hyper fucking Himothy when they got Pair Boy.
Let's talk about this team that we're currently on the screen, Death Wolves. I mean, Jukes, you saw what this team has been able to do from the get-go. I was mentioning qualifier finals. You were there, and then I got a chance to see what they were also able to do during the prelims. How are we thinking this team could possibly do here in the main event with so many just big dogs in here?
Honestly, they're one of the team. I mean, speaking of dogs, right? We're talking about the Wolves.
All right, chat. Everyone vote right now. I did the poll. Love ending day 1 and 5th
against all these big players because, you know, after their day 1 performance where they performed better than anybody else in their group, they talked about it how it wasn't enough. You know, they were kind of bummed out, and I was surprised. I was like, you guys outperformed everybody in Group C. But
what would have been doing with my life? Dude, Pubg Mobile's had like.
Come in high as there's still
yeah, what's up, dude?
we got to talk about.
For sure. And
Pubg Mobile's had tournaments for like ever.
I want to see is a little bit more.
Like, they have big tournaments too, like S-tier tournaments, like 3 mil for this tournament. Like all in the same year, they have like 60 mil or something like that. This tournament's a smaller tournament, it's only 356K. But they do this. I'm pretty sure they do this tournament 4 times a year, right, Valak?
I mean, this team
Pmgo.
What?
Pmgo. How often do they do Pmgo?
Big ways when it came down to the prelims.
Twice. No, 3 times.
Is it 3 times a year? Oh yeah, it's 3 times a year. Then PMGC at the end of the year.
A huge learning curve for them, in my opinion. But then again, I feel like there's so many
your favorite Pubg Mobile player
teams at this
suck.
caliber of a
From
tournament
WBG.
right now. I mean, you have the veterans, and you have so
They
many
participate?
teams
Yeah.
making their first global appearance ever. But of course, you know, like the underdog story It's always there, and we've
I
seen
think
it
Nova
happen
always do
time
bad
and
in the
time
first day
again.
they come. They're usually like really, really clutch the last
any
day.
of this qualifier
Nova
teams
always
Okay,
gets
sixes.
those points.
end up winning, dude,
Bullshit.
it's gonna be the
Dude,
biggest
Valak, when's the last time we've
Cinderella
made
story
a LAN
out there.
tournament?
And I'll tell you which team, if there is gonna be a
Dude,
Cinderella
fuck
story,
you.
which team
Dude.
I'll want
Bro,
to see.
it's
but I'm not gonna
bullshit
tell you
because
yet,
like
okay?
if
Just
America's
too early.
was a
Come
fucking
on,
land, I
I'm
would have been
taking
3
you
times
down
now.
right now.
Dude,
The
America's
team
is
that
always
is gonna be
rigged, bro. I'm
looking
telling
strong
you.
is gonna be none other
Bullshit.
than
I had a lot of
Nigeria,
cheaters.
and this
I
team
think they
was
got rid of the
performing
cheater problem
really,
back
really
like in
well there towards the end of the
2022-ish.
prelims.
100%. They were so consistent. They were so consistent throughout that those preliminaries. And you know, the big thing is how are they going to make the adjustment coming into the finals? Because we've talked time and time again, Zute, right? As a matter of fact, I
Yeah.
think we talked back in the day. Like if you do the best in qualifiers,
Goddamn.
then you're
Dude,
going to
Valak, when you
struggle
go
in the
live?
finals, right? So
Trying to go live
we
right
kind of joked
now.
about that because we
Is it-
see these teams
your
usually
OBS telling
come
you-
finals time. We'll see a squad that we
OBS
didn't
is basically
really
just telling me to
expect.
fuck
Just go
off right now.
crazy.
People have
So.
too much
I think
expectations
it's
of
totally
Nova. Yeah, I don't
possible
think
that, you know,
Nova's
this
been
is
good
one
for
team in
like
particular
2
that
years.
can make that happen.
Yeah, I mean, Nextria,
Like,
they
we go to
have
Nova.
the experience under their belt, right? Very veteran team, and also performing on LAN too. A
Like
lot
the
of these
last time
teams
they've
maybe
done
their
good.
first
Like they got
time
invited
at
to
a
this
LAN
tournament, I'm pretty
stage,
sure.
and
They
I
got
know you
invited to the
mentioned this a
finals.
lot,
Or no, they
and
didn't get
even
invited. They
Seven,
qualified for
maybe
this.
you haven't
Let's see.
competed at LAN, but at any time
Did
that
they?
you're there in person,
Yeah, they
nerves
got
start kicking in,
that in their
hands
group,
start getting shaky, and
which
you might,
took
you
them
know, miss
straight
some
to the
shots,
finals,
you might
right?
choke,
And then they
things
got
could really
ninth
go
in the
bad really
finals.
quickly.
Hey man, I do that.
I mean,
in
they're
the
one
play.
good
If I
game
wasn't
from, like,
LAN, I
second.
miss
They're also,
sometimes. I joke. It
you know,
doesn't matter. I do that
they
from
got
home.
Second with
A
12 kills in
team
their very
that's
last game,
definitely
which
looking
boosted them
not
up.
to
They were
choke,
doing
not to
ass
miss
the
some
entire
shots.
tournament,
It's gonna
basically.
be Vampire
That last
Esports.
game,
Now,
like,
this team,
boosted them up a
boy,
ton.
Talk about a bit of a roller coaster of emotions.
Other than
when
that
we went to the
one,
prelims. They
They've got
came
11th
hot.
in
They got a chicken dinner on their
PL,
first game, and then
13th in
after
PL,
that, they kind of disappeared.
and then for the PMG
The
qualifier, they
crazy
got
part is
7th.
They came back towards the end, and
And
then on
then,
the
like,
second day
they
of
won the
prelims,
qualifier this year, but like
team
right
was so
now, they're
consistent.
currently
This team
in,
got
I think,
2
like
chicken dinners,
11th place or something
a
in
lot of
PL.
eliminations too. It was more of the likes of the Vampire Esports.
Or they're
that
ninth
we
place
are
'cause they had a
used to
good week.
seeing. The big question mark here, boys, is what Vampire Esports are we going to be seeing here on day 1 of the main
So,
event?
you know,
Are we
I just
gonna
don't
be
think
seeing
they're
the
that good anymore.
dominant Vampire Esports
Wolves
that
has a
we
PUBG
used to,
team.
because
Wolves
they
have PUBG
cannot
team for a
afford
while.
to slow down. They cannot
Wolves?
afford for a slow start
They've
here.
had it for
Absolutely. I mean, you said
a
it, CK, right? There's
little
a
over a
big
year.
difference from
Yeah, a little
playing
over
at
a year.
home, you know, laying
because they picked
on
up
your belly
whatever
and
this team was
on your top of your
for
bed, but now you got the lights,
finals.
you got the
They
big
won-
show here, and Vampire
it was
has
this team, whoever this
proven
team was still
that
moving
they
under
can
for
get
Gunfire.
it done, right?
That team had
with
been in the scene for a
crowd.
bit, and they
did it
had
in
won
PWI.
the
They struggled during the
PEC or PL, whatever this
qualifiers,
is,
but
which then
come
got them to
finals
there.
time, they had a performance of
And
a
then they just
lifetime.
got shit on.
But Seven, right? We saw them struggle in PMGC.
IHC can win this
I
time.
think
I
you're
feel
right.
like
They
IHC
have to
won
start off
like a
strong
fluke.
if they
People
want to
say
be able to have a great
IHC
performance here today.
are like
Yeah, we
Won
know
like
what
a fluke, bro.
Sertani,
I don't
he
get
likes to
why
do
y'all
those
say that.
interviews. He wanna, as Jason Kaplan
Well, they're
would
a
say,
top
he wants to keep
Mongolian
adding
team.
Rolexes
They've always
to
been.
his wrist.
Like, let's
Yeah.
see,
This is
where's
what they're usually
where's
able to do
IHC?
when we do go to PMW.
Like, chat, y'all gotta look at
Another
this.
team
Let's
that was
go
able
to
make it
let's
here
go to
on
this
the
dude, bro.
prelims is gonna be
All
none
right.
other than Zebra Masters. This team.
So 2020,
surprise
they got
for me
third
as
as
well.
Zeus.
I mean, they were able to
They go and
start
get
off
fourth
pretty
in
hot,
East,
too, in the
and
first time after we
then
played with the
where is
prelims.
it? What did they do
They ended
after
up with the
East?
chicken
Is
dinner
that just the end of
in
East?
eliminations. I thought that was good too.
Where
But
does this
not
take
only
you?
that,
Oh, this
the
is
way
when
they
it
were
there
able to
wasn't a
actually
finals,
keep on
stuff like that.
improving too on the second day. Keep in mind this team
And
was not able to play the
then
last one, so
2023, they got
destiny
fifth,
within their own
and then
hands,
they get
it worked
first
out
next
wonders
year.
for
It's
them
like they're
as
not
we
really
are
a
currently
fluke.
here
Like
in the
every
main
time they've
event,
made
TJ.
worlds, they've gotten top
My
5.
biggest takeaway from watching
They've gotten
Zebra
fifth,
Masters
third,
is their
and then first.
steady consistency
So, like,
in improvement, you know, through the course of their 2 days.
I don't know
And
what people
that's
think they're
always a
bad.
very
They've
strong
like never done
telltale
bad.
sign
They
of
missed
a
one
team
Worlds.
that
They missed
may
the
not
2021
be as
Worlds.
veteran and
Or-
how they might do
yeah.
come the finals. A lot of
Yeah.
teams, you know, they always go up and down. I feel like Zebra
I'm
Master
actually
is one of the few
fix my
teams
lip.
that's
The
just
only
stayed
one.
consistent all throughout.
And then I can't wait to see which team is going to be next. And if there is any any team that could possibly end up surprising here at the PUBG Mobile Global Open, it's this team right here.
Different roster and IGL for Nova, yeah.
Just
so maybe they'll do good.
Started surprising a lot of teams. You have people currently watching.
Maybe they need a new IGL. That's why they got rid of Jimmy.
Smoke Gaming is a mid team, and I kept saying no.
Pepper number 1, A7 number 2, number 3.
Just a bunch
Not
of
having
veteran
Falcons up there is kind of wild.
From Brazil that decided to get
I'm thinking
together,
Falcons top
and
3.
right now they're finally getting the chance, Hot Jukes, to be at a global stage, and boy, I would be shocked if they don't take and run with it.
Cool. They need to. They need to. And they're kind of like, you know, Zebra Masters in the fact that they are, you know, just like a local team bringing together the best that they have and coming and playing at the top level. They're so impressive. They were in PMPL back in 2022, but they got regulated at the start of 2023.
They didn't play a week? Yes, because they didn't qualify for that week.
Grab their
That's
best
why they didn't play
players,
that
put
week.
together this squad, and it's so crazy that the synergy
Like if you
is
go
this
to
strong, Zute. It's really impressive.
PL. Which week did they miss? They missed
Smoke
week
Gaming,
3.
another one of those teams
They
that,
got
you know, they
14th
look like other teams, you know, coming
and didn't
in,
even make the
players
weekly finals, so
together,
that's why they
and it's just
don't have
making
any
it
points
work
that
getting
week.
to
That's why some other
grand
teams do
final
too.
stage now. But with so many of these underdog teams, as we're seeing right now, I mean, it's,
You're gonna play
I feel
any
like only
official
one
tournaments
can
this
maybe
year?
win,
Yeah,
especially
I play
against
my
so
first
many
one
veteran teams.
in
Did we get lost here
late
in Dream?
April.
I'm not
There's
sure who
so many
Dream
teams
is.
that could win it, and we haven't even got.
I know they
this
got
are just-
long.
right now, we're just showing you guys.
This is
teams
basically a
that
revamp
came from
PMWI.
the
Vampires just
prelims.
win it, and
Another
then
one,
again flop
Regnum Carrier Bright
Shit,
Esports.
but
I
is
mean,
this even the
team
revamped
was- when you
PMWI?
talk about
Like, if you go to
consistency,
tournaments, go to
this is
S tier
the team that
tournaments,
we're
you
gonna be
have,
looking at because on the
or
second
is it
day,
World
on the
Cup? I
final
feel like
day,
the
actually,
World
that this
Cup
game-
is
that
like the
this team got a
PMWI,
chance to
you know?
play. They ended up with 2 chicken dinners overall.
Because it's like the $3 million
No,
prize
because
pool.
this is PMGO's fucking PMGO's has invited teams. That's how PMWI was. The World Cup is you have to qualify to get to the World Cup.
Oh, you do have to qualify? Oh, this from
Yeah,
the
so-
stuff.
He came up big.
Oh,
to
that's
win that
true.
final
Well,
leg
there's
for
2
this
special
team.
invites.
Overall, Hot Jukes, I mean, they're looking good.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be fucking like DRS and fucking another team.
Here.
Big
Yeah,
cloud
first,
team.
this is 2 teams that have merged
Yeah.
together. It was Regnum Cardia
PMGO's
and Braw
PMWI.
Esports, and they're looking to take it all here. And when you said Silas, I smiled because honestly, I think it's really going to be up to him to kind of lead that squad and hopefully start off with a good game because honestly, game number 1 in a tournament like this is
I was
just
just feeling
so
it was
important.
gameplay. It'll start in
Oh,
like
wait.
5-10 minutes probably.
The sound.
I like
The
this
sound,
venue
baby.
though. This venue's sick as fuck.
The Falcons are here.
They are definitely here. First place team, a team that probably
World Cup
should have
invades
been in the
and
main
finals,
event.
yeah.
They shouldn't even have to go.
Oh, is
to
it
the
invite? Is
finals,
it
but
multiple
something
stages for the
crazy
World Cup?
happened When we ended up
Yeah,
there's a lot of
there's
teams.
last chance
Ended up
and
being
then
hot
group
drop,
stage.
and
Last
it
chance and
ruined
group
their
stage?
chances to go
Okay.
straight from qualifier finals to the main event.
Okay.
But they are here now, and they're going to be going up against the team that did end up hot dropping them in high fives. We'll get to them here
Thinking
in a
high
bit, but,
fives, surprises,
I mean,
and wins.
I think
See, I don't
this team,
think
if there's any team
high
out there
fives
that's
are gonna
trying to
win.
send a
There's just
statement,
too many
this
good
team-
teams.
This team is
Yeah.
definitely trying to send that statement.
Oh man.
But
They
you
were
never know, they
so
could
win.
close and fell
There's only so
short
much
last year
snow and
at
Robbz
the
can do.
PMGC. I'm sure they really want this one.
That's why now they just
here.
2v4
And,
the whole fucking lobby.
Does this team even
Yeah.
need an introduction? Top. He's at the top, man. That player
Yep.
is just.
Dude, are Falcons
insane.
finally
Correct
gonna
me
win
if
their
I'm
very
wrong,
first
I think
tournament
he got
after
the
being like
MVP
one of the best teams in
of
the world for like
PMGC
6
last
years?
year, even though he was not
Never winning.
on the winning team. So that says something.
You're definitely not wrong.
Sure, where is-
And I think he's going to be looking to use those MVP skills on this team right here. I was hinting at it, Hodges.
All right, let's see.
They are high fives. I mean, we
got
heard them
second
say
in
they're not
Worlds,
scared of
eighth
some
in
teams.
this,
They were
fourth
saying
in
Alpha
this,
7, Team Falcons, not
third
really
in
worried about
PMWI.
them. It's easier said
Seventh
than
in
done.
this
Any
Worlds.
favorites? Yeah, look at my title. It says let's go rejects.
Rejects are dog water.
After you.
I fucking love rejects.
Also didn't know Icy had a kid.
But
I
I'll
didn't
tell you
either.
what, their hands didn't shake when
Was it
it
build?
came to the qualifiers, right? They knew what they had to do. They had to drop Team Falcons, shut them down, and pass them up if they wanted to make
Like
it
go,
to the main
Robbz.
event. And that's exactly what they did. Now the question is, right? Is that Blood Blood?
Not gonna lie,
Blood
6
in
matches
between
don't
the
show the
Falcons and
best
this squad?
team.
Will the Falcons hunt
Well,
them
it's
down
not
and get their
just
revenge
6
for
matches,
having to
it's
make them
multiple
work a few
days.
extra days?
No,
But
they're
at
talking-
the same
matches a day.
time, right? They don't
they're talking about
have
who
those
the very
few
big-
games
like
of extra
the
experience
qualifier.
in the prelims going against some of these squads. So they're literally, I'm not gonna lie, right? It's
Tony
like
K
just
over top?
watching
Well, tell me when
a
Tony K
little
makes
stick
finals
get
again.
thrown into a massive bonfire here in the finals. But I'm excited to see what they do.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I can't wait to see what they're gonna do, but I believe
Yeah,
we
let's-
are gonna
let's
be
go
showing
check
you
Tony
guys
K.
a
Let's go
video
check
of
Tony
how
K.
PUBG Mobile.
What's up, brother?
My life.
What's up, Sirens? How are you?
All right, chat. Oh, Tony K. Dude, when's
In a
last
bit.
time Tony
You
K
know
made
what?
a
We
finals
have
of
to show
Worlds?
the
Oh wait,
the ones
chat.
from home, Alpha 7. We'll get a chance to actually talk more
Just
about
never
their team, but
made
I
the
think
finals
that,
of Worlds.
that team is one that's definitely
just
looking
can't
to
get
win that
there.
championship, especially if they could do it at home. Imagine how happy they would be.
Oh. They go crazy, man. Imagine the crowd, everybody. I mean, everyone's cheering on this team as well as so many. I love to see the huge Brazilian presence and squads here at the hometown. It's just been absolutely insane.
Snowix looks like Yoda with
Well,
glasses.
you heard
That's
me
wild.
tease it earlier, and I think it is going to be coming down. So here we go. Let's watch this video.
So there's Paraboy.
การทำงานครับก็เหมือนอารมณ์แบบการหารายได้เข้าตัวเองแล้วก็ครอบครัวครับก็สำหรับ PUBG นะครับก็เปลี่ยนแปลงสำหรับตัวผมก็คือน่าจะเป็นเกี่ยวกับเรื่องของระบบ
Newsy almost completed a no-kill challenge during qualifiers for Newsy the GOAT, bro.
ก็คือเป็นเหมือนมีขั้นมีตอนเราต้องใช้ความมีระเบียบอย่างเช่นเราต้องตื่นมาซ้อมหรือว่าแบ่งเวลาในการซ้อมหรือว่าแบ่งเวลา
FaZe made grand finals after 20k left. That's the funny thing.
จัดระเบียบให้กับตัวเองก็เหมือนเป็นคนมีระเบียบมาก
Acho que o PUBG mudou
Bro
a minha
left.
vida literalmente em tudo, porque eu sempre tive um
So
sonho
he
de
leaves
gostar das
FaZe
coisas,
after
da
they
minha
get
mãe,
31st,
da minha família.
and then FaZe
Então, acho que o
proceeds to
PUBG
get
mudou
what in
bastante
finals? They get
isso,
sixth in
poder
the
jogar
finals.
com quem eu amo, quem eu gosto, e fazer o que eu amo também, que é jogar.
FaZe gets sixth, and Tony K's where at?
Mudou literalmente tudo que tinha pra mudar na minha vida.
38th, 36 to 38.
He aprendido a convivir con mucha gente.
Funny
porque,
shit.
pues, hay muchas personas de diferentes lugares,
Just
pues,
because
he
Dream and Monkey
conocido
didn't get
culturas o
much
así.
kills doesn't mean that they help in other things.
También
But yeah, that's
me ha
definitely true.
ayudado
Like some people
en
could
un
get
lado
less kills, but
porque,
they're just
pues,
be
yo
doing as
tengo
much
tiempo
work.
para estudiar y para jugar, ya que pues se me paga y pues no tengo la necesidad de trabajar.
Hem maddi konusunda hayatımı değiştirdi hem de hayatıma güzel insanlar kattı. Güzel abi kardeşler. Eu me chamo de Menor, eu jogo PUBG faz 5 anos e esse jogo mudou minha vida em questão, claro, financeira, mas também da saúde mental.
So y'all think the tier 2 teams, the tier 2 Brazilian teams are gonna do good in the finals?
Eu tava meio pra baixo e tal.
Or the not tier, they're not tier 2, but like, you know, the not top teams.
Well, don't even get us started with how PUBG Mobile has changed our life.
I like
because
this.
luckily for
Use,
me, I got a chance
why
to
did they
meet
use this
Fox
venue the
and
entire
see it
time?
in real person because of this game.
The original,
And you know
the
what?
venue they did for
This team is gonna be
qualifiers and
looking to
prelims was
hopefully
fucking
move to
ass.
That championship is none other than D plus
Yeah,
Kia
it
all
was.
the way from South Korea. Now we are used to seeing certain players from this roster. I know somebody at home, Maxman, is going to be a little bit heartbroken because no longer is Fabian nor Forrest in this team. They have changed up the roster, and they're looking to put up a much, much better showing than they were able to do in PMGC, Hodgers.
Yeah, you know, this team in particular, we've known this name. We've seen them for so many times in so many tournaments.
K is a really good player.
And in Korea, this team
Who's
just
K?
absolutely
He's on-
shreds. It's just at the
he's
global
Korean, right?
stage, they haven't been able
One of
to
the Korean
replicate
teams?
that. So hopefully,
He's on
we
D+.
can see that happen here today.
And
I'm Team
hopefully
SL,
we
but
will
I'm
be able
on
to get
a
chance to see
team.
that. As I mentioned, it's going to be a bit of a
I
different
mean, every team
environment.
Team
If
SL,
they
but
end up
other than like
changing
3 or 4
early
like
in
ad
January,
teams,
so
and it's just
I'm
like
sure
gone.
they'll be set and ready
should be able to, like,
go
free win.
to take. How long does it usually take for this team?
Korean
to
team
kinda
is
get
very
used to each
underrated.
other
Korean teams
after
are not
they,
underrated.
get
They
together?
are not good.
I mean, it depends from team to team, but generally, I
Yeah, it's
give it
okay.
a
You
couple
can
months.
be bad
Teams
at the game.
very,
All right, some
very
teams are
high
just bad.
caliber, when they kind of put one player in or even switch 2 players out, I mean, the fundamentals have to be there for the players.
I feel like Boom is going to get absolutely shit
Hopefully,
on.
we'll see them do pretty well.
We'll have to wait and see. if
They've
that's
never
gonna
done
happen
good in
here,
anything but this
as we
one
have
tournament that they won to get here.
Esports
That's
all
the only
way
time they've
from
ever done good,
Indonesia,
I'm pretty
this
sure.
is not just any Indonesian team, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very, very strong team as they are the current champions of the PUBG Mobile
Like,
Super
chat, let's
League
look at
South
this.
Asia Spring 2024. That's right. They already
They got
started playing their own
17th
tournaments,
last
and they are
split.
already winning it.
They
So
split
they're
for
gonna
that,
be
they
coming
got
in hot.
5th.
I know Indonesia for the longest time. We talked
They got
about
3rd in
Pegatron.
Indonesia
We
fall.
talked about some of the other
But isn't this
teams
Indonesia
out there
fall like
from
ass
Indonesia
teams?
as well.
Yeah,
But, I mean,
Evos,
coming in hot for being able
RQ,
to win that
Morph.
PMSL already in 2024. They got that experience under the
This
belt. to start
BTR
off the
team
year.
did horrible. What the
I mean,
hell?
that's huge. I mean, they have it under their belt, and
Basically
they
all
have
you
a
got in
belt
there.
already
Yeah,
around their
AE.
waist, right? To start the year off. So that's going to be huge for their
These
whole
guys have
mental
done
factor
nothing, really.
coming into today.
They've
They
never
know that
played
they
a
can
global
already
tournament before.
Get that top spot. It's time to do it here on the big global stage, though. So hopefully they're able to, calm those
There's
nerves
def
down,
better
get
ad
ready,
teams than
and just
other
start
ad teams.
fragging
I
out
mean,
right
yeah,
from the
no
start.
shit. You're gonna have teams
And
that are better,
I'm
but
sure
like
everybody
compared to like the
watching
top
in
3 teams in
Indonesia
NA, like
will love to
they're
see
all
that.
just
They
bad.
will love to see another team being able to be one of those.
So
top
Yummy,
teams
their
in the
cook,
world,
yeah,
just like
Yummy's their
Bigatron
best
was
player by
able to
far,
do it
and so
back in
without
the
him,
past.
they're
They haven't
getting
been
that
able to shine
loss.
that much, but you know what? Anything can happen. It's
Maybe,
just
you
the
never know.
best part. It's just the beginning of 2024 here for PUBG Mobile Esports, and when we're talking about champions, Well, let's talk a little bit more about.
There are my goats.
This is the
There are my goats.
Japan. They won the Pubg Mobile Japan League Season 3
Come on,
Phase
boys.
2 last year around October.
Can you tell me what achievements your goats have?
In the Pmgo. Keep in mind, though, this team did not
Rejects?
have the best of
You
showings.
fucking kidding me?
When they
Tell me what
did
achievements
come
they
to
got,
PMGC, 'cause they ended up in 22nd place.
I'm kind of pressed that
Currently,
Lufa isn't
I would
playing.
say they are the rulers, the kings of Japan. This reject team just
Sorry, my
dominates
goat,
year
bro.
after year after year in
Divine better.
Japan only, though. Every time they get to the global stage, they've always fallen short. However,
Hear that? You hear what Zute's saying? They
have to
dominate
say
year
they have
after year.
improved
Pussy.
Every single time in terms
Dominate
of
what year after year? Tell me what they dominate.
at the global stage.
Dude, their
So,
region. They
the
fuck up
trend-
Japan.
No shit, their region's
This
trash.
might be, you know, the best reject team we have seen.
They have no competition in their
Yeah,
region,
I
dog.
can't wait to
It's
see
just
what
absolute
Japan
free
has to
farm.
offer this year around.
Yeah, there's
This is-
always
this
so
is their
much
tournament.
hope for Japan. They're always
their tournament.
getting us really hyped up, and then when we get
Zara
to
is
play
gonna
Globals
become a
events,
fucking
they end
demon.
up disappointing. Luckily for Reject,
Korea's like
guess
NA,
what?
but way more
You
guns
gotta
go.
start
Korea's
off
like
early
NA,
this
but their
year.
top
You get
team's
a
just
chance.
way
You
better
get
than
a
our
chance to
top
put your
team.
name out there and become the champ.
And they have
of
one
the
top team.
PMGO,
So it's
but
just
if
that
we're
same
talking
team
about
gets
champions,
world experience
I would
every
be
year.
shocked. I would
Well,
be shocked if this next team
let's
is in
go.
one of the main contenders to win the championship.
Those are my goats right
As
there.
we know they have won in the past, and you might be wondering, well, Seven, which team is it? Stop teasing us. Just slow down. Give it a second, because it's none other than Nova Esports. That's right, the back-to-back.
Why Paraboy look like that? Paraboy has no aura anymore.
2021,
Chat, he lost it.
2020, and Paraboy.
What an order, bro.
Chat. You see this Paraboy right now. Alright? Alright, chat. We gotta. Where's his old pick, bro? Dude, chat. Like, chat, like, what happened, chat? The fuck happened? What happened to my goat, dude? Dude, like, what happened to him? It's just, he just lost it, bro. He lost it, chat. Dude.
What more can we ask for?
It's, I mean, that's one of the things I'm definitely looking forward to this tournament. There are so many things I'm looking forward to, and they also have order.
Oh, could you
can't
imagine if
talk about
Paraboy MVPs after
without
being gone
order.
for a year?
Probably the
I'd just
best
solidify that
duo
he's the best player
in
and no
PUBG
one ever will ever be better than him.
Long-range
He's gone for just one
specialist,
split.
Close range specialist.
Why?
He's gone for a
They're
whole
the best
year.
of the best when it comes to those two.
A whole
things.
year? What?
So I just can't wait to see what's gonna happen in this tournament here.
He was playing in the Asia
Yeah,
games
first
and then
time
he was
actually
still
we get a
doing
chance
stuff
to see
with
this team without
content
being at a
creators.
global event, if I'm not
Like the whole
mistaken.
year
So
of
I can't wait to see
2023.
how that's going to be adjusting for them and being at a global
2023?
event for them without their
Played
one of their main
PBC?
ones, right,
Pretty sure.
Jimmy? And we're
He
talking
played
about
spring,
He didn't play-
and then he didn't play
SDG
summer
is
though.
also one of those PMGC teams,
Oh.
as they were able to win
He
it.
missed
in
one split. He
2022.
missed
They were able
one
to
split
surprise
for the games.
everybody when we were in Jakarta, Indonesia.
I thought he
for
missed the
that
whole
win.
year.
And this team has made some changes. We talked about earlier how Silence did end up leaving the team. They didn't really have one of the best performances overall last year.
Hairboy's
when it came
banned.
to
He's
global
back.
events.
Hairboy wasn't
They
banned,
were a bit
bro.
disappointing. I think a lot of people expected a lot more out of SGG.
He
and
went to
SGG
play
is going to
the
show why they were the
Olympic game
champions in
things, whatever
2022.
those are called.
He's gonna have to step up.
Asian
They're gonna have to
games,
step
yeah,
up
he went
big
to play
time.
Asian games.
Silas is definitely a tough one because that man could definitely get it done. But now you got Cal stepping up.
S2G ain't
as
gonna
the
do anything.
IGL.
They lost
And
Silas,
hopefully
bro.
We can see this team get some success
They don't
here
have
because
their
I know
go.
that
They have-
once they start firing on all
They
cylinders,
have that one player that's really good.
they're gonna
still,
be
right?
tough to stop.
They have
So
Kals.
I'm really
Kals,
looking
yeah.
forward to seeing these first few games.
Remember
I
if
think
it's
they
Klaas
get
or
a chicken
Kals?
dinner under their belt early.
Is that
It's
one
gonna be
dude
a
in the
big
right
target
just
on
short
their
as
back
fuck?
because once they get going,
Yeah.
it's hard to stop.
He was banned.
And the thing is, too, whenever they
Why
did
was
end up
Purple
winning
banned?
that
Can someone tell me
championship, they
why
were
he
such
was
a
banned?
quiet team.
You guys
They
just
were
saying he's
such a
banned, but you aren't
consistent
saying
team that
why.
Ended up catching everybody by surprise, me by surprise as well. And I mean, keep it going with the champions list. Why not?
And there are our
IAC
champions, chat, the
Esports,
best
reigning
team in the game
defending
so right
champions
now.
of the PUBG Mobile Global Championship 2023. This team was on an absolute tear, man. Absolute tear, and I can't wait to see what they're gonna be
This
doing
is
here. Imagine if
5-inch.
you can get those back-to-back global events. That'd be amazing.
Oh,
Chat, y'all are
hear the
some
music,
weirdos,
right,
dude.
right here.
He's already beat the story mode.
The big
Alec, you look
boys
like you're on
are
Mars,
here,
dude.
looking to
Dude,
make that
Nate,
return.
chill the fuck
And,
out,
I
dog.
mean, you're
What's
right.
going
If
on
they
here,
could
Valkyrie,
kid?
get
are we
back
getting
to
on
that
Mars,
global
dog?
performance, just
Dude, I'm
imagine
past
that
Mars. I'm on like a
Minnesota
fucking Neptune right
You're
now.
on Neptune? Hold up, I'll be right back. Let me.
My bad, Nate. Nate, I'm like
It's
fucking
been
planets
done once
away right now,
before by
dog. It's
Nova, but
insane.
IHC, this is a team
He's
that
already
I
beat the story mode. He's doing
really
side
think
missions
that-
now. Oh
Wait,
god, he
what,
is. Bro.
which planet are you on? What planet do I gotta get on?
I'm on fucking Neptune.
You're on
Like,
Neptune?
I'm way out there. I'm fucking lost. I'm about to get lost in space. I'm about to fucking jump to Pluto and then float into into a black hole.
to go up against here. It is just
Oh, okay,
the way
so
they
you're that
play,
going?
the way they utilize everything, their teamwork, their synergy, it is top notch. And we
I've
saw
been there.
last year when they,
This past
made
hour and a
that
half has
run
been pretty
first
fun
place.
for
It
me.
wasn't easy. They had
Past hour and a half?
upsets,
Brother, you've been like muted the last hour and a
it was
half. What the fuck
multiple
are you
teams
doing?
racing, and they came out on top.
Just been laying in bed
That's one
and
of those
getting
teams
ready
that
for
you don't wanna
PMGO.
Let them start carrying that momentum, or it's just gonna start getting worse.
what I'm talking
and
about,
worse
brother.
And worse. And you might be wondering, well, there's one team missing. That's right.
Yo, chat, y'all aren't gonna understand, but this right here, this background at the top, like all these buildings, it looks like a map on Overwatch.
Worst in because this is a team that just keeps falling short.
Hey.
Every single time we end up going
Hey,
to
give me a
global
second.
events, they have made some
I
roster
will
changes. In
fix
case you're wondering, Senatex is no longer with that team. They have added a lot of players within this roster. McGrellin, Squash, and then, I mean, they're still always looking to add even more people, but
Dude,
the
chat,
core, Revel,
I went like
Mafia,
negative
are
in my
there, and
games
they're
on
looking
Overwatch
to get
yesterday.
this win.
And the day, like,
they need it so bad.
13 and,
I mean,
like,
I
16 or some
remember
shit like
watching
that.
them on such big
I was getting
stages,
cooked.
just barely come up short. Sometimes worse than others, and they want that championship belt. They've had pretty much every single success in PUBG Mobile except that global title, Zute. You know these guys want it more
global
than
title.
anybody else, especially the fact that they're at home.
Yeah, they always come so close. And when I say close, I mean last year.
4v is too strong
they
for this
were
tournament.
in the lead. They were coming into the very last day of the PMGC Grand Finals.
4v is definitely not
and
too
they
strong for this
just
tournament.
fell short, and that wasn't the first time it's happened. So now that they're on home soil,
For Syntax
the
now?
buff, home territory.
I was on a
this has
prelims
got
team,
to
but I could be
This
wrong.
has got to be their
How
time.
you spell his name?
to
Sina?
that championship.
I'm
That's
so
excellent.
glad you mentioned that because they do end up
He
falling short. And
is
they
Team
don't
Barry
want to
Land
end up falling
Esports.
short for this prize pool right here because first place
They-
is
yeah,
gonna
they were
be
I was taking off the night bot.
$100,000.
They got, what was
Second
it?
place there
Yeah.
with the 50,
21st,
third place with 30,
22nd.
and then after
They got
fourth,
11th
you
in
can
their
see
group.
It definitely is a big drop
They were
off.
5
So
points
a
for
lot of these teams,
qualifying.
I know they won that championship, but I mean, they want to stay within those top 3 for that money.
I mean, that's a big money.
It's only 100K
But I
for
mean,
first place.
They want to stay within those top 3.
Definitely going to be on everyone's minds here, especially for the hometown heroes. So
Like Goat
I
Nox.
wouldn't be surprised
chat,
if we
think
see
about
all
it.
the stops come out.
Eventually, if
moving
Nox
towards the
keeps playing, he
final
could
games,
become
right? I mean,
the
because
GOAT
at
of
the end
North
the day,
America.
I mean,
simply
that's
by
a
being the only
big
player
difference,
left.
Evan.
It is going to
There's
be a
only good
massive
players in
difference. And
Quit.
also, what's going to be a massive difference, how aggressive these teams are going to be. Because you can see the point structure there. It stays the same as before. But just to remind you, my favorite point of all, that
I wonder how hard
1
Spec's
point
gonna, like,
for one
MVP.
elimination.
There's
Still
no
my-
way
it's
Spec
still
does
my
an
favorite. We're
MVP.
gonna be looking
Like,
at the
who's
schedule
going to
here
MVP over
of how
Spec?
we're going to be playing these matches. It's going to stay around
In
the same.
regionals.
We're watching the prelims, the qualifiers. Is
Spec
going to
just
stay
be
around
getting
the
too
same.
many
Sandhawk,
kills,
the
bro.
Madness,
Like, you got
we're
too many
just gonna
fraggers
get
on
it
Honcho
away
State.
from it
Yeah,
right off
you
the
legend
bat,
him,
Sute.
bro.
Yeah, it's the best
then
lineup
Nate
as
in
well,
terms
so it's
of
just
that.
like-
Start hot and Sandhawk.
Yeah, facts. Realistically, Spec's the
There you
only
go.
fragger
And then the
on
most
Nate
challenging
Fate's
map,
team.
Yeah, like, it's him,
Yeah, we're looking at the
J7,
participating teams.
Fate,
You got a
and
chance to see the full
Kelly,
roster
right?
earlier, but in case you're wondering
Yeah,
how they were
like,
able to
yeah,
make it here,
no one's out
there
fragging
it is
Spec on that
your
team. Like,
screen.
he's going to be the
We have our
frontline gunner.
favorites. Everybody at home, I'm pretty sure they have their favorites too. We're
You
not
should
going
just
to be
bait
saying
Telly
that
the
until we
entire
actually
time.
get to the final day. And now, I mean, that top there. The
Like, he
top
definitely
just
retired. He
looking
playing with
insane,
that team for
Hodges.
fun.
Oh, yes, they are. But we got a nice interview coming right
Oh,
up.
you mean he,
Go ahead and
like,
take it on over to the main
retired
stage.
from, like, trying to, like, win. And he's just playing to chill right now. He's not retired.
Now we have a great interview with Top from Team Falcons. Can we start? Thank you so
Do
much
you
for your
support
time.
LGBTQ?
What I was going to ask you
I
about
support
the very
whatever I
aggressive
want to
gameplay
support.
style that you showed
I support Taco Bell because I love tacos.
How did you guys build this game style as a team?
Valak, do you support Taco Bell?
I love Taco Bell.
Chat, we got him. Taco Bell is bad. Gives you the diarrhea. Okay.
I love chicken quesadillas and the
I made a
Doritos Locos Tacos.
Okay, those are fire. Understandable.
Those are so good. Those are so good.
High key, their burritos go kind of crazy too when you're hungry. We get like 3 of
And the
them.
Gordita Crunch. Oh, fuck. Man.
What are the good teams in NA? You have Specs team. You have Valak's team. You have... Yeah, that's all I got. Valak, you're gonna have to help me on this one. Extreme Slayers. You got Extreme Slayers. Alright, that's 3. So we have 3, and then we have like Titans down here, you know? Like they're a little over here. You know?
They have like Titan and Nova Hyper.
Yeah. So we have Titan.
Yeah. So we have 3 good teams.
We have 3 good teams. Yeah, that's all we got, chat.
За манай багийн хувьд яг энэ хүртэл одоо бүр эхнээс нь qualifier тоглоод одоо Монголын цагаар өглөө 6 цаг босоод ерөнхийдөө одоо ингэж оролцож явсаар гад яг энэ хүртэл ирсэн байна. Тэгээд
Bro, it's actually gonna be such a battle for MVP because it could be like, it could be Revo, it could be Top, it could be Paraboy. Shit, it could be Zol. Fuck, this is gonna be a good tournament. Great tournament.
we play from the 6 a.m. with high MS. It was 400 MS, so very high ping, and we play very hard every day for 2 weeks to qualify in Brazil. We come
24 quit, I'm pretty sure.
I didn't.
Do you not? Wait, so
Nope,
was he not
he made a team. Yeah, 24, Baby Tang, Mizuki, and Pika made a team called Taco Lovers, and they're playing in PMSO qualifiers. So he basically just left YKG to join Baby Tang to do like nothing.
Yeah. I love the homie Baby Tang, but Baby Tang, he's a very... Baby Tang's like a good role player, I feel like. He'd be a good role player on a team. Like, he's a very consistent player, you know? He usually needs someone to be the star player.
Okay, you know
They'd
what?
have a
Talking
good
about the high
team
pay. Well,
if
guess what? You
24
don't have to
Baby
worry about
Tang
that
found
anymore.
2 other
You're
people,
right here
but
in Brazil. If you do
Play
end up
with
knocking somebody,
fucking
you're gonna be able to see that right away.
a guy I've
too.
never heard
Just
before,
as
and
I'm
Mizuki,
sure
who's never
Ronaldo has
played
experienced that
PMPL.
before, but hey, nonetheless, we're at
So,
a global
he's
event
been a
now,
sub.
and they're here, and I'm
Who's
sure
never
they're
played
gonna be
PMPL?
they're gonna be wanting to get this.
Oh my god, Jules! Hi,
Pika
Jules!
guy.
Pika?
Team Falcons shouldn't have been in the prelims. They really should not have. I mean, they should have gone all the way to the main event. You know, it was just hi-fis that stopped them and made them work those few extra days here. So, I mean, I think that's going to kind of work out in their benefit in the fact that they're going to have a lot more games underneath their belt. At the same time, though, you could just see the determination on his face. I mean, this squad wants that championship. They want to be able to go ahead and start off strong in the year.
I think
And,
Revo's
man,
finally
they have
gonna
to
get a
work hard
global
to do it,
MVP.
dude.
Probably,
I
but
mean,
there's a
according
lot
to
of good players playing
you
in
heard
this
it.
tournament.
You heard it right then and there.
No. I don't think he's ever gonna get
was
it.
saying
Ever.
400. And
Yeah, kid from Michael Jekyll saying
I
4 can't travel.
even imagine how
Bro.
good you have to be to just clap everybody on 400 MS to qualify and get into this, and then, you know, continue onwards from there. But this team, we've seen them just
They'll
such
do
a
MVP
dominant
easily?
team, especially
Nah.
you know, when they get that small edge. They even remind me quite
That's
a
not a
lot
good team. They have
of,
Kindness and Koi.
IHC. So I
mean, they have
wanna see
Kindness?
those two teams getting into a fight too.
Yeah, I want to see a lot of teams get into a fight here. Another team that I want to see get, you know what? Let's just speculate right now. Teams that I want to see fighting against each other: Alpha 7 and Nova. Just keep it that first game. You know what?
Yes.
That'd be amazing. How about you,
Lucky
Haji?
from
Which is
Hi-Fi
your,
just be
your-
shouting on
your
TikTok.
pick?
You stole mine. You stole mine, honestly. That'd be great. Honestly, I want to see Hi-Fi's and Team Falcons. Like, I just think that that's such a great story. The fact that they gatekeep them, it'd be awesome to see.
Sute? Which one do you want to see challenge each other here right off the bat?
Try realistically,
You guys
the
took
worst team here
two
is Ro.
best ones, so I'm gonna switch it up a little
What?
bit. I
No,
wanna
it's
see like
high
a
fives.
4-way fight
As worst team here?
IHC Falcons and
Yeah, it's Hi-Fi's.
I think Hi-Fi's is the worst team here.
all in one.
Yeah, like as much as I love Snow and Robbz, like I don't. Their other two players are random.
It's definitely Ro.
Just give us the reigning champions. Why not? Why don't you? Give us all of them. But you know what? I'm hearing that we are ready in this stage, so let's take it away.
Or Boom.
Nah, Boom are way above Ro. Even though they're ass. They're ass compared to their region.
Just find out game one. What's game one set up?
Hey, someone destroy every team except Falcon and IFC to 44. You think? Who's in the finals of the fish? Where's the... You think they'd be Vampire in the 44? I mean, they actually got Newsy now.
Welcome to the 2024.
They don't have to win their group, yes. Where's Juancho? Asleep. He'll be here in like 3 hours.
Salve, salve família! Pode convocar todo mundo porque já estamos ao vivo, diretamente de São Paulo, com Pmgo Brasil 2024. Eu sou Carol Bombichel e é um prazer imenso estar aqui com vocês hoje. And so with you, Isa.
Thank you so much. I am Isadora Basili, and it's a pleasure to be here next to the 16 teams left in the main event. And only one of them will survive this great competition that is coming in the next few days. That will be absolutely full of surprises. It's going to be amazing. And for the first time in the game's history, we have all of the global champions here playing the same world tournament. We have IHC 2023 champions. We have S2G 2022 champions and Nova Esports global champions in 2020 and 2021.
Tivemos uma longa jornada, quase 1000 inscrições.
Yo, chat, check on the right bat as fuck.
Oh
god, bro, I was just about to say that. She baddie. She a baddie.
Oh man, taking a still follow Brazil chat.
Mitsuki is baby Tang side bitch. She gives good Glock to play PMSL. That's the guy that's never played PMPL, right?
Travel to São Paulo to find the one team that goes straight to the main event that ended up being HFIYS.
Os 16 melhores times do mundo estão reunidos aqui hoje, estão presentes, entre eles os atuais campeões de 2023, IHC Esportes, S2G, campeões de 2022 e o campeão.
Does he have good gun skill? He's one of those players that just meat rise to get on good teams and then complains and blames the enemy for him dying. Oh, so he's just really bad at the game, and they're just gonna get smoked because he's on the roster?
Por esse lindo troféu aqui e também pelo título de melhor do mundo.
Now we are live in São Paulo. We've only one goal in the next 3 days to crown the 2024 Pmgo champion. Now all they want is this trophy. All they want is a chance to prove themselves not only to Brazil but also to the whole world.
Okay, so now we know Brazil got hot chicks. Bro, I've been known Brazil got hot chicks.
Bro.
They got some baddies down there, bro. Latinas are fucking fire.
A fazer história, família.
Why is Alex not playing today? Or IC?
And now let's welcome our teams present in this huge venue here in São Paulo, here in Brazil.
Vamos conhecer os 16 times.
So let's start first with IHC Esports and Alpha 7 Esports.
I don't think Mitsuki will be a starter.
Vampire Esports and S2G Esports.
Oh, he's been on a roster before? I thought it was just some like random.
Zebra Master and Nova Esports.
They have Dream and Monkey. Oh yeah, they're getting the two non-NA players, right?
Falcons and G plus Kia.
Reject and Boom Esports.
Yeah, Chad, this is horrible. Why are they already standing at their... Like, everyone's standing already. Why not stand when they call you? Like, wouldn't that make it look better? Like, now... I don't know. Like, they sit down after they're called.
HFIYS by YS Esports and Smoke Gaming.
Look how short Snow is.
And now,
Dude,
let's
Snow is.
start the
Dude,
competition.
Robbz is fucking giant!
A gente não quer top 2, não quer top 3, como vem acontecendo nos outros campeonatos. A gente quer chegar e ser campeão.
Одоо Pmgo уус авраг авахар зориод ирсэн. Тэгээд bundan şampiyon olmamız lazım.
Leave it down to the non-NA players to perform NA element. Chat, I've said it before, if you're a non-NA player and you come to play in NA, it's because you're not good enough to compete in your own region. So you have to come to the worst region in the game.
Özellikle babama kendimi kanıtlamak için çok uğraştım. Annem de zaten inanmıyor çok fazla. Yani çok desteklemediler ama destekten ziyade benim daha çok hırslandırdı.
Life production value is terrible. Yeah.
Ailemden biri annem. Her zaman onun için çabalıyorum. Onun için şey yapıyorum, uğraşıyorum.
Most dominant performances we have seen in years, Blank. It is unrecognizable.
Is it a random ass post they made about Hi-Fi stream? No. I don't follow any Pubg Mobile people.
Саяны өмнөх дэлхийн аварга болсон. Яг тэр үед бол тэр үеийн тэр хүрч чадсан сансандаа хүрсэн шиг тийм гоё мэдрэмж байсан. Тэгээд тэр одоо ч гэсэн ингээд толгойд одоо жидэг сэтгэлтэй жидэг.
Valky got Grand Project Zomboys with us.
No.
Yes.
Not doing it.
Um orgulho olhar pra trás e saber que todo o trabalho que eu fiz deu certo.
За одоо Pmgo уус авраг авахар зориод ирсэн. Тэгээд
ทุกคนจำชื่อของเราไว้ครับ
It's easy money though if you want to come to the workshop and dominate. You win all the top prizes and slots to PMC. I mean, I don't really remember any EU people winning slots to anything really. Alright, let's go to Valak, because Valak's played practically all of them. Let's go to his Wikipedia. Let's go.
Here we go. The first match.
The very last one. Oh, it already started.
Brazil finals.
Alright, so let's see.
Headed into Sandhawk.
The Zex has had 2 EU players and 2 NA players. Then you had 412 with all EU players, and then they got smoked.
This is all gonna begin. This is a huge game here. My question to you,
Zex has had Baton and one dude. They had Crow, Baton, Everest.
You took my
But
question, man.
did Peralta play, or
how many hot drops
was it Everest who set up?
Because if you go by everything that we've seen already so far in the Pmgo,
It was the starting four was Crow,
there's a lot more.
Everest, Baton, and Active.
The main event here of the Pmgo. If you are
what's the full roster?
This would be the
It's Peralta, Inactive, Crow, Everest, Baton, Skyline. But I'm pretty sure it was Peralta, Inactive, Crow, Baton. Was it Skyline that played?
Peralta didn't play.
Peralta didn't play. Quite strong when it comes to Sandhawk, at least from what we saw already in the Pmgo.
I just came back, let's go.
Has been Vampire Esports. Vampire Esports has
What the fuck just hot dropped?
Oh
my god, it's DK.
Oh my gosh, ROW. Chat, Ben said that ROW is going to be the worst team in here.
Punished here as they already down 2 players, but they do end up finishing one of the players from
Nova's
down. We need to queue up our time.
Trying to hold it down, but this is
What of Nova? We're gonna match our times, by the way.
loot at all. I don't even think that one of the
What's your time
players
right now?
has a weapon from Rules of War.
A 0.
0?
Oh,
countdown?
Whenever you get into a new lobby with new
56,
teams,
55, 54, 53, 52, 51, 0,
know what to
49,
expect.
38.
End up posting where they're gonna be dropping on social media.
I don't have ads on my live stream today. I turned them off to where I can manually do them. Unless you like open my stream up just now and it gave you an ad.
Luckily for them, they have
I have it where they're all turned off.
eliminated from Rules of War.
Sent you an Insta?
Be careful because
Where'd you send me an Insta?
the amount of third party that we've been seeing in Sandhawk and this Pmgo has been insane. A bit of a slowdown here to this fight. They're trying to figure out which way we're gonna be going, and I love those player cams that we have right there because we're gonna get just that pure emotion whenever it does.
No, my goat!
Or something goes right. And guess what? I was talking about the third parties. They're starting already. Vampire Esports coming in.
That's what I was about to say. I was like, when you have a fight like this, you got to get it finished as soon as possible, especially at this stage.
So they made a post because he's Indian that made it?
Those third parties are going to come
like
almost
half
instantly. So getting a knock from Vampire is going to be tough. A Reject's going to push on in here.
Oh my god, my goats are dead first.
Wait,
Nice.
so is he a player from India, or is he just
are actually going to be the first
half
team
Indian?
out.
And they're seeing this movie already know these people are back very
we
fast.
were expecting out of you.
Yeah, there's a lot of all these teams are global class teams.
Global event here.
Like this Nova team right here has won Worlds twice in a row, back in 2021 and 2022.
Lose to Royals War out of everybody.
They've changed their IGL and stuff though, so they're a little bit different team. But Order and Paraboy were the two main players for the team.
Which is going to be none other than D+.
And Long Skur is a NA player that moved to China to play for them.
Oh, this is gonna be huge.
This is a bracket.
Played on
Jack
some
had all
now.
the advantage in the world there, but I think it was just down to the luck of the draw.
For sure.
They end up going against
Could be wrong.
Rosa
There
War.
is
One of
an
the
aim
players
assist
had
either?
an
Yeah, there's no
M4.
aim assist.
Reject had a QBU, you know, and not to mention you got Vampire shooting you in the back. Oh, that's so tough, and that's what's so hard, especially at the start of a tournament. Those nerves come into play, Seven, right? And I always say, like, I have the hot jukes excuse card. If I'm gonna punch it for any of these teams, I always give them the first.
They're gonna
game,
show, you
because
think?
sometimes
I mean, it's
gotta
their
get them
first global
fingers
tournament with their
warmed
new
up.
team,
But I
so.
think Reject just hesitated, right? Hesitated to just full send it, and they got punished because of it. So now, I mean, you could see
Valak,
like,
RC
how
going crazy.
intense this is.
Shut
and you
up.
can see D+ Kia saying, you know what, Nova, we'll give you Pinon. I don't think we want to mess with you.
Why are they? I don't understand why they're fucking 4v4ing at exec compound. That shit makes zero sense.
44 at exit compound's wild, by the way. I would just give it up. I'm like, all right.
Engagement. You can see actually all three of them are gonna be rotating around, trying to get a different angle order. We did end up seeing Paraboy on top of a roof as well. Anything can happen here with this fight, but I agree 100%.
Also has a vector. He's not gonna get a good knock. The only way he knocks someone is if he knocks Paraboy, but anything longer than that, he's gonna live.
Too long. I think they thought they might have had more time.
ROW over RC.
There was no way in their mind that somebody was gonna be third partying that quick. Meanwhile, Vampire Esports, the ultimately opportunists that they are, they say, "Oh, is that a point that I see over there?"
RC
Yes,
so trash, dude. Valak, dude, they're hating on your team, dog. They're hating on your team.
Is gonna end up knocking somebody from.
Oh my goats.
He's living in India, but he's Indian.
Catching them there. They were trying to cross. They were trying to revert the rotation that they were doing.
Longstar was living sometimes from Malaysia. There's also an NA player named Longstar. If this is the same one.
Speaking of getting warmed up, that's one man you don't want to get hot.
Fuck, they just.
Alright, glad no order's still good at the game.
Nova shredding D+ Kia. No scopes necessary. All iron sights, baby. And that's 3 players down. They might get this last one.
Paraboy? Paraboy?
Yes, he's gonna.
Okay.
And good.
I was about to say.
Good order. Just
smoke.
they just shit on DK, and they didn't even cross the river.
They triple knocked him without crossing the river. It's kind of crazy.
Give me a second, sir,
This
to
is so
gather
troll.
myself after what I just saw there, because my goodness. That was so quick that those players got knocked and eliminated. D+ too. This is not like some scrub team, you know. This is Dan Wang from South Korea. High expectations.
Are they back, dude? Nova back?
And Nova Esports makes it look.
Who has the
so
most
easy,
teams?
man.
What region has the
cool.
most
angles
teams?
They were able to
Brazil?
get. You
They have
mentioned
4.
it too. They don't need
Brazil,
any
they have 4.
Ironside, AKM, one of the hardest guns for everybody.
Brazil
in the
only
world.
having 4
They're like,
teams in the
"Oh,
finals this, by the way, is kind of crazy, chat.
This
Because,
is why
like,
we are one of the best teams in the
they
world.
had 3 qualified from qualifiers, right? ZMDW and SMK.
For sure. I mean, how else
Yeah.
do you want to start off?
What
And
about
that's
it? So
the
they
thing,
had
that
3
first game
qualify
is so
through?
huge. If you have a great start, the rest of the tournament just feels so much easier.
You're at 8
But
qualified.
you know what? It's not going to be easy. Royals of War.
Remember my words, Vampire number 1, A7 number 2, Nova number 3?
2 players.
Vampire number 1's kind of
None other than
wild.
Vampire Esports coming very close by.
Yeah,
I think
that is
Vampire
fucking
Esports,
wild.
I wonder if they even know that this player is going to be here at Cold.
I mean, like they said, this is the first tournament where
a little bit deceiving there.
all
They're
the
gonna be on other side of the
PMGC
mountain. So they definitely don't know
winners
that this player is here.
are playing each other.
Could end up surprising them, but at this point, it's going to come down to what does he want to do, right? We saw a lot of teams, especially during the prelims, even though this is a completely different lineup, focusing a little too much on the early fights. Well, guess what? It's a little bit different now in high five.
Yeah, bro's not beaming that shit.
No,
Still
I
down
don't know
there.
if this is a fight you want to take. I know you guys took the fight earlier with Falcons in the qualifier finals, but this is different. There's level to this, but hey, if you can actually eliminate Nova Esports here right off the bat, boy, an even bigger confidence booster for a team that's already so confident from what we saw in their interviews.
Can you imagine? That's how actually they start off. Colgoat actually gets the initial knock. I was surprised Royals of War even wanted to press this with only 2 people up, but he's gonna have to make it happen here as Vampire's coming in hot. A beautiful nade on Schweppes puts him down to 1 HP. Whoa, Kolko doing so much work, but Tonka so far in the back, he's not going to be able to support his teammate.
Oh man, that hurts
they
right
able
there
to get
because Royals
Nusi.
of War, it
I mean,
looks
Nusi
like they
looks
were going to be able to get
definitely
even
easy to
more
get
points. Tonka, as you mentioned, just too far away, and now Vampire Esports is going to be able to more than likely get a full reset here because Tonka is not going to be wanting to push this. Nusi is going to be very far away, and I'm sure his teammates are going to be looking to make that rotation towards him.
Okay, there's no one there.
From bleeding out. Overall, though, Tony K there, I mean, a player that we'll be talking about, the superstar for this team, coming in clutch there for his team as he was able to get 2 eliminations.
I didn't open the map.
Vampire Esports, though, a little bit scary. That's what I was talking about.
No way Hi-Fi's trying to take. Why did Monkey rotate down into the compound? Don't they just clear him if they find out he's there?
Anything can happen here in Sandhawk. This is why now we like to get the madness out of the way. This is why Sandhawk is one of the first matches
Yo, is your shit glitching out too?
end up playing, as we do see end up seeing Hi-Fi's.
Yo, it's getting greener, bro. Greener by the second. What the? What is
Monkey and
Mexicano's coming in hot. And I'll tell you what,
that Dream
was
guy.
A beautiful play. I mean,
They're
almost got the
both
squad right by
on
himself, but I mean, it's hard to be able to do a 1v4, especially against a team like Vampire. But to get that close,
Taco Lovers.
Some props. But that's why you need
they're
that
both playing
whole
with Taco
squad up,
Lovers.
especially in a
So
match like
they
Sandhawk
pop
here.
off.
Nova now gonna look to leave Pine. We haven't really talked too much about the first circle. It's pretty dead center in the map. So
By the way,
nothing
this
too
Tony K's
surprising
nade, which
as
damaged
we're gonna see
Stone.
Vampire
Tony K, my
start
god.
heading up the hill, headed towards boot camp.
Yeah, nothing too crazy. I think we're enjoying just the fights that we're getting very, very early on there, and it's going to come down to rotations. I mean, we already saw some of the other teams rotated, right? With Vampire Esports, remember where they ended up dropping? They ended up dropping in Ruins. They ended up third party in the fight. They're super early on between Rejects and Royals of War, and now those early rotations, this might end up setting them up to take a fight here.
Can you
with
even
Nova.
render that?
They end up being
That far?
spotted in Nova, deciding not to take any vehicles as there weren't any
Vampire
nearby.
was it off.
And now,
So I guess he sees it's clear.
this is what I think they were hoping to do right from the get-go. This is why they got.
Oh, we're gonna airdrop. If he has an MG3, it's over.
Because Vampire Esports was looking to take that boot camp from the get-go, Hot Jukes.
Yes, they are. They're looking to
Robbz
get
is
that,
down.
that
Robbz is
rotation
dead.
going pretty quick here, as we're going to see next Ruya go up against Hi-Fi's. And they're going to be battling it out there, as the Hi-Fi's are going to be losing 1 player in that process. And you can see teams really heading
Falcons
towards
are chilling.
that
They got
central
mountain
position.
control.
That's something that Sertani, the coach of Vampire Esports,
Right,
was
Stokes with
talking
the kill.
about, how much they
W.
needed to go
Stokes is down,
central
though.
quicker than later. But we got a big battle coming up here at the bottom, 7.
We do have a big battle coming up. It's going to be none other than next Ruya versus S2G, actually. Wow, okay, for a second there, I was a little bit confused on which.
This is a gnarly angle, by the way.
Now we have Hi-Fi's as well, very close.
That is such a gnarly angle. Oh my god.
But they ended up getting 2 players eliminated. 1 more player is going to end up getting knocked, and that's going to be a tough one because they know exactly next Ruya where they're at. Frozen, a player that has had a lot of hype in the past, but we never really.
Oh, get the revive, dog.
At a global event. I want to see what he's going to be capable of. I want to see
why they're not pushing.
This year is going to be.
Do they not know that
global events?
it's just the 2-man?
I wonder why fucking Monkey's not getting the fucking
The
revive.
elimination feed. Everything's going on. Falcons getting into fights with Vampire Esports. Alpha 7 being able to get some knocks as well. Madness is going to start happening, and it's going to start happening soon, Hodges.
I am so glad I am not one of the observers in a tournament like this.
Falcons got zone blessed. They
fight
should
is
win
so
this game.
insane. There's so many monster squads here. You can see 2 of the qualifying teams.
Nova's going to have a good rotation at the top of boot camp
and,
hill.
Oh, that Team Falcons Vampire fight is
Which gives them
ever
the
so
entire
interesting
free
because,
corner.
Team Falcons, they like to drop boot camp, so they look back and they're like, hey, who's over there at our house? It's none other than Vampire Esports. And I was talking about it earlier, right? Sertani was talking about how
Falcon or Vampire
much
should
he
win this game.
stresses playing
Falcon.
Central Circle
I said
in
Falcon.
these big tournaments, and it worked out really well.
He still hasn't gotten
in
the revive.
prelims. And
It's
so
actually
far,
bro.
doesn't seem to be working too bad here. As we're gonna look at none other than next Ruya. Yeah.
Why is the other
going
teammate not
against
pushing
Hi-Fi
across
with
is the real
DBS
question.
Action.
Oh.
What's gonna happen? It's gonna be Monkey going down. So that is the qualifying.
You got what,
team
2 points? 1 point?
eliminated early.
Dispatch 1, yeah, match 1.
As much as you want on those interviews, but when it comes down to it, you got to show up. It is only the first match, though, so we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen there with Hi-Fi's. But next Ruya being able to come out on top there with 4 eliminations so far already for them. Ro, we saw them earlier. I'm looking at the leaderboard here. I mean,
7.
Some surprises there for me. I was not expecting Ro to have 3 elims and only 1 player standing after this time.
7. I'm just gonna remind you. Remember that interview we saw during the prelims with I think it was Monkey, right, from Hi-Fi's? He said out of all the teams he was worried about, he said he wasn't worried about Alpha 7. Remember that?
Yep.
That guy is an idiot.
If they're not careful.
How are you gonna say the one team you're not worried about is Alpha 7? Like, bro, that's just like the biggest. That's the biggest ego I've ever fucking heard.
But knowing,
biggest ego just to be bad, bro. Unfortunate.
These guys don't take to that kind of talk very
This guy's
lightly.
444 556.
But meanwhile, Zebra Master, look at that, getting some nice shots onto Smoke Gaming. Two of the qualifying teams battling it out here in Paradise Resort. And you can see now there's.
You think low key like the Brazilians made a pact, like yo, like.
No. It is going to be up to Miyaki, and I don't think he's going to be able to pick up his down teammate there.
Imagine though, they're like, yo, like.
No, I'm quite literally watching one Brazilian team fuck the shit out of the other Brazilian team right now.
They don't want to get a little bit carried away because.
What do you mean fuck the shit out of them? They only knocked one.
And that's a team that could end up third-partying you. And we saw what happened early with Vampire Esports. We've seen what happens with this type of third parties. They're just going to keep raining down on this fight. And at some point, you got to back away from this fight. And you got to actually start focusing up a little bit more on this circle because it's just get tougher and tougher to get into this circle towards the end in Sandhawk.
Yeah, especially in Sandhawk. I mean, this zone moves so quickly. So you definitely want to be as central as possible. If you're playing Edge, you're hoping you get that hard shift as it goes straight to you.
Yeah, one up, bro. One up. Box like a fish right now. Jesus.
And let's see how this ends up playing out. Actually, they do end up eliminating this team. Oh, no, not yet. Here they go. Here they go. Deathwolves down to one player. Gotta be careful.
DBS things?
Regnum Karya coming in hot, and that's going to do it.
DBS things, knock
That is going to do it. Luckily for Deathwolves, I mean, they were able to knock one player. They're going to make it, actually, they were able to knock two players there from Regnum Karya. Going to make it a little bit harder for them when they do end up making this rotation. And the crazy part is, we were seeing him being able to pick up his teammate, and then on the horizon, guess what? Guess who's going to
right there?
Damn, Nova didn't. Yeah, they didn't go to fucking boot camp hill.
I mean, the zone isn't on boot camp hill. It shifted all.
They're still taking on fights. We have Boom Esports.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
They shifted toward the Misfits Hill.
As well as Smoke Gaming ends up getting eliminated. There goes that fight between them and Zebra Masters. Good to see Zebra Masters was able to win it with just.
Boom's gonna gatekeep them hard.
Member, so that's good to see.
I think Nova dies this next circle shift
on that final circle. Now S2G.
If Boom does it correctly,
see how they're gonna be approaching this fight because they could end up gatekeeping some players from Zebra Masters.
Team GC MVP down.
The toxicity of Sandhawk here. This is stage 4. A minute on the clock as this thing starts closing down. Here comes the shotgun action. The pop shotty switches that gun. Gets the knock. Beautifully done there for Zebra Master, keeping it alive, and that's against none other than
S2G showing that they're frauds yet again.
CEO later needs to see you later.
Wait, good nade.
Nade right there. Oh, that does tap him up pretty good. And they're gonna start retreating after that one. Razy.
Where's the Warzone mobile content though, bro?
Similar here. Oh, another team is driven up.
Wait, that was a good
wow.
Wait, 1 HP too.
Zebra Masters, they weren't even able to confirm it on a.
Wait, good nade through the window. He didn't make it through the window.
Stealing it. And now STG is gonna be taking on two.
Stream is lagging.
Regnum Karya, they're gonna be able to knock two players as Regnum Karya was trying to make that push.
That's what y'all was in. I have excellent connections. What it says. Shouldn't frame drop at all.
Zebra Masters, and it's gonna be none other than Vitinho, as he's gonna be the last player standing. Very low HP. He's getting shot from the back. He's getting shot from the front.
Chat, I don't know how to fix it because it's not giving me any errors that my stuff's frame dropping or anything.
More Regnum Karya, but the off angle from the player of Regnum Karya being able to come up in a big way as Rays from S2G is gonna be knocked, and I think he's gonna end up getting eliminated.
Good connection, everything.
There are battles going all over the place here. Let's see what Silas can do though. Silas gonna be throwing.
Might just be on YouTube side then on
starting to close though. You don't want to be inside of this circle.
Silas just shitting on his old team.
Creep in. It's just really against them versus S2G here. All the utilities to start getting thrown out. Here come the DBSs as well. That first knock is going to be critical as S2G with the gatekeep holding strong.
And CO later is going to be able to spot that player.
This guy's cooking,
it's
bro.
going to be a bit of a bittersweet moment there for him. Silas is going to end up getting knocked by his previous teammate, former team S2G, but there's still one player alive here from Regnum Karya. They could make it even harder for S2G. It is going to be a 1v1, and the crazy part is that everybody else is just waiting to see what's going to happen with this fight. Waiting to see if they can maybe...
Falcons are dead.
As we haven't even gotten a chance to see Top, and he's already at 3 eliminations. That's how much of a fight they've been getting into. And we did not even get a chance to see them as they end up getting eliminated. Team Falcons
Top kill
Vampire.
massive 7 eliminations.
Wait, Tony K just diff him?
No, it was news.
Here comes Nova with
Okay,
5
died.
eliminations
Oh,
to the game.
order with an MG, bro. Jesus Christ.
Bro, I
that's
told you.
so
I told you if it's an MG, it's
And
over.
They have every single player up. This team is looking just too good at this point. And we'll see how they
No, the
Boom
GOAT.
gets knocked from Boom all the way down.
Dude, they got 6 kills right now, chat. 4 up.
We're seeing players drop left.
What is, dude? A7 have been silent this entire game. They're still 4 up.
And now a team that's gonna start getting into the action too is Alpha 7.
Chad, is it still lagging?
Alpha 7 that ended up knocking some of the players here from Nova. Nova should be able to reset on this.
I'm looking at my own stream right now. It's not lagging anymore.
If they're able to pick up
That's
that
some
player,
shit.
they're gonna have 4
The only
players
kills
alive,
on
and top of
Nova's
that, 6
Pair Boy in
eliminations.
order.
They might end up abandoning him as they're looking to
Hard
take control of
carries.
this. They know Alpha
Yeah, they
7
need to
is
get
gonna be
Pair
on
Boy
the
up,
rise,
bro.
and they know
It's
Alpha
taking
7
so
is
long.
probably gonna have some spots on them, and they're looking to see if they can maybe.
Wait, none of them are
and
going
start
for-
taking shots, back them up a little bit more.
Not just anything, right? Look what order
1080?
has
Is it
been.
not 1080?
Oh,
fuck. No, it wasn't. My bad.
I mean, that if there's any person you don't want to have that.
Yeah,
weapon,
holy shit.
it's
That
him,
quality is
especially in a
insane
map
now,
like
chat.
Sandbox.
My
Nova
bad.
Starting off better
Yo, I'm on
than
1440.
they could have ever hoped for.
T60.
Yeah, I know.
7
I was too. I went to
eliminations, a
1080. I
good
was like,
spot
holy
in this
shit, my
circle.
eyes.
They're gonna
Could
have
see
to
better.
also take out the home.
And I was gonna- yeah, I don't know why.
gangsters. That is Alpha 7 ready to go here.
Yeah.
Here comes Carrillo looking to make his countrymen proud. You can hear the crowd
Who
start
died on Nova?
roaring as these guys are getting so excited here. And now Carrillo has his eyes set on S2G.
I don't know how that Boom player didn't end up knocking.
See, as I'm doing
Carrillo
chat,
down.
I have
Oh,
ads literally turned off, bro. I don't know why it's giving you ads.
Carrillo said, "Okay, you know what? Let me switch
I
my
quite
M4 to
literally
my
said
DBS and surprise
to
you
not give
with
you
my
ads.
shot to the face as he ends up sending him back to the lobby. S2G is still gonna be alive. We do have next Rhea as well, and I mean Nova.
Here.
Nova currently with only 3 players.
That
though.
should be fixed now. Apparently it
It'll be a
wasn't.
little
I
bit
guess it's
tough,
because I
but
refreshed my
anything can
stream.
happen. We
Or
already
refreshed
see
my...
What in
Nova's
the
been able to
fuck
do. We've
is
already
Nova
seen the
doing?
rotations that they've been able to do, and they're gonna be going for another rotation here. They're gonna put themselves.
Sure,
in
with
a
some
very
tweak views,
tough
just
spot,
I think
as
I
Alpha 7's just
probably
gonna be
because I
able to
just got
rain
my PC and
shots on
I
them,
haven't
and
changed
on
my
top of that,
OBS
they're gonna have to
setting
worry
for
about
that.
next Rhea. Alpha
Or forgot
7
to.
should be happy about this one, as the angles are just gonna become easier and easier. You can see their long skirt being able to.
Bro, is
almost
this
get
a
knocked,
play?
but he's able to just manage.
Nova kind of
some
just
cover,
like
and this might end up working out.
dodged
for Nova.
fucking A7.
This might be.
I mean, they
but
could have
I'll
pushed
tell
off the
you what,
hill.
Alpha 7, they're in their hometown, and they are in a perfect.
They gotta rotate out here,
position.
though,
This
they're
is
dead,
their
so.
game right here, where there's nobody to their backs. They can just spread out and shoot at everything in sight. This
Holy
is the
shit,
perfect,
those nades are
perfect match for
fucking
Alpha 7 here.
close.
They have to win this one.
They're
And
bad.
Oh,
they're
no.
on Nova.
They're
Ooh,
raining
double
hell.
knock.
To their advantage, a beautiful nade from Rebel from downtown gets the double knock.
Revel, more like Tom Brady. That was an amazing throw right there by him. And Nova, we're thinking maybe
So were there
they're
any
gonna be
teams
able
here
to
that
get
don't
away with
compete
it? It was
against
just gonna be
Global?
such a tough spot there, especially with the utility that Alpha 7 currently has. They're not going to be able to pick up those players. I think at this point,
Why are you
might wanna try
cooking
to
that?
save
You
some
just need to
utility
throw that,
and then
John.
start focusing on the other players. But they don't know how many players are there. They don't know how many players are
Yeah,
knocked.
actually, it was a pretty
So
good name.
anything
Never
can
mind. I
happen
wasn't
here
familiar
between
with
this
your
fight
game.
team and
Bro
another
doesn't know
team
who
that
he's
has
talking
been
to.
lurking on the horizon is next Rhea. And look at this
Damn,
man.
Dream's actually
Look
going
at this
for him?
absolute madman.
No
As he
way.
wants his teammates back. He wants to be able to pick them up. And now, that Molotov is going to be landing a little bit short there. How much?
Bro, he actually
utility
might
does
get it. Well, he's
Alpha
gonna
7
get
still
somebody
have?
up
Do
because
they
they
have
already
another
wasted a
grenade?
fuck ton of
Because if they
nades.
do throw another
Oh,
perfect
dude, if
one
he
like
bounced
they
that
did
perfect
earlier,
one, there's another
that's
one?
gonna be it
And he
for
got
the
order
players
up
of
too?
Nova.
God damn it.
Wait, Carrillo got knocked for the side.
Adrenaline, but then now Carrillo gets knocked. He's got to be careful. They're going to go ahead and get the res off.
Is Mongolia
But,
best
man,
region?
Nova doing everything they
After
can
last
to stay
Worlds, they were
alive
best
here
region.
Towards the end, that's S2G done for. Top 3 teams remaining, and it's the hometown champions of Alpha 7 going against the oldest champions of all, Nova Esports. And then you have next Rhea in the mix as well. It's anybody's game, but Alpha 7 are looking unstoppable.
Yeah,
A7
absolutely
definitely won
no
this game.
surprise that in the top 4 we ended up getting some previous PMGC winners. You can see Rebel right there trying
Brother.
to find
Could get
angle
the
on
zone.
Dream White 6. We'll see if he's going
In
to
Argon zone.
because right now Alpha 7 is just looking great.
Wait, Nova
The
gets
circle's
second
gonna
place.
close in, and the circle
Or,
is
wait,
actually
hold
gonna
on,
end up
Nova
going
low-key-
towards next Rhea. So next Rhea's
Nova
gonna be
could
looking
low-key-
good.
Nova wins this
Alpha
game.
7 is gonna
No, I
have a
think
very
A7
tough
still wins, but
rotation
like there's a
because
chance that
team
Nova
is
does.
gonna have
Like
to
a
come
small
down from that
chance.
Mountain.
Listen,
Meanwhile,
Order
while
has
Alpha 7
the
is doing
fucking
that,
MG.
Yeah,
what
but
Nova's gonna be doing.
A7 is just gonna
Nova's
rotate to
chilling
this
in the grass,
compound
and
because they're a
this might
two-man.
actually end up working out as McGrelly's now making the push. He's gonna be able to spot
And they're gonna
somebody
take
there
control of
from
the
Dream.
compound.
He's not gonna be able to knock him, but he's gonna continue
How
to
did Dream
press
get
on those
knocked?
shots. Dream Y6 is gonna get knocked there by Alpha 7. Alpha 7 with the
Fine, as
great
long as
push.
it's not Order, bro.
And
Taking
Thursday,
care
though.
of next Ruya in Nova Esports. esports at the same time. This is the Alpha
Yeah, order
7
knocked
that we
one.
want to see.
All right.
This is the Alpha 7.
So we want to see
Brazil
right there.
Orders just to get
Can they
hold for that
actually
kill. Oh
clutch
my
it
god,
up?
order's
Can
so
they
cracked.
finish off on this great start, Hot Jukes?
Alpha 7 not even letting
Dude,
up.
hear me out.
Frozen gets one kill. Frozen just needs to get one knock.
He didn't get a single one.
They take out next Ruya. One more player left. And now we'll see Alpha 7 win the first chicken dinner of Pmgo Brazil.
Damn, didn't even get the knock.
Damn, he
not
got
my
dipped.
go. Not my go, bro.
It's the hometown champs winning it. And
A7 game 1 winning.
The crowd is going berserk.
That's what we wanted to see out of Alpha 7. Everybody that didn't wake up in time in Brazil to make it to the venue are gonna be heartbroken that they didn't get to see their hometown heroes get that first chicken dinner. But great plays, man. Great positioning by this team. And this is a team that we have always known they are about that momentum. They are about how they're able to start and they're able to carry it through. And they couldn't have asked for anything better. And they didn't do it just with any teams, Hot Jukes. They were able to manage a fight there with Nextruya. They were able to manage a fight with Nova as well in S2G. Amazing star. Absolutely amazing star by Alpha 7 Esports.
I mean, we talk about pressure, 7, right? There is no
Order's a
team
little
that has
washed
more
out.
pressure on their
All
backs
order
than
1v3s for the
Alpha
win,
7.
but that's
They
just
have
him,
the
you know.
highest X in their hometown.
That was a
Everybody
piece
in
of
the crowd
cake for Order
has
back
Alpha
then.
7 in their hearts, and they started off so strong. I mean, even though they had the position, you could see teams break under that pressure, make some mistakes. Alpha 7, straight business from start to finish.
Alpha 7 was on top of that mountain and they were saying, "This is Brazil." That's exactly what they ended up saying to all these teams. Look at them, the excitement. They're gonna be so happy, man. A little bit of pressure relieved off their shoulders. But Sute, come on in. Tell us, what were you thinking during all this madness of Sandhawk?
I mean, name a better trio, right?
Just like PMGC,
Alpha
no.
7 and Sandhawk, plus the fact that they're in the hometown of Brazil. I mean,
This is like-
That guy was just flipping off.
They're winning that for sure. The first game,
Was he?
Of course, they're gonna win that.
The guy was holding up the fucking middle finger.
Plus the fact that they're
Dude, chat, look at him. He's just flipping off there. That's funny.
in the home times that, you know, even with that huge first chicken dinner, he's still locked in.
You know why he's locked in too? Because you know what the team he had to finish in order to win that game? It was Nova, you know? And they do
What'd you
not
miss, chat?
want to lose a championship.
A7 won game 1.
To this squad. So seeing them in that end game, and they know they got a lot of eliminations, makes them think that, yeah, we beat you this time, but we're going to have to definitely work a lot harder here for the rest of this tournament. Otherwise, they're going to be in big trouble.
Not only that, too, it was a great momentum killer for Nova because Nova was looking strong. I mean, we saw what they were able to do to D+ right off the bat. We didn't really get a chance to see much of what Alpha 7 was doing into those early matches because there were just so many fights going on all over the place. Overall, I'm like a little kid at candy store right now, man. This is exactly what I wanted to see. Pubg.
All right, chat. The 116 people voted for Nova inning
statement with all this global team
in first place today. You guys,
for the prize room for
should be voting.
Trophy that we saw there at the beginning too. Man,
chat, you're telling me 39% of y'all think Nova's going to end first place today? 39% of you guys.
Interview here shortly, so I can't wait to see
first place.
They
did just get second.
Wait and see for that overall.
Dude, bro, I'm saying, like, first place is a lot.
I'm voting first place too.
Ah, shit, you either.
I'm like speechless right now.
Realistically, chat. Realistic. Okay, whoa, this is definitely not what the correct tournament. That was NA. I was like, yo, who are these teams? All right, realistically, chat. I have Falcons ending first place. Chat. I am a Falcon rider until I die. All right, top action, the goats. All right, I have them ending first place. I have A7 second place. Nova third place, IHC fourth, and then fifth place. I think fifth place is like up in the air, but I think Vampire Esports is the more consistent team out of the other ones, so they're gonna get it. But you know, I mean, some of these teams could just pull out like a god tier tournament. You know, Smoke's been doing really good the entire tournament, so you know they could definitely be fifth, sixth place. But you know, Falcons number 1, A7 2, Nova third, IHC fourth. Those are the main ones. The main ones that I'm predicting, chat.
Wow, and
dude,
I managed the second
I cannot wait to go to the dentist so they can fix my bracket. That shit has been annoying me for weeks now. I have the appointment in like 3 days, I think. Yo, she is tall. Or is Cardio short? Oh. Dude, I'll be forgetting people are tall as me.
Acho que a maior expectativa nossa era
How tall is
ganhar a
he?
primeira queda, começar bem. Acho que todo o time pensa assim. É
I don't
muito
know.
importante para os 3 dias a equipe pontuar bem.
This land? Yes,
Nós
this is
conseguimos
land.
essa vitória e agora é focar nas próximas partidas, que tem muito jogo ainda.
Agora sim, nos últimos torneios e campeonatos de PUBG Mobile, vocês não têm posicionamentos, vocês não têm nenhuma posição abaixo do top 5. O que a gente pode esperar de vocês agora para esse Mundial?
Bom, acredito que é a constância, né, da Alpha 7. A gente é uma equipe muito constante, a gente sempre entra muito focado nos campeonatos.
You voted 2 out of 4? I think 2 out of 4 is the good one.
Não seja diferente.
Good number.
Ainda mais aqui no Brasil, jogando frente à nossa torcida. Espero que a gente possa ir bem mais uma vez.
Falando em torcida, veio uma galera. Tem uma mensagem aí pro pessoal?
Bom, eu só...
They got whistles and stuff, bro?
Bom, só tenho a agradecer eles. É muito importante essa torcida e esse carinho deles. Pô, tem palavras, tipo assim, quando a gente tá sentado e a gente olha pra frente, tem várias pessoas torcendo por nós. Isso é gratificante.
Subtitles work?
E agora, expectativa para a próxima partida? Manda aí.
A expectativa é a melhor possível, né? A gente espera fazer uma boa queda, pelo menos pontuar bastante. A gente sabe que é muito difícil vencer todas as
Yo, chat,
quedas.
does anyone speak Brazilian? Like, I don't know what's going on right now.
Mas a gente vai dar o nosso melhor e vai tentar conquistar de novo.
Perfeito. Façam muito barulho para Carrilho, jogador da Alpha 7. Já nós voltamos com muito mais ação. Qual que é o seu palpite pro próximo Chicken Dinner?
Yes, that's exactly what I wanted to hear from Carrillo. I agree with absolutely everything he said there because I have no idea what that man was saying, but you know the crowd was
I had no idea what that man was saying. He's just like me, bro.
Exactly what he said. He said, "My name is Mr. Brazil,
Dude.
you know, and I am
Doc, how many subs you away?
to my name, and I'm gonna destroy everybody." Nova, old news, right? We're in my hometown,
4.
and I'm
Brazilian,
going to
like,
get
my bad,
done.
Portuguese.
That's exactly what they did.
My bad.
Orders
I don't speak either.
Hold on. I got that MVP, boy.
He's saying 6 is my goat. He's been my friend, but he's a
racist.
I don't think. I think I met him.
Right now for order, and I mean,
I don't think I ever met
of course,
Cardio
you can't
before.
have a first game chicken dinner with Brazil.
This is the English stream, yes,
A7
yes. They just
without
didn't
a little
translate.
bit of an upset, right? Which is order getting the MVP here, and it is just.
He's saying the easiest opponents come from NA region. NA's not even in this
You guys
tournament, bro.
already mentioned it. You couldn't
Or
have
we didn't
asked
qualify to the
for
finals.
a
He
better
doesn't even
first
play
game,
against NA
and all
ever,
the storylines
other than
just from
Americas.
that very first
After
match
that, he
are
never sees NA
already
again.
Yeah, I'm starting to get my words back into play.
Dude, Roach, when is the last time you've ever?
Here.
What
I
the
don't wanna
shit?
go back to
Hair
the
boy
sweet
just
list,
beamed
but
that
the way
kid.
that this team was able to take care of this fight.
And then this part was kind of funny because he like reloaded his gun and everything.
Right here, quick little shots, takes care of it, and then they start moving on to the next position. We didn't even end up getting a chance to see some of the other fights too. Right here, a massive surprise too from Royals of War into Vampire Esports. Luckily for Vampire Esports, they were able to manage that because
Dude, he should have got that second eye.
the exit for a lot of their teams.
This is just craziness, honestly. Casting these games is ridiculous. I'm so glad I'm from Texas because, like, towards the end of that game 7, I felt like an auctioneer. You know what I'm saying? We're like, here comes Alpha 7. No. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Fight after fight after fight, especially right here in this location. S2G really held it down well for a good while. Not to mention, I mean, you got to give a big shout out to Macario. This is a tough push for sure. That's why you kind of want to avoid these edges at all costs.
We had Nova Hyper.
You're just forced to
and
run
then
out and have to make
STES
plays,
was in
but
A.
A good effort from them regardless.
You were saying auctioneer. I'm over here thinking I'm so glad I watched soccer or football, whatever it is that you want to call it, in Spanish when I was a kid, because boy, they teach me how to narrate quickly.
There's like 4 teams that qualified.
Right
Okay,
here, I was running out of breath. I'm glad I got you as backup though. Overall, man, Alpha 7 being able to play that so well. But now, you know what? Let's we're glazing so much over this first match. I kind of want to start thinking ahead. For Alpha 7 going into the next Erangel, I feel like they need to end up with some consistency. I don't want to see any inconsistency out of this team. And
dude, chat, I should download PUBG on my PC.
We've seen it in the past. I would love to
see PUBG Mobile on my PC. Think about it, chat. And 1v1 Valak.
Or 7 eliminations.
I would still clap your shit.
You cap. You're not clapping when I'm on PC.
If you're on emulator, I'd still clap your shit.
All right, chat. How do you download PUBG Mobile on your PC? I'm about to. We'll do this between. We'll do a 1v1 between games.
I would shit on you if you want to.
Cap, dog. I would smoke you, bro. Me on PC, dude. I'm hitting you with this.
Chat, this guy is so full of it, bro.
Dude, he doesn't know, bro. He doesn't know who I am, chat.
Except the fact that IHC with only 1 point, if I'm not mistaken, on that second page. But it's only been 1 match, and it is.
So 3 European teams, 3rd, 4th, and 5th,
like,
bro.
All the hard-hitting teams that we expect.
Wait, how much FPS can I get on PC on mobile? Like on my
that I got a chance to see there
on
on that
mobile.
first page too that I didn't get a chance to see during the match ranking.
I don't know.
Was,
you could get 120.
And
maybe.
Yo, I'd smoke you if I'm on 120 and you're on 90. That's an extra 30 FPS over you, bro. You hard cap, bro.
Eliminations, and I feel like that's some of the other top teams that are going to be challenging for that championship need to end up doing. If you do end up having them back,
y'all know before V not playing this tournament.
Points, whether you only end up getting just 1 placement point or 0 placement points, they need to back it up.
Qualify because they're playing on 400 MS.
And the good thing is that some of those teams are able to get that within.
Neither feels word. I'll still do it.
That's why I love working with you, Seven, because you literally read my mind as you were looking at those leaderboards. Because I kid you,
you get 60 on emulator. Oh yeah, I'm clapping your shit.
Sandhawk's a tough match. You're not gonna always get those best circles.
I said 90, bro. I'm so clapping you.
A ton of eliminations. Team Falcons didn't really get that position, right? Even though they dropped boot camp, but they still got those 7 eliminations. They put up points no matter what the scenario is.
Yeah, it's consistency. That it comes down to just consistency, but then it's easier said than done. You were saying earlier that you were gonna be giving teams just the first match if they were gonna have a mulligan, if they were gonna have an off game, the first match. I say each team. All these teams get 1 match per day, and why not just make
another drink before this game starts?
Make sure Six doesn't do anything stupid. And sub to me on 4-way.
Chat, he's 4 subs away for 1,000. Go sub to Valak. Here, I'll get his link.
Definitely still have my headset on. I'll be right back.
I'd have to say, with the point spread on the table, with all the teams that we expected to do well, they all did well, minus IHC, in my opinion. That was it. So,
chat, go drop him a sub.
Really show, even in the craziness of Sandhawk, there's strategy, there's skill, there's consistency behind everything.
And it's going to come down to what kind of circle we are going to end up getting here in Erangel. As boys, we are getting ready here for the first Erangel of the Pmgo Brazil.
Or if you got shotters, shotters. I'll put shotters.
Back to the bread and butter of PUBG Mobile at the biggest event of the year so far. And we got a nice southern plane path. Zute, as we take it away here for match number 2.
I could, but nah.
Match number 2.
I don't give a
fuck.
Sub me or not, puta.
As we all know and love, and we have a very southern plane path here on the south side. Not going up north much at all, and we saw, a few hot drops out on Sandhawk. Usually we don't see that on Erangel, but with a plane path like this, we might see some contention here.
Yeah, it's totally possible. I mean, we talked about hot drops in the last match. We saw a couple for sure. I wonder if we're going to see some here in this map because, I mean, if you're going to try to avoid hot drops, I think you're definitely going to want to avoid them in a map where you're going to be playing the most PUBG Mobile in, right? And that's going to be here in Erangel. You're paying 3 today and 3 in the rest of the days as well. So you want to be able to put up most of your points here now.
Yeah, as we see the teams jumping out of the plane. Doesn't look like too many teams are landing too close to each other. Of course, we see on the west side of Mansion, dropping from vehicles there. And just as I say that, we do have
SMK getting the taste of what good teams are like.
They start off really rough on Sandhawk. Let's see if they can turn things around.
He got a pistol. He's going for the pistol.
Sorrow with that shotgun in hand.
Come on, don't die first again, Rejects. Supposed to be my goats.
Where's the fourth player from Reject?
Oh, Reggie is a DP. We're chilling. And Sara has a
They
pump.
already lost a player in this hot drop.
Oh.
Now they're gonna have to make it happen. Smoke happens to have some really good weapons here, but you can see.
Oh,
where did he
Fuck
last?
this
Sara
shit.
with a pump
No,
shotgun shuts
Reggie.
down the AK. That's gonna be huge.
Wait, what's your
It's
time
up
at?
to Miyaki.
Miyaki in a
204,
1v2
203,
situation. All he's got
202,
is the
201.
Alright, keep counting, keep counting.
0, 58, 58, 57, 56, 55,
So,
54.
maybe running back for a gun here, and yeah,
Got
he
it.
drops him that AK. That's smart. He does not have time for this revive. 2v1, make that 3v1.
Alright,
as
come
they
on,
get
RC.
the
Wipe
revive
these
through
shitters.
Miyaki. This is gonna be a tough
One
one
up.
for him. I don't think he's got what it takes. He switches around the other side. His teammate does get thirsted. HP bars are
Kill that
low, though,
motherfucker.
for
He's
the
1
side of
HP.
Reject, but
There
Miyaki's
we go.
even lower,
Those are
down
my
to
goats.
one.
Shoot their
We
bodies.
lost Delu.
Rejects get a
God damn it.
much better start here around, and shooting the box for good measure. That's a quick 4 points.
Shooting the box.
What did I see
this
members
early?
leave and join Team
crap.
Falcon?
That just shows you the
I
energy
guess
that these
order their
guys are
contracts
feeling.
were
They
up,
like
I
the
guess,
way
so
that
they
last
just
match
became free
started
agents.
off. So they're gonna come in
And they didn't
here
re-sign with
not
SC.
messing around. So hopefully we could see Reject continue on
Oh,
with
they're
that.
in
Reject's
Falcons
one of
now?
those squads that, you know, for as long as I've seen them play, the aggression is without a doubt there, right? It's just sometimes that it can be a little bit too aggressive. Yeah, they got those 4 points. They're losing one player though, and it's all about getting those placements and elimination. So hopefully we can see them, you know, kind of flip that aggression switch on and off as needed.
Yeah. One thing that some viewers might not know about the Japan region in particular is that I feel like a lot of the top teams in Japan really have a lot of strong players that are really mechanically focused. I'm talking like close range, quick scopes.
They
quick
beef with
reads,
mid-table
all that
Brazilians.
stuff. So
Bro, they
when it
got
comes to
beef with their
close
own
range,
skill level, you know what I mean?
individual gun power, Reject definitely has it. It didn't play out too well in Sandhawk. We did see that long-range third party, though. That might have slowed down the Reject's teams there. But this time around, no third party to be had, and they win that fight pretty convincingly, only losing one player.
Yeah. It's such a risk, though, with these hot drops. I mean, just going down with so little, you know, loot, you have to kind of really hope on a little bit of RNG that you get the right weapon. And we did see Smoke Gaming end up with a couple AKs. That's the gun you want to have at the start, for sure. One headshot, no helmet, that's instant knock. So, I mean, that's how it ends up working out. But that pump shotgun proving to be superior in that last one.
Shotguns nowadays is pretty much meta, even if it's not that DBS. Players have really learned how to use that, especially in a close range situation.
How did Action die?
They lose one player. They might
Oh,
be
Top's
looking
dead.
to lose another as Top last year's MVP.
Oh,
and a
Robbz just
1v2.
absolutely fucked him.
Definitely not gonna be
Yeah,
able to
Top's
do
got.
that. And it's
Night-night.
actually
Shit on!
here. You know, they've got some bad blood, and with the way they came in hot, and just after taking out Top, ejecting right out.
Oh, Delu, what's going on?
That's for sure.
Hey, Divine cooks
Now,
these
let's
though,
see what
trust.
happens here is Divine's gonna be going.
Wait,
up
that's not
against
Dale, it's
Boom.
Divine.
Let's see
Yeah,
what he
Divine's
does.
back up.
He's
See?
already
dead?
up off the gas. Beautiful.
Oh,
no.
no.
Oh, if you got that knock, that would have been huge. But him very separated from his team. Here comes the rest
There are
of
my
the squad
goats.
now. Full
Oh,
clean
1v1.
on
1v1?
Boom.
Sara!
Now it's a 1v1.
Sara! Come on,
I've
you're
never
the best Japanese player in the game.
Behind the car, on the low ground.
If he wins this, he's the best Japanese player in the game.
Why the fuck are you throwing a...
He's low tossing some
Low-toss
meds. I mean, I'm talking about mechanics here. He's pressing so many things at once. You don't know
Sara.
his next move, and maybe that's the plan. If
Tell
you
this
don't know what you're doing,
motherfucker
the
before
opponent
Reggie
definitely
dies.
doesn't. Sara's still up. First aid coming through.
Why is
Rejects
Reggie
looking to
going-
pick up 8 points
You gonna body block
potentially
for him?
here. If he can win this 1v1.
Yes!
Oh my.
Sara does get it.
Pick that
done.
motherfucker Reggie up.
That's that
Let's
mechanics
go.
right there.
AKPs to the
Points already.
dome.
Alright. Maybe he is the best player, you know?
Rejects picking up all the elim points early on.
Oh my gosh, dude! What the confidence?
Who's your favorite team besides
my
Nova?
fucking
Confidence from
goat.
Sara right
I like
there
high
in that
fives.
situation. To throw the pan on the ground.
Falcons.
You know what he
Falcons
did
is
that
my
to
favorite
do?
team.
Why is that? Actually, he switched to
And then, you know, Nova. I like those three. And I also like A7. Because A7, I've known them for a long time.
And he said, you know what?
They were like
Let
a
me
top
cook.
team when I was like good at the game.
Let me cook.
Oh, I see.
You know what I'm saying?
Back in my
He
time.
said, watch this. Let me cook. Let me grill this
Back
player.
in my
up
day.
real
So I
quick."
like them because I used to
He
compete with
did.
them a
He
lot.
came down to that 1v1. He clutched it up. And man, like you mentioned, 8 eliminations. That's the thing is that
I've won before, Cario before, but he hasn't won before,
so many different ways that you can play it. Right?
Would you be fine early game if you lost 2 players, but you came out with 8 kills before the verse zone even popped?
I think in order to win a tournament,
dumbass question is that, bro? Do you realize how much 8 kills is?
Right times, you know.
No, but like,
man, these guys.
I would take 8 kills and play the entire game as a 2-man every single game if I could.
At the start of this tournament.
Yeah, it got flipped on.
Do you realize how much 8 points is per game?
We haven't
just to be a 2-man.
No, I know it's a lot.
You know,
that's a lot.
4 points and you lose
I'm taking that every time.
Usually that's okay, but could be.
Six, is you from Texas? No, I'm from North Carolina. I used to live in Texas though.
You don't really expect to pick up another
for about 2 years in Austin, Texas.
I think this is a good game for them. If they were.
Oh, you're really competitive though.
It would be not.
Oh no, I just got.
I agree.
Like,
I agree. Right, that's good. Point
competitively drained. Oh no, I just lost passion.
Be like really too frustrated
to like compete.
But I think now it's just about.
It was like NA was dying and everything, so it was just. I just didn't want to keep doing it or like improve.
Right next to Death
so I never tried to get better, so I just started doing whatever for content, playing PC games more often.
Because he smelt that something was wrong. He said, "You know what? I'm gonna take off."
Yeah, taking off immediately. And
oh, they're to the wrong direction.
I think it might be because they're smelling something else out. They're smelling some vampires close by. I don't know if there was audio confirmation that there could be a team, so they're grouping up for a potential fight. But next Wolf shooting off some shots right there. No lucky hits. And we're only in stage 1. Stage 2 has not even happened yet, and we have 2 teams already eliminated and out, all thanks to rejects, of course. And we have the Falcons team down to 2 players.
Ooh, Team Falcons, yeah, that's gonna be tough. Only 1 elimination in this game. So they started off match 1, remember, with 7 eliminations, no placement points. Now they're down to 2, so not the greatest start for Team Falcons, but if any team can bounce back, it's definitely them. Let's take a look at where this zone's gonna go, though. Are we gonna get some of that Pmgo toxicity? No, it's gonna be nice and easy here to start things off in Erangel.
It's a pretty.
Most of the players just comp. They spam some shotguns too? Yeah. Oh no. I feel like they need to nerf nades and nerf shotguns, so it's more gunplay. It's more M4 fights and stuff. Like, so people just aren't carrying 11 nades and just spamming them. And like, oh, they hit 1 nade out of their 11 nades, and then boom, entire fight changed.
Oh, and that's gonna be.
Or like nerf backpack space, so you can't carry that many nades.
And instantly confirmed. Beautiful play from Deathwolves, man. I really like the way this.
So like nades, you're gonna pick up nades last. You're not gonna run no ammo, no meds. You're gonna run no nades over everything, so you can carry other stuff.
Deathwolves.
So like if you nerf backpack space, they just can't carry 10 nades. And if they do carry 10 nades, then they have 50 bullets in their M4 and like 2 medkits max. You know.
Get that revive, so it is a 4v3.
I think that would fix the nade situation. Just nerf backpack space. That's all you gotta do. Keep nades the exact same way they are. Just nerf the backpack space.
Here, that nade's gonna hurt.
By like 50 to 100, somewhere around there.
Oh, and that's gonna be the knock. Now's the question, right? What's stronger, Deathwolves or the Z-Wolves?
Shit, I almost fell out of my fucking chair. Holy fuck.
Valak, do you think in comp there's too many nades? Like too much nade fights?
They're gonna try and hunt him down. They may just let him go.
Like nade spamming?
I mean, like, yeah, because like if you get like a knock on a team,
like remember yesterday, Lord had 11 nades.
Like, yeah, and fucking and Ralph had 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, they fucking nuked the shit out of Team Queso.
I figured out a way to fix that. Like what they could do to fix that is instead of nerfing nades, you just nerf backpack space.
Other team's position here. So Falcons do get the center of zone, but they
think about it. So if you nerf backpack space, you don't have enough space to just carry that many nades. So you would have less nades. So you don't have to change the nades at all.
Also, like that would harm, like you won't have you won't be able to carry that many smokes or
Exactly,
like
it'll just make less
mollies.
util.
So well, like utils like changes fights, and like
No, like
right now with the meta,
So-
the meta, it's DBS meta. So like the only thing that really counters a fucking DBS without you getting shit on is a fucking nade.
No, so that's what we're talking about. That's how you would fix the current meta, because there's a bunch of shotgun spam and nade spam. So you just have to nerf shotguns, and then boom. That's how you, and then you fix the nade with less backpack space. So they have to carry less nades, but then they can still carry enough smoke stuff. You just be sacrificing more nade space.
Also gets better and better at this.
Because you're not going to drop your meds, you're not going to drop your ammo, and you're not going to drop your smokes. So you're going to drop your nades for extra backpack space for those things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think maybe they were holding that.
And if you
split
do
just
decide to
with
carry
the
10
zone
nades,
went
then
on,
you're going to have no
favor
smokes.
Either of those directions, you would have seen them leave and join up together, because that's a very difficult split to hold for a long time.
Nades are like a
The zone
touchy
completely
subject
leaves
because
their
like
direction, so they're gonna have to take off.
you could like decrease the damage.
Nade stick. I mean, it would be the exact same
But at the end
thing.
of the day, Zute, this is their hometown, right? This
You would just still end up not
particular
carrying
area, they know,
nades.
like the back of their hand. So I'm gonna be interested to see how they rotate into this one.
Yeah, Nova does have a split drop in farm and around Gaka, so they knows this zone really well. Falcons.
They're never gonna do that.
Yeah, they're never going to do that. It's going to be the same way.
I don't know if they will be able to confirm the.
I don't think the meta's ever gonna change. I think this is the meta that's gonna stay for PUBG Mobile Esports for the rest of the time here till they add a new gun.
That's more broken than the DPS.
Trying to put some work under the
Yeah.
hi-fis.
They're gonna fucking somehow.
They're going to drop some. There's some 5.56 gun that's better than the M4.
He's not getting res no matter what.
And it's just going to be that spam.
Just, I believe, monkey yellow.
And it's just going to beam even harder than the M4. And then everyone's just getting shit
He's
on.
in big trouble.
If they actually drop that, I'd low-key come back and play it, because that'll just be the freest gun to use. I would just use only that gun. Am I muted? No, no. We just ignore you sometimes.
Or they would it's like the next gun they're gonna drop is like a 2-tap DMR, and that shit's just not gonna be fun.
That would actually be fire, because it'll be a DMR. Like, a DMRs will get used.
Gonna be tough indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty much done for.
Add the M10 into all maps, that would be. Oh.
I mean, he was talking.
I'd quit immediately.
I think we just had to call for a ceasefire. Like, we couldn't use that gun in scrims or something, dude.
Yeah, we'd have to be like, listen, if we want practice, don't pick up that fucking gun.
And looking to kind of have
Like, use it in tournaments for all I care, you know, because it's a tournament, you know, do whatever it takes to win. You know, all rules are out the window, but in scrims, no shotguns.
Everybody throw up that fucking white flag. Nobody pick up that fucking gun.
We'll have, on the weekends, you can use the shotgun in scrims, you know, fuck it.
Yeah, on the weekends we'll have fucking party scrims where you can use whatever you want.
Non-serious scrims, we can just W key everything. But weekdays, we lock in, alright? Like that was, if they ever add the M10 to all maps, bro, holy shit, dude.
On weekdays, we lock it the fuck in. No guns, there's no shotguns used during the work week.
Should get the win on this one. He's behind that tree cover, popping shots back and forth, and they do get the confirmation there. But they
Fairboy knocked the zone?
Oh,
A7.
Are shaping up for a fight.
Wait, I want to hear the crowd. Dude, I can't hear the crowd at all, bro.
The two titans here of this lobby. They went at
They're not live casting, that's why.
Right towards the end, and now they're going it early here in match number 2.
Dude, the crowd would be going insane right now.
It's only 28 seconds left on the clock, and Blue Zone's already starting to chunk both of them.
Everybody just died the zone. He didn't give anyone the
That
kill.
is a fight I really want to keep my eye on. Is now D plus Kia from the inside starting to put in some work on Nova. Oh, it's down to their last player.
I want to see D plus Kia here really make a big play, which is to gatekeep Alpha 7. They have the whole north side to themselves. They have the edge of zone within their reach. I mean, if they just go into zone, you're going to have Alpha 7 barking behind your back with the high ground in play for them. So we'll see how this works out for D plus here, as Alpha 7 is now going to be leaving. They picked apart Nova. Nova just down to the one player.
If you have to rank Pairboy, Order, Suck, Action, Top, Cardio in order, how would you rank them? All time or currently?
Here down to a solo. We'll see if he can somehow make a miracle rotation in here, as he is going to try and rotate it.
Yeah, he's got to hurry up, though, because this zone is really starting to close. Once it ticks down and we get into 5th circle, blue zone just starts chunking. So he needs to leave as fast as he possibly can. You can see his health bar just constantly healing. And, yeah, that heal strategy does not work anymore. That's for sure. As Team Falcons are going to hold down the Wizard Tower with their last remaining 2
all
players.
time.
They're really hoping the zone stays
all time.
on.
Paraboy number 1, Order number 2, Suck number 3, Top number 4, Cario number 5, and then Action number 6.
With just 2 players, you don't want to take those houses as 2 because full squads will be looking their way, and it is pretty centered. Maybe
S2G win incoming. You think?
IHC on the south side.
I think RACB is gonna win.
Right here, IHC do have 4 players up, so IHC still have a lot of firepower left to work with for the rest of this match. And everyone's pretty much settled in. Alpha 7 actually sweeped all the way down south and found a little pocket to play in next to Death Wolves.
Okay, yeah, all the way down south. So they wrapped really, really hard. We're able to find that location.
Dude, Zute's mic is ass. Anyone else notice that?
Edge. That's something that they do best. Dream does go down, so that is going to be Nova out early. Alpha 7
Zute's mic's
being
terrible.
able to get away from
Sounds
that fight,
muffled
only
as
losing
shit.
1
Like,
player.
it is horrible,
And
dude.
in zones like this, sometimes you got to have to make that
I
sacrifice.
was like, bro, are we in the bootleg stream?
Some
Like,
would say. And that's exactly what they did. Now, one team in particular you talked about earlier, Zute, right, was IHC. The previous PMGC champions didn't have game 1 or the game 1 that they were really looking for. But so far, 1 elimination, all 4 players up, and not in a bad
6
spot.
potential-wise, Action or Top. Now that Action is no longer IGL.
I just got better.
Okay, potential-wise, Action, right?
Oh yeah.
Because Action as an IGL, with like being in IGL for so long, has, you know, an insane brain, right? He's gonna be way smarter than Top. And so now that he's no longer IGL, all he has to do is just frag. And once he, you know, gets used to fragging and positioning himself as a fragger, he's gonna out-frag Top.
Here
The
comes
fuck's
Death Wolf,
IGL now?
trying to make that hard push. They're gonna go ahead and get to that
Or
compound,
there's a-
and then they're gonna have to push up right here. This area of Pachinki is very interesting because you have that sloping hill right there.
Why would
there's
they
still that
change?
pipe in between those 2 roads that's still
Hey,
open.
was
but there's
Action
so many players
IGL and
completely,
this past
you know,
PMGC when
guarding
they got
these
second?
ridge lines. There's just
Yeah,
no
he's
way
been
to get
IGL
there
for
without
like
having
2
to
years,
make
or
some
3 years.
sacrifices.
How would they
Timing
change?
is gonna
I
have
don't
to
know.
be
They maybe,
impeccable for
you know,
these
maybe
teams of the East. They're gonna have to time it perfectly.
They
And
wanna
you don't want to be
change
the
it up
first
'cause they've
one in,
never
because if
won.
you're going in first, you're gonna get shot at for sure. But if you're able to kind of go ahead and time it right, you can get there second, third, catch a nice little third party, sneak in and get some eliminations.
Does casting pay good? Yes.
It's all about timing here when it comes to the late game, and you got to time that chaos coming in here. As S2G, they do go in
Oh my
early.
God,
This
they
spot
get-
is very vulnerable.
They
but
get
if
that
can weather
vampire
the storm,
kid.
Dude, I need
This
Zeus
team's
to stop
big
talking,
gun.
bro.
seconds here. Vampire may
His
just
mic
give up.
sounds like he's in some
Trying to take this
AirPods
game down.
underwater.
Luckily for the side of S2G, Vampire are only down. Or
Tony K never had a bad individual performance. Because like the teams he's played on have never been like top teams, other than VPE.
but S2G are still surviving for now.
VPE is
one
like
does
first
get
good
made,
team.
though. Like I was saying, that
He's
is
top
going to
one
have a
for
pretty
you.
vulnerable spot. I wonder if there were people trying to get to that
think
pipe
Tony
position.
K is anywhere
But
near
so
top
far,
one.
it's not working out.
He's
Meanwhile,
never
you
even
got
been in a
none other than
finals
the
of
Zebra
Worlds.
Masters starting to put some
So I
work
can't-
onto D plus G.
I can't say he's number one without him ever
and
being
then here comes some
in the
more
finals.
nades. Oh, and they're starting to get punished.
Empire's a touchy team to talk
Got
about
him.
because it's like they
Not a
won
good
both
spot to be in, and I think they
invitationals,
moved
but
in
like
too early. You were talking about earlier. You don't want to be the first team to move in. Well, they moved in
they don't
right in
perform
between
in
Zebra Masters.
PMGC.
If you want to
and the
count
team on the east
PMWI
that
a finals,
to get
that
one of
Tony
those
K
knocks
dropped
would
like
be
50 or something, that's the only time he's
1v1
ever
close
been in
range
one
here,
finals, and
and he
those
does
weren't
come
even the
out
best
on top.
teams.
Nobu
So that's why I don't
gets the
consider
knock with the shotgun.
him like
Will
number
go
one.
for the point confirmation. Zebra Master, a little bit of a slip up there.
just
You
don't
had 4 players
understand
up.
how you
Didn't
can
have to
do
go down
so
there to
good
finish
in
off the last player
PMWI
here out of
and win
D+,
so
and
much money,
that is, I think, one of those things
And
that
then
is
just
gonna
shit
come
on
down
him.
to
and then just shit the bed in PMGC.
It could be just, I mean, a call out. That play right there just reminds me of so many times.
I'd
when you
have my
call out as
team
an
being
IGL.
questioned.
Oh,
I'd be
they got
like,
the
bro,
knock
what is
push.
going on, guys?
And you push by
IGL is
yourself, and the rest of
icy
the team
now.
isn't behind you, you know? Any little
I get it now.
miscommunication could prove disastrous. So now Zebra Masters going to have to do it down a player.
Oh, Peak was their old IGL,
Uh-oh,
yeah.
we got the
So
reject
Action only
against
IGL'd
Alpha
1
7
year, right?
here. Alpha 7 with another player knocked. No eliminations to their name, but they have this edge. Nobody behind them. This is really where they work best. But let's see where this zone goes.
Yeah, Alpha 7 right now playing it.
Dude, if Alpha 7 win 2 in a row, it's fucking land. Brazil land.
They do have the circle with
Brazil land, dude.
And we do see a potential third party out
For
of here
real.
from Deathwolves, and actually might be
They just
The
got
rejects with 10
fucking-
kills. Let's go.
Weird thing to game, yeah. Does he still
And to
post?
find the opening, and now Zebra Masters down to none. Zebra Masters, everything just fell apart, and now with the new
Just
circle,
Reggie.
Deathwolves
Sarah died.
holding
God
the
damn it.
prime position. Looks like Alpha 7 will be trying to take this position away from them next.
Perfect finish there from Deathwolves. They finished that fight right on time. So now they can just focus on their backs, make sure they're clear, and they have perfect timing to be able to gatekeep Alpha 7. If they waited a little bit too long, that fight took a little while longer, Alpha 7 would have came and third party them easily. So now we can see Deathwolves. This is exactly what they need to do here. Apply that pressure, let blue zone do the work, and start throwing all the nades you have. You can see Alpha 7 saying, "Ugh, I got to get out of here." They start taking off. One of their players does to try to find a different position. It's very risky. But now he leaves the rest of his squad in the dust. As the Grellin's going to try to be able to make it to Carrillo safe. Will he be able to get away? No, he doesn't.
Yeah, Deathwolves looking
They only
really
have one
good
kill.
out here. Their positioning, their timing, their decision making, all on point. And I love how they took that fight to Alpha 7 rather than just staying on top of the hill where the zone is. They saw they had an opportunity.
I
They
was
had
behind
an
the car
advantage to take the
instead.
fight to the outside of the zone.
The
And
blown
that is
up one.
exactly what they did after they cleared off their sides too. So Deathwolves looking really good.
One thing I like about what you said was their decision making. You could tell, like, you know, at this stage, you have to be like one brain, one unit. You have to be decisive, and you have to work so fast together. And that's what we see from Deathwolves, right? When as soon as they smell a little bit of blood, they are out there making sure they get those eliminations and they get them taken out quick, efficiently. And because of that, that's why we see them with 8 eliminations, not a single player lost.
Yeah, we saw them do the exact same thing earlier against Nextria in the early game. That isolated 4v4, it was all one mind. You know, Deathwolves really rolling deep in a pack right now as Falcons really holding down that Wizard Tower still. They're down to 1. Icy can get revived. IHC forced to make their excursion out
Remember
of
Cardio
Shaking
soloing
Out
Americas?
since it is no longer in zone. They have
Yeah,
lost
him and
one
Federer
player
were always cracked
trying
as
to
fucking
do so.
Americas.
S2G did move to that pipe position like you mentioned earlier, and it's actually a nice little split out of S2G, holding the pipes and the dip they were in earlier.
Yeah, IHC are going to be trying to press that. The reason why that pipe's so good is because if you just stand there like we see, it's really difficult to knock them. You can if you get a nice, well-placed nade, or if you get angled out from Tony K.
Flag return?
But you could survive quite a while if you're able to hold it down. And you can see right there, Schweppes getting the knock on IHC. That's why it's so good, is it protects you from that position behind. Team Falcons, though, they made that bet on that Wizard Tower, and it's really paying off because that zone has not moved from them.
No, it has not. S2G
Stay
really
still.
holding it down. A lot of crossfire support from the other members of S2G and Vampire too. On
BP
top
going
of
crazy.
that. Vampire maybe realizing
doing?
S2G's a little
Oh,
bit
Tony
split
K?
up. Moving in from all angles, Tony K up
Oh
close,
my.
and the run over, the distraction from behind. I was gonna say you can't keep your eyes on just one player for too long, but S2G still hold it down.
Oh,
It is
shit.
down to Hamzy, and the
Wait, can we
nade
just
comes
watch one
in,
fight? I
and
just want
that
to watch one of the
tier
fights,
two
dude.
is dismantled by
Watch
the
it
likes
half
of
and half of the fights.
IHC and Vampire working in
S2G all
unison.
dead?
But
Did
Vampire,
VP win?
with only
VP
2
all
players
dead?
up, looking to get a reset. IHC will be
Yeah.
the winners of
They
that
got beamed.
three-way engagement. IHC really bringing it
That's
back.
with 9 kills, still
Yeah,
up.
we're having all the big names popping off right off the rip in this tournament. Definitely not disappointing, that's for sure. We got Regnum Karya there with all 4 players up, 6 eliminations. This could be that wild card team that could really put in that work. Silas, previously with S2G, really leading the charge here. And meanwhile, you got Team Falcons just holding on there on that edge. Where are the Deathwolves? Oh, here they are. They're on the hill. The zone is not really in their favor. They're going to have to stand out in the open. So you can see them in their vehicles. They know they're going to have to take a fight here soon.
Yeah, I think they have just enough to work with here. And, oh, wait, the new circle popped? It does go to them. They are in the open, but there is a tree, and there is some, you know,
The
elevated
Deathwolves are pushing
hill,
IHC.
some little divots that they could work with. But the main thing is,
They
Red
should.
Lucaria have to make the next big move, and I think everyone's going to be focused on them. So Deathwolves looking good here. in this last.
But they can't even pick up then.
That zone, it's really
No.
hard to tell if they have enough cover. If they're barely behind the hill and they have coverage up there, they're gonna win this match. I mean, that is such a great position to be in. But if they're stuck out in the open, things could definitely get scary. They have some vehicles, so they should be able to blow them up and create like a little bit of a car wall. I think that's what we're seeing doing. Yeah, I think this zone's gonna be very, very tight.
Oh, here.
Death Wolves are gonna have to be careful. If the zone goes north, though, Death Wolves know that they're toast, so you can see them pressing up quickly, gonna join and find this divot, and they get there for free. That is so huge.
Not completely for free, as Zio does get the opening, and he's got that nade and DBS in hand. First applying the pressure with the DBS. Once the pressure's applied, Zio will feel comfortable enough with that nade. It's cooking. It's cooking.
Wow, what a fucking nade from Godless. Holy shit.
Cooking that one up and just on, I mean, right on time.
Motherfucker threw it from across the
will
street.
take their position up on the hill and look to close this out. It is a three-way fight now.
Death Wolves are trying
And
to
that
be
was
able to get
actually
these
such a
nades
good
off, but
play
they
for
can't.
Regnum
Now they're
Karya, getting
trapped
behind
in
them.
between Regnum Karya
And they just
and
fucked them.
IHC. A great effort, but this one's going to be so tough. Silas looking to finish them
Yo,
off.
chat,
He
tell me
wants
how to
all
download
three of these
PUBG
eliminations,
Mobile
and they're
on
gonna
emulator.
get 'em. Regnum Karya
I can't remember if y'all
stacking up the
told me or
points.
not.
Here we go. It's Regnum Karya versus IHC.
It is a 3v4 situation. Godless about to get knocked. He really needs to stay alive there if they want a chance. And one player just get runs over, and he's driving him off into the distance. It's just all down to Zio and Regnum have this in the bag.
Yes, they do. They've been waiting, and finally just punched their chicken dinner just like that. Regnum Karya brought 13 eliminations. That's how you get it done.
Big win. Big win right there.
Dude,
for
dude,
Regnum.
his mic is so bad it
Silas
hurts
really
me, bro.
Stepping up there, leading the team. And that's
Did 23 points from Regnum Karya.
Pretty big game for them. Almost 2K
Maybe
damage.
first place.
Too, so, man,
Do you
things
think?
are still only getting eating.
Yeah. How many points did they get first
Oh my
game?
gosh, that was so beautiful. I mean, that's not an easy position to win that game from, especially considering that circle. Their
I don't know.
timing was so perfect. When they decided to take those fights, you can see them just holding that little tree line. I mean, they hardly have any cover, but they really just executed this so well. Then they decided to go for that split. And just boom, one by one, they take IHC apart. But
Is Hi-Fi's new team or what? They're saying for it was SBG or Game Lords. You know, if you remember
I'm
the
happy
Robbz.
with what I saw there
It's
from
Robbz and
IHC,
Stoics.
being able to kind of team up with Vampire Esports, take the fight.
Silas
there
as an
against SGG, and
IGL,
afterwards
it's
being able
just
to eliminate
insane.
Vampire Esports as well, but
Yeah.
overall,
S2G
Regnum
looking
Karya,
at
man,
this.
13 eliminations,
Yeah.
the way they were able to
I wonder
finish
if
off that
F2G's
fight, too.
regretting to
So
drop
much
Silas.
stuff happening as well.
I
We
thought
saw
he wanted
fights
to drop.
between Alpha 7. We saw fights
Oh,
between them and Nova.
I don't know.
Unluckily for Alpha 7,
He wanted
all
to be a
those
free
knocks
agent.
that they did end up getting to the Nova players, they were not able to confirm on their side for eliminations. But this is
Bro,
more what we
Regnum
want
Karya
to
has-
see now. We
like,
can
I
start
love
seeing
their jerseys.
how some of these teams are going to start playing this PMGO. As we said
Their
before,
jerseys are
Sandhawk
so
is usually
cool,
a
man.
little bit of madness. Now we get a bigger picture here of what could happen in this PMGO.
You know what could happen, Zute? Non-stop hot drops from Reject. What do you think about that?
No.
I mean, rejects. The second time is the charm, not just the second, the third as well. Because right after they finished that, they won the 3v4 against another team right afterwards. And I love how I was, telling you after that first hot drop that they had, I was saying, Rejects, Japan, it's a region that's actually known for their individual fragging power, close range, their mechanics. And right after I said that, we saw the individual players pop off. I think it was Divine first, and that 1v3, he manages to stall and get a knock, allowing the two other players to come in. And Sara, I mean, he was cooking. He even called it out. He took out that pan, tossed it out like, I'm going to cook you right here. And that is exactly what he did.
I love that fight, man.
Right?
Please stop hot dropping. To answer your question, we don't want to see any more hot drops, right? We don't want to see another Enigma Galaxy during prelims where they ended up somewhere along the lines like, what was it, 4 hot drops? Yeah. Don't want to see that here in the minute. Never too soon. You gotta call them out whenever they end up doing dumb things like that.
Yeah, it broke
Right,
my heart
Jukes?
because they hamstringed themselves. I think we could have seen them here for sure if they decided not to really put in so much work on D Xavier. But yeah, Team Rejects, I want to see them get into at least one end game, because if they don't do it sooner than later, they're gonna have a lot of trouble in the rest of this tournament, because we're gonna see what happened to those two squads when you've just hot drop constantly. Man, it's hard to get out of that mindset and back to the game. You have to adapt.
Yeah, and how about some of the deja vu that we got there for a bit? How we saw Team Falcons going up against Hi-Fi's again, and Hi-Fi's getting the better of that. as 2 players ended up getting pretty much eliminated.
Wait, Zute's still alive?
Are we gonna continue
Long
to
time.
see that? I don't know, man. I don't know. High
Don't
Five
see
does
this
not
guy?
take care
Dude,
of
that's
Team
my reaction,
Falcons.
bro. That dude's not on
As
social
we are
media
gonna
at
be
all.
going into an interview here.
He's
with
MIA.
Zute's been a
Zarya.
fucking. Zute's been like a fucking ghost.
Here in 2024 Pmgo Brazil in the first day, and I'm
She
here
is so
with
bad.
Silas from Ragnar Carriera, so we can talk a little bit about this last map.
Yeah.
First, I want to ask him, how is he feeling in this first day of tournament? We have a crowd here, and the Brazilian crowd is
she
very
bad as
known
fuck,
for it
dude.
being like so
Oh,
crowded
she's so
and
bad.
so loud, and I know that the Turkish one has
God
the same
damn it.
way. So how does it feel about
Yo,
the
chat, who is
first
this?
day in the arena?
Yo, chat.
Yo, chat, find me the
Find me the Twitter, bro. Find me the Twitter.
da oynamak. Türkiye'de de biliyoruz bir hayran kitlesi var PUBG için ama şu an buradasın ve nasıl?
Burada da çok çılgın taraftarlar var. Yani normal hissediyorum. Çok da bir şey hissetmiyorum.
I'm feeling normal. I don't feel so much.
Oh, there's the ad.
And about the country, about
Oh my
Brazil,
God,
we've been
yo.
here for a while now.
Fuck,
How
I gotta
have you
go back
been
and pause
to?
it.
What have you done already? What have you done in Brazil already? Because he's been here for a while now. So what does he think about it?
Bir süredir Brezilya'dasın ve burayla ilgili ne düşünüyorsun genel olarak?
Çok sıcak, insanları çok cana yakın. Obrigado.
Brazil is so hot and people are so warm. And thank you.
That's it. Congratulations on your last map. Now we have Ragnar Carriera on as our second winner in our second match here in our first day of 2024 Pmgo Brazil. Let's go. We come back soon and see you soon.
Did they not like pay for like 2 mics, you know? One for the translator, one for her, you know?
Right.
Like what?
Great interview
The
there
awkward
from Silas
second
as we
where you
did
have to
get a
hand the
chance
mic
to hear a
over
little bit
and
of-
then she
of
starts
his
talking,
Portuguese
you know?
with that obrigado, and he's gonna be happy. He's gonna be saying thank you for all
Like,
those
that was-
eliminations
that
that
was
they ended
rough.
up getting with those 23 points.
The
That
British!
goes with those 14,
The British
and
are
you guys were
coming!
talking about
They're in
the
7th.
wake-up call there from IHC and Reject 10 eliminations.
Whew, I mean, 10 eliminations the hard way, 7, right? With hardly any loot
You,
at all.
Andrew?
These
No.
guys are all aggression. Like I said, you know, that's good. I mean, yeah, 10 points, I would not be mad at that at all, right? The thing is that if you want that top 3, you're not going to be able to do it with just eliminations. You need both, right? You got to be able to do a game like Ragnar
Yo, Turkey in
10
first
placement
and
points,
16.
13 eliminations, 23 is going to be huge for the leaderboard. So hopefully we can see Team Rejects just kind of like take
STG and
take a
dead
little bit of
last?
a break,
Oh, no.
get to one at least,
No,
at least
it was
one end
NRX.
game is what I want to see.
Team Reject is like, we don't want those placement points. We want to
Placement,
continue on with this elimination. If there's ever an
Why is
advocate
that
for
team
just only getting
British?
elimination points, if it's going to be that high,
Because they're
but I'm with you.
British.
Hot Chicks, if they do want to
Well,
end up winning this,
I don't know
they're
how
gonna
Rick is,
definitely
buddy,
find that-
but
have
they
to find a
are
happy marriage
British.
there
That's why the flag's
between
British.
those eliminations and this was
Like,
this was the fight.
you know,
There's such an early fight between
I don't-
themselves.
I don't know
and
how
Smoke
else to-
Gaming and Smoke
you know?
Gaming was just caught with their pants down, and this is
That's
the
why.
deja vu that I was getting here. And I'm so glad you guys mentioned it too, because Team Falcons losing those players there to High Fives, quite a big
I
surprise.
just have a
but then they
strong
got a little
feeling
bit
that they're
of a-
British.
Of a revenge there towards the end.
Could be that they are in fact
Man, that was kind of crazy watching that
British,
straight up
you know?
shank fight at the start. That was pretty wild. You know, hopefully we could see teams, you know, kind of calm it down a little bit here and get some placement points. Because Ragnar Carriera, when they got this position, they didn't leave. All they had to do was just stay right there and put in work, and that's exactly what they did.
They aren't
Definitely
though.
did that. We
They're
saw
too
also
French.
fights right here from Zebra Masters. The
don't
grenades
know.
from Zebra Masters into D plus were just beautiful. And then the crazy part is that Zebra Masters decided to push as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I
And
don't
then
make the rules.
After that push, they opened
just
themselves
somehow
up
British.
to just kind of be third party by
They're British.
Alpha 7. It
That's
was
what they
just
are.
a lot of great
telling you,
timing from
they're
certain
British.
teams. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know if
Robbz,
British are gonna chance
he's
to,
now
but if
British.
Alpha 7 ended up getting just great timing on them by Deathwolves, and Deathwolves was just able to, as Zute was saying, push out of a great position that they were and take the 5 to them.
Yeah, a lot of just timings as Ragnar Carriera,
Yep.
right? With the best timing of all into
Salas
the
might
late
be on the
game,
go list.
taking Death
I think
Wish's position
Salas
on
is
the
like
high
a
ground,
sleeper
third
pick
party
in like
in
the
that
top
fight, and
picks.
then closing it
Like he
out
definitely plays
onto
higher than a lot of people.
IHC. And I think at the very tippy top,
Like he's been a dominant player since
PUBG
the
Mobile
Worlds he won,
competitive caliber.
and like a little bit
It just
before
comes
that
down
too.
to the timing and recognizing when it's your time to make the move, the aggressive play.
And now like Look at how
Yeah,
S2G is performing compared to him.
So Silas, so good. Speaking of that timing, you know, that push from Zebra Masters and Neil Zada there, that just looked like just a new team and some miscommunication. I hope they learn from that quick, because when I see a play like that, it's either one, right, they called for a push and the rest of the team didn't come with, or he saw the opportunity, didn't call out that he was pushing, and went up by himself and got eliminated. But hey, great game from that team, and man, Regnum Kari.
Like, all I'm saying, Chad, is S2G
right
into the other half of the leaderboard,
points,
the second half,
7, being able to collect some points during the last match.
Silas and his team were top like threes.
We wanted to see.
I
they
think
end up pushing their
Silas could be like in the conversation
was another
for like
team
goats.
that didn't end up having one of the best matches there.
If he carries this team.
With Alpha 7, and I think it was D plus Kiev. Correct me if I'm mistaken.
Yeah, it was.
Pretty much took some of those eliminations from Alpha 7.
D plus.
That just
Kia
proves
was
that
on
he's hard carrying
ground.
that team so bad.
Kept a couple points away, and then only 2 points though, as that is what they have just in total, as you can see on the leaderboards. IHC do bump themselves up a little bit, you know, after a disastrous start on Sandhawk, only getting 1 point, and a lot of teams you can see here
Which teams
are
do you have play
dropping
for
down
nowadays?
after having back-to-back.
Is it BTR still?
Yeah, rough games for Smoke Gaming. D plus as well. I don't think we were expecting D plus to be here. Another team that I sure as heck was not expecting to be down there was going to be Boom Esports. Boom Esports currently just sitting with 4 points there, where you heard us hyping them up, what they've been able to do. But so far, Hot Jukes, they're just not putting up the numbers.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, it's kind of tough. There's only been 2 matches so far, right? So I'll give them the Hot Juice excuse card up to this one, right? I'll give them the first game because it was Sandhawk. I'll give them the first Erangel. That's it. The card's been punched. No more excuses after this. You kind of, now you know where everyone's dropping. You're very secure, have a good understanding of where everyone else is at. You got to be able to bounce back here in game number 3.
Yeah, and I'm so happy that we didn't get to see insane amount of hot drops. This is more of what we were used to. This is more of what we wanted to see, as match 3, boys, is starting to get ready for the second match of Erangel.
Let's get it going, baby. Here we go. Match number 3. Zute, let's get it. As we start seeing this playing path, another little southern playing path, but this time coming from the east to the west.
Yeah, a little bit better than that first one. The first plane path was just hard south, and it just cut south. Didn't really start off, you know, in the middle here on the north side like we do see now. So we'll probably see, I mean, farm rejects again, potentially. I mean, they might just be, you know, contesting that spot straight up. We saw it happen before in Pachinki with D Xavier and Enigma Galaxy, so it could be another hot drop potential. Of course, rejects, you know, winning 2 fights back to back might scare the other team off here, so we'll see very soon if there is going to be another hot drop. But the playing path just definitely better than the first one we saw in the previous match.
Yes, sir, indeed. So let's see what happens.
I think they're dropping on each other.
Oh, here we go.
Yep,
another hot drop. As we get started here for match number 3, man, these teams are not letting up off the gas.
Let's see if Reject can win another one. And we saw in the highlights, you know, just earlier, I mean, I think that's as hot as it can get. You drop in, and you don't even pick up weapons. You just start shanking each other with the knife you start out with. It doesn't get any hotter than that. We'll see if what comes to fruition here, as on the north side, actually, S2G and another team getting into a quick fight. And I think that's Vampire. No, Vampire's all the way down southwest.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Which team is that? Small little window we see here. Can't make it out quite yet.
Is that
Hi-Fi's? It is.
It is. All right. So they're going in Yas now. The one thing I like about this team is their ability to adapt, right? You can see them going to different drop locations, trying to make things work. Yeah, so far it hasn't, you know, but at the same time, this is their first time competing at a lobby of this caliber. So, I mean, they definitely don't have anything to lose and everything to gain. So even if they don't end up on top of this tournament, the experience alone is going to be huge, as we watch Team Reject having to bust out some pistols here against Smoke Gaming, and they're going to go ahead and clean up that first elimination.
Yep. Quick point for them once again. Hi-Fi getting a return knock right there in the elimination feed against S2G and getting the confirmation. So Hi-Fi against S2G in that Northeast is now a 3v3 situation. I don't think we'll see much more happen, as you can see right here. Quite a lot of ground to cover,
chat.
quite a lot of, you know, buildings to clear.
I think we have the Sixless curse because, like, I just hyped up Silas and stuff, you know, and then he just insta-dies
here on out.
First.
Alpha 7 making their rotation already
Like,
into
how unfortunate
probably
is that,
just the
chat?
north side of the zone to continue looting.
Silas
Alpha 7 did
didn't
drop
die.
Lukovka very
Did he?
early, as that's where their playing path
Oh, wait, no,
started.
S2G.
So looking to get more
I'm-
loot and
I'm so
positioning at the same
brain dead
time.
right now.
We do have a very
House
western
died.
circle coming out here.
Yes, we do.
I thought they
By the
said
way,
Silas
folks,
died.
We do know that this team name is HFIYS, but for convenience, we're going to call them Hi-Fis. That's going to be their little nickname here for PMGO. We'll see how they end up, as they do lose one, and you can see them rocking that split. And I got to ask you a question, too. In the history of you know, playing this game, casting it, have we ever seen a team win first place that hot drops every match in Erangel?
I don't think we've seen a team that hot drops every match in Erangel, period.
Yeah, that's true.
That you know, has qualified to the finals anyways. Just gonna throw that out there real quick. So rejects.
Shit, you get what they're saying?
He went first place. It's
Teams
gonna
who
be a
hot
first,
drop are less likely to qualify for finals because they're
a lot of different things.
You know,
for the side
getting
of
0
the
points some games. They don't
first.
get you know, a few
even
kills
if they stop top
and
dropping,
then lose players and not get
no
much
shade
points
on
the rest of the game, where
Rejects.
they're going to get
They
0
are
kills,
a team that
0
has
points,
potential,
and not qualify.
but I just don't believe in them taking
if you
first
hot
place
drop,
over the likes of
you're
Nova,
stupid.
Alpha 7, Vampire. Like, there's just too many, you know, star-studded teams here to get a easy, you know, first place potential over.
Yeah, don't even count on Regnum Caria with how they started.
That
these
too,
guys,
yeah.
you got Silas leading the way. He's been to the big show. He knows what it takes, so that's a big factor as well. I think in order to win a tournament like this, because everybody can just shoot, right? We know everyone's got that laser beam attached to that M4. The question is just how can you adapt as a squad, right? How does your team handle pressure? How does your team handle, you know, changing strategies on the fly? Because that's what you really have to do against a lobby like this, right?
Yeah.
You have to see the meta, because it could change very easily in just a couple of matches, and you have to adjust accordingly. And you know, teams like Nova are so good at doing it, right? They're so Alpha 7 as well are so good at adapting on the fly, you know, saying, okay, we tried Edge, it didn't work, we're going to change this next game, you know. So Reject, I think what they do in their hometown of Japan of just full on aggression works so well, but you gotta change it up in a tournament like this, especially if you want first place.
Chat, the sound starts blasting. I'll have to close it down.
Yeah, you gotta have a deep playbook, and that's what some of the most veteran squads out here, or veteran teams out here, have. They can make 5 different plays from the same position in regards to, you know, just what's happening at the time of.
He saw us also carry SCG 4th place in PvC 2
or even,
yeah, that's what I'm
the
saying.
most important thing of all, you know, reading the
Silas is definitely a super pick that a lot of people don't consider.
So definitely adaptability
up there
comes to mind, and we'll
Oh,
see
that
if Rejects, you know, have some of that adaptability, or they could continue winning every single hot drop, you know, that they so like to choose. But we can see already, you know, that hot drop that we just had now only got the 1 point. They're a little bit delayed on rotation now, you know, a little bit more, you know, starving on loot, because some of their split was looted from the likes of Smoke Gaming. So it just puts them at a huge disadvantage against the teams of like Alpha 7, Nova, all these other teams that have, you know, looted their fill and have rotated.
2, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, if we can get the map up, we'll see real quick just how
you could argue
well
3.
centered
You could
up
argue
so many of
3.
these teams are, and Team Reject
At
are
least
still way out there on the edge. And you know,
at least
a slot
to
I think
each.
at a lobby like this,
Like one slot to qualifiers, 1 slot to prelims, and 1 slot to finals. I think they should have done that.
You know, I think
for 1, 2, 3 in their qualifier tournament, in the Chinese
qualifier
qualifier tournament.
Teams that,
I think that would have been fair.
Nervous and playing edge, but in this kind of lobby, every single squad is a monster, and the more you have to fight on the edge, the more players you're gonna lose, and the harder it is to be able to win a game like this.
Yeah, it depends on what your play strategy is from the edge. Like,
Yeah, giving
point
giving
A to
only
point B
like
to point C to
one
point
slot
D
to
and
China
onwards,
is
depending
like
on every shift. If
absurd,
you have a
bro.
nice game plan set up,
I think they
edge
should have done
position
that
to
for
edge
every
position,
region.
regardless of
Giving
where the
them
circle shifts.
a 1, 2,
then you
3,
can play
know,
from the
to
edge.
each
It is still going to be very
prelims,
difficult.
qualifiers,
It's
and
not going to
finals.
be easy by any means, but we see teams just that previous match, you know, have some decent success. Vampire was on the edge every time, and it worked out. They had to take some decisive fights.
It could have been like ultimately they could have made it to where like
the Wolves, you know, from the south
top
side,
3
they made
teams
it all
from
the way
every
up into top 3 and picked
PMPL
up a
from
good
last
amount of
split.
eliminations, too.
Like third place gets the qualifier finals, second place got the prelims, first place gets the direct invite to main. You know what I mean?
Side of Erangel. I got that
Something
on my
like that.
bingo card. Nice little snipe from Order. That'll get me pumped up and ready to go here. More than I already am. Let's see where this next zone goes. And it's gonna head right towards Everest. Everest dead center. You know, Nova's gonna love that little spot just south of Everest. That's one of their favorite positions. One of mine as well. And that's gonna be a great place.
Chad,
to
I'm
hold
2
it
subs
down.
away
Meanwhile,
from 1K.
I
Make sure
believe
you
it's
fucking hit that sub
IHC,
button.
the big names at the highest point of
That would be a good time to insert ads, Chad, is what it says.
Everest itself,
So I'm
IHC
slapping y'all with an
holds
ad.
this down. We have seen, you know, this
Thank
is
you
a
for the
tough
money.
spot to hold down when you're getting pushed
Appreciate
on
you
both
guys.
sides, but some teams have really mastered,
funny as
you know,
fuck.
pressuring
Thank you for
one
the
side
money.
first and then holding that side off, creating a buffer zone for them, so that team, you know, trying to push up on them is forced to fight other teams that vice versa tries to push up, you know, onto them. So we'll see if IHC could pull out a strategy like that. And here's that spot you were talking about. And actually, Nova, we're talking about splits. Nova never scared to hold greedy splits.
Chad, what happens if I
That's
just spam y'all with like ads
different power
and you watch
positions.
all of them? Like, how much money am I making right
Grind
now?
in a circle like this, and Nova's just gonna try and take both of them.
Yeah, I wonder if they're kind of just like doing that to see where the next zone's gonna go. The problem is that we're gonna be seeing
Oh,
teams
Robbz
coming
got
late,
beamed. Holy
and
fuck.
if they decide
he
to
did
full
get beamed.
push
Robbz did get beamed.
on one of those
Shit.
areas,
My bad,
that
Robbz.
split can be definitely dangerous. We'll see how it
What's your
plays
time
out,
at right
though.
now?
Meanwhile, we got Zebra Master.
135,
some players on their way.
134, 33, 32.
Rhea catching one of the players
Snow got
right
beamed
by.
too.
That Snow Lake's
GG's.
down. That's gonna hurt.
Damn, that's rough.
And yeah, IHC, ooh, doing a crazy split as well, coming on down the mountain, and it looks like they're gonna be starting heading
Is
right
the
back
extra cubes
up.
make the finals? No.
IHC,
Zero
I like
NA
their
players made the
proactiveness, right?
finals.
They have Mount Everest, but
Actually,
they're not just going to stay up there and shoot out what they can.
Bray
They're
made
actually
the
gonna
finals.
Go down Mount
In
Everest,
RW.
Got Bray.
to get some
So we have
third-party
one
action,
NA player in the
find some
finals.
cheeky angles real quick, pick up a point, steal a point.
He used to play on
so,
XS.
The proactiveness
Extreme
working
Slayers.
out. There is a little bit of a risk, of course.
He was their IGL.
Those shots. It will be difficult to get
The
that
Go
revive.
Bray. I've always
from
said
that
Bray
low
is like
ground, but
insane.
IHC will stay up as 4. Very
Me and Valak
healthy,
have both of us.
continuing back up onto Mount Everest.
Bro.
Hi-Fi.
He's a goated player.
Dude, when they're like, oh, he's not playing, I'm
Here
like,
comes
what?
D-Plus,
Your
trying to
best
push
player's
up
not
to
playing?
Mount
You guys are
Everest.
ass now.
Okay, well, let's see how IHC's gonna defend this. Here come the nades.
They still
Gonna
got
miss
Robert,
the
though.
mark here.
Robert
That's
kinda
gonna let
good.
D plus Kia know that, hey, you know what? There's another team here already. You guys are late. Let's see what they do. Are they gonna try to fight it out or head
so
right
many
on
ads?
back? I
Dude,
think
how many
that's
ads
a
did you
good
get?
option. So, you know what? We're just gonna hold this.
I hit
one.
it once.
Give,
D+.
give him another one. Give him another one.
I'll give you another
Spawned
ad for
into
complaining.
good supporting sightlines, and they're gonna just leave one player up there also.
Oh, why are you seeing knocked?
Maintain some presence, some info, but of course, if he does get naded, it is not gonna be too great for him, and he's holding this spot, so nades are raining in, and after that first nade, I think he realizes, you know what, maybe I'll just leave this position, but with that new circle
Wait, I
shift,
actually lost one.
they
How the
kind of
fuck
need
did
to
they
figure
lose
out
one?
where they want to go, because their earlier position no longer in zone. Nova, are they going to group up now? I'm looking at the mini-map. They are going to group up, so no longer holding that greedy 2-2. You can see them forming up together as one of them do
UGC
get knocked.
2023
That's a strong position.
would have been much
and I
better
think
if Nova got
they're
the
gonna
special
get
invite instead of DRS.
Yeah, I think Oso was holding that spot waiting for the next circle. The second it popped, and he realized that, yep, we're gonna have to go ahead and commit to Everest. The rest of the team.
No, because I don't think Pairboy was playing with him at the time, right? So they were missing their second best player.
That's the direction that they're gonna need to
Oh,
start.
Pairboy just got ran over. Fuck.
Pairboy gets
Chat,
ran
maybe
over
chat.
by the
Oh,
Deadpool.
God,
Shut
skirt.
down.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus.
He's
Oh!
gonna make it happen here. Oh, the
Yo,
DBS
long
gets a
skirt. Come
nice
on, skirt.
shot. Now he's gonna have to hit
Oh,
these shots here.
oh.
Back and forth. Here they go.
Oh!
Wrong. And
No! Nova!
Wow.
No! Oh my God! Jesus fuck.
Shutting
Oh
down
my
the Nova
god.
team. That was a huge
Power
win
of
for
Brazilians.
them. If he didn't get that
Jesus
last player,
Christ, dude. They
back
got
up
shit on.
4 in a prime power
What the
position.
fuck?
Death Wolves, however, did lose 2 of their members.
Damn.
But hey, for a team like Death Wolves to take down
That might be like playing the
4-man
game right there, or playing the fucking
losing
tournament.
2 players, I'll let that pass.
Brazil is in the house. A 1v3 coming from a qualifying hometown team.
Bro.
I guarantee you, even Alpha 7 is grinning after seeing that in the elimination feed right there.
Oh my god.
Their hometown
Jesus
brothers putting
Christ.
in work against some of the monsters
No way,
in the
bro.
lobby.
That just happened.
That
Yes
is how
way.
you do it. Meanwhile, IHC, the previous champions, right? It's looking to get that
Dude.
back-to-back. Now trying to get some work on
That's
a
gonna fuck up
Beautiful
Nova's
name
momentum
there.
right
These are
there.
not
So
easy to
hard.
throw, considering that there's so much elevation. If you're gonna get a knock, it has to be perfectly placed.
I love how much pressure Zayol as a solo pretty much is putting out here. You see the rest of the
Dude,
team
his mic
focusing
is
on
so
what's
ass.
vulnerable.
It's so bad, bro. Jesus
Zayol
Christ.
may be
dude.
by himself, but he knows if he gets knocked there, chances of getting pushed by Regnum on the low ground, very unlikely. So
Sounds like he has like a sore throat and underwater.
doing as many peeks as he's want, pressuring them with nades, not scared to get knocked whatsoever. So really
Dude,
understand.
how did they let him catch the finals?
Actually,
Like, speak louder, fucker.
Still, with 3, Zayol's feeling comfortable.
Yeah, he's
Dude,
feeling
how did
comfortable,
they-
but I think he's just
how
trying
did
to
they
be a
even
little
allow him
bit
to
conservative
do
with
this?
his back,
How,
right?
yeah,
I mean,
how
because this
they
is
must have,
still
bro.
only
They did a
stage 3.
tech
There's a lot
check
of
and,
room
and
behind
they
him,
like,
and
how
one of
did they
the
not
teams right
catch on to
behind
that
it
his
is
mic
D
is
plus
dog
Kia.
shit?
So I'd rather see
Like, there's
Zayol
no way.
focusing
They
on
were
that
just-
backside, clearing that out first.
Like, did
rather
they
than
not have
focusing
another
inwards.
caster, like anyone?
Instead, he's committing a very,
Oh my
very
God.
interesting split. He does get the
This is why he's the
onto
MVP,
Wild.
bro. Jesus.
77K.
Just
The
cooking
zone
them.
shifts to Everest though, so now
3 teams on
IHC,
Everest
they
is
don't gotta
kind
go
of
anywhere.
fucking wild.
Not at all.
That is
I
kind
like
of
how
wild.
earlier you were saying if I was Zayol, you know, I'd go focus on the flank. Well, your name isn't Zayol. IHC Zayol is Zayol, and there's a reason why he is one of the champs. So he's gonna keep looking forwards, and he picks up another point too for his team, as just, you know, pretty much heading straight in close range. And now IHC up to 3 elimination points. They have the solo of Rogue holding the entirety of D+ back. So it's just, I think they just understand how teams play.
Why
right?
the fuck is
D+
Death Wolves trying
on
to
their backside
scale
with 4 players,
Everest?
they have zone. They're probably just gonna keep sitting there.
Don't
They
know.
have no need to get aggressive. So
Death
we're
Wolves said,
not
"Fuck
gonna
it,
be worried
we're
about
doing it."
Instead, we're gonna just keep looking for point opportunities.
Yeah, I think they understand how they play. You're right. I'm not.
Bro,
He's just
what
trying
are
to
they
say, like, you know what,
doing?
Yeah, I'll handle this team.
Oh my God.
Rogue, you handle that team, and Godless, you handle Death Wolves down the way.
Dude, Godless just shit at him.
Maximize the points. As look at
Wow.
that. Just
Wow.
that's how you
Yeah.
that's how you need to get it done. Just one-man army every
True.
3 ways. As Falcons looking to get into a fight here, and oh, this is not a good fight to be had.
Stop leaving
No, the
Misered.
zone
He
is
said,
not close to
fuck
the
you,
right
I'm out of
wall.
here.
They're getting picked apart slowly here and there, and they're getting pressured from the flank potentially too.
Yeah, Antenna's a good spot if it was in circle, but now that the zone has shifted away from it, they're going to have to find their way on in. The thing I like about this, though, is that it's pretty easy to get into this next circle as long as those reds are not taken, and they are not. So Team Falcons are trying to get away with this, but or get away from this. And unfortunately, it's proven to be pretty difficult because Smoke is making it hard on them. Now these teams finally agree to let each other go. But yeah, that's going to be at the cost of almost the entire team of Smoke. Meanwhile, we got Vampire in the feed, finishing Rivas from Worlds of War.
Yeah, that's on the west side, and those 2 teams are going to be pretty close together. Most everyone else has rotated into zone, besides the team you're watching right here. Falcon looking to find a spot here. They will be having to drive their no man's land. Same with Smoke. Both of the 2 teams that were engaged in the fight out of zone earlier, really hampering their progression inwards onto the next zone.
Yeah, now we see some pieced up teams on the edge just trying to be able to secure some points. Meanwhile, you got
SMK is
IHC,
feeling
big
the
boys
pressure.
up on top. Meanwhile,
I mean,
Vampire
yeah.
and Worlds of War going at it right here, back and forth. Colgoat,
Jesus,
one day.
Newsy
That's
just-
it. That's gonna be all
Newsy
3
mollied
players of Vampire
himself
done for,
and his teammate.
As Tony K is too
Oh
far
my
away
God, bro.
to get into
Vampire
this one.
Esports
Maybe
are
they had that
dog
idea
water.
saying like, oh yeah, 3 players, you guys can take them all on. Tony K is gonna make the drive.
And Tony
he's
K's
in a lot of trouble.
crashing.
And
K said,
I
"Fuck
think
it, I
he's
want this
actually
spot."
onto this position. Yes, he is.
Chat, if
He said,
Tony
"I
K
can take
clutches this,
team
I
up
will
by
never
myself."
say anything bad
Let's
about VPE ever again, okay?
He's got to go super aggressive here before the revives can come through. The revive and the heal, that is. Tony K up close with the nade in hand. M4 switching over, but now it's a 3v1, and they're going to swarm him from all sides. A little bit of a third party from distance here.
VP
but Tony
fucking
K
suck.
will ultimately get taken down. And I think
You're
Vampire,
goddamn right.
I don't know if I want to call that a misplay. You know, a
Chat,
veteran team
I'm a
like
VP
Vampire
hater.
really just
Until I die, chat. Until I die. VP hater at heart.
3 players to take out that team.
They're just PMWI frauds, chat. They can only win invitational tournaments where the good teams can't play. But the good teams are playing here,
That's a
chat.
lesson you're gonna learn.
The good teams
and
are
you're gonna
here.
Learn it early on. So Vampire, yeah, you know, maybe that would work in some different lobbies. This is the PMGO though. You got to send the whole squad because I guarantee if Tony K was there, that whole fight would have probably turned out differently. But hey, you know what? To the victor goes the spoils. And now we're gonna see who's gonna win this match. Alpha 7 still up. All 4 players. They're gonna be at those warehouses just north of Everest. That could be a really sketchy position to rotate away from, as Mafioso is going to start driving towards Everest. S2G very close to them. And meanwhile, D plus
okay,
Kia
Pookie?
happy to share this Everest mountain with IHC. They said, IHC, you worry about all those players. We'll deal with you later.
Oh, damn. Oh,
Is
Revo.
Rogue the replacement for Alex since Alex isn't playing today?
But I think Alpha 7 did steal that point away. They blew up the
Alex?
Yeah.
So that is not good for IHC.
The fuck is Alex?
They're up to 8 elims already. And
Isn't there IHC Alex? Isn't that what the other player? Their fourth?
the greatest neighbors to have, right?
This is the play.
Revo.
I mean, and I think teams at this high level, they understand,
Bro,
right? Like, hey,
what are
D
you
plus
saying,
IHC,
Sis?
You handle that side of the mountain.
You said,
we'll
isn't
handle this
Revo
side,
the
No.
replacement
and then we'll
for
worry
Alex?
on who's gonna get first and second
Alex.
later
I said
on,
Rogue.
right? I mean, why even fight each
Rogue.
other now? Because if we fight each other right now,
On IHC. Rogue on IHC is the replacement for Alex today.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
Chat.
I have no
we'll
idea.
take second as
Chat.
IHC with
Don't
20
stupid.
elims, and you
Answer
can
my
take
question,
first
chat.
with 5 elims. D plus, that's
Due to
what
using his
IHC
phone mic, that's
is
wild.
thinking as they're just racking up
His
all
phone mic
points.
would be
D plus
better, bro.
Only have 2
Chat, we hit 1K! Holy shit!
So D plus
Let's
really
go!
Work on live. Oiled up right now, Alex.
the 4-man team of D plus
What?
on
What'd you
top.
say?
And
You say
let
something?
me throw this out here. Imagine
I
if
hit
IHC
1K.
had 4 players
Yeah.
out.
Oh,
Imagine the carnage
WWW.
they'd be putting out there. They're doing this with 3 players.
I was about to say, have you ever seen a team dominate Everest like this, especially in a lobby like this?
No.
I mean, that's crazy. Zelo from up the top is just wreaking havoc. So many shots, so well placed that it feels like there's like a squad and a half up there. Yeah. And that is making so many of these teams so nervous to even push. So, I mean, IHC doing a great job of playing keep away.
Yeah, the long-range position. The long-range precision coming out of every player of IHC up there. Keep in mind, they're shooting at
I want to know what
multiple
IHC's damage
targets.
is after this game, dude. That's just going to be insane.
But they have to make the shots count. It has to be accurate. For them to still be taking shots with that much ammo left, I mean, every shot is probably landing.
Absolutely. Yeah, you just don't, all you're trying to do is play keep away. You don't want any team to come close. You don't want to get rushed at all. So if you could just put on that pressure and force them to stay where they're
Monetization.
at.
I know,
That's
what I'm
zone
hearing.
Closes even further.
Show me
Everest
the
is still in
money.
play, so IHC don't have to go anywhere.
I appreciate
Random
you
Karya,
guys.
though, are going to have to
Appreciate
start
everybody.
heading up that
Yeah,
mountain.
thank you. Suck
And
their
it's gonna
mates
be
down.
tough because you got next Ruya right there next to him.
Gotta give the guac guac. All right, chat.
Seven eliminations for
Like
next
I
Ruya,
said,
too.
I'll
Very
post
nice.
a thirst trap on Twitter.
Only 2 eliminations and only 2 members.
Be out like probably today or tomorrow. I'll post it when I'm in my suit tomorrow. That's when I'll do it.
Okay. I'll retweet it.
Surely at some point, D+ will get a little bit of aggressive. Like, I know you don't want to go out early when you just have prime positioning, right? You don't have to take the fight. But for me, it's you have 4 players. So you should be, fighting, getting knocked, revived, and then maybe thinking about not pushing. Right now, D+ with 4 players is just not doing anything, I feel like. With their, I want to say number advantage, right? We can see they have a number advantage, but maybe they think it's a 4v4. Even then, in a 4v4 with your backside completely clear, you have to be doing some sort of proactiveness, and D+ hasn't been doing any of that.
It looks like D plus Kia and IHC are in a school group project together, and D plus Kia is just rubbing the shoulders of IHC, saying, "Hey, man, you're doing a great job." You know what I'm saying? But IHC better be careful, because who knows? I mean, D plus Kia could come at the last second and take all that credit, you know, and take them out. So that is something they have to really, really be careful for.
Yeah, they could slap their name on the project, you know, at the very last moment. Get all the credit, take the chicken dinner, take a couple eliminations, and it looks like they might look to go in engagements. You know, they've waited long enough, and I think D plus realizes, okay, now for sure, you know, if we take this fight, it's going to be an isolated fight. As smokes do come out, but IHC, they hear it, they smell something coming, so IHC is focusing all of their players here. In 3v4 situation, I almost want to say it's an even fight, just with how hot IHC are running right now.
IHC running straight to the teacher to turn the paper in without letting D plus Kia
play.
put their
They go
name
to
on it.
tournament but qualifier.
Let's see
but
if
when
they're
it
going
comes
to be
global
able
lobby,
to
that
sneak
guy's
it
beast.
over as they're starting to put some shots down the way. The longer this fight happens,
It's like,
the more noise
it's
they
like
make,
my
though, the
IGLing
easier
in
it's going to be
NA
the third party.
versus
So
my
both these
IGLing in
teams
Americans, you know
need
what I
to
mean?
try to
That's
hurry
how
up and
he
get
is
this
built
fight
with his
done sooner than
frag.
later. Yeah, you can already see next Ruya hearing all that commotion. They say, we'll
He
take
just be
advantage of that.
bodying the tier 1 players.
And Ziol is going to have to try and hold it down. 1v2. Nice knock though on D plus Kia. That's going to help stop him a little bit.
Yeah, Ziol now forced to kind of hold a 1v2.
Maybe not now.
On the side.
Or if he's half HP.
And IHC continue to just be one-man army
Valid
on
fart
every
compilation
side, every
is
front.
insane. Okay. Alright.
I said it earlier. Imagine if they had 4 up here, man, they'd be dominating. But even with 3, they're dominating, and Rogue goes down. I think Rogue knew he had to make a hero play with
They
another
lost
team
Rogue, dude.
up.
It's over for them. They can sandwich with 2 teams.
And IHC will go down to 2. D plus even get the revive on the knock earlier. Now IHC will finally be taken apart.
They just had too many teams on him, bro. Too many teams on him.
No, even Alpha 7 getting a point there onto IHC. So it took 3 different teams to chime in.
A7 4-man alive right now? Let him cook, chat. Let him cook.
IHC putting in so much work and not getting the credit that they deserve towards the end. As, yeah, the pressure was just too much from so many different teams. And now D plus Kia are on top. Alpha 7 are big chilling on the bottom, looking to soak up some more points. So far,
dude, chat, Royal doing better than I thought
but
they
they're
were
going to get
doing.
some decent
I
placement
apologize,
points here.
chat.
But hey,
I
don't
apologize.
count out Royals of War either. 6 eliminations to their name, 3-man squad up, and not a bad position in the zone.
Not at all. Right now, the other team working with a lot of elim points is next Ruya. They have racked up to 8, and if they could somehow win this fight up here, 2v4 against the likes of D plus, next Ruya will definitely shoot themselves up the leaderboards, but it's going to be a tough task as D plus playing very conservative, so they're not going to, you know, just throw it all away doing a crazy push, so it's going to be very tough for the likes of next Ruya with only 2 to win out over them.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see D plus Kia staring at those smokes right now, trying to catch one of these players from S2G, holding it down. And they have Papa Blue to their advantage. Yeah, he's going to have to run out in the open. Hamzi's in big trouble here. Nice shots through the smokes, getting those hit markers. They see him now, and whoo, right through the smoke. Once they saw the direction he was running, they're like, oh yeah, we'll take that point real quick. Alpha 7, very central to this circle. They're on the bottom side of Everest, but they should be able to climb up. Now there comes a knock on the Cold Goat. That's huge. Razy's gonna have to run out in the open. Actually, I think he's just gonna stay in the blue and deny the point.
Yeah, deny the point. Deny every point possible. Razy gets the heal off, makes it to the next piece of cover, looking to stall out, maybe for another position. And it works out though. Royals of War went out right before he did, so they
Who wins
laddered
this,
up.
huh? Who do you think wins this?
Take that placement point. Now, here we go. The hometown heroes are still alive as next Ruya and D plus Kia are still in the mix. Let's see how this all plays out. There we go. Nobu getting a knock onto a Grella, and that's going to be a big one.
Yeah. Zone stays up on the high ground, but you can see Alpha 7 does have a small foothold in the form of Carrillo in that next circle. D plus have to move up just a little bit, but more or less all 3 teams kind of have a little bit of the zone in their play. So it might come down to stage 9 being the last circle, Jukes.
I wonder why we're not seeing D plus Kia try to clear the top side of the mountain now. Maybe Because if they're cleaning that out quick, then they'll have a clean fight against Alpha 7. But I think all these teams are just opting to just let the Blue Zone
Carrillo
do
has
the
an
work.
MG.
And Carrillo has the MG3. That's the weapon to have, but he's definitely at a disadvantage when it comes to position.
The problem with D+ pushing now is that even if they push over,
I would just wait till zone closes, then just nade the shit out of Alpha 7.
Vehicles from the low ground.
What I
That
would
can
do.
be fast enough to,
I would not try to use my util on these motherfuckers when they still have that bottom side. I would make them push up to where Carrillo is and then just absolutely tank them there.
So, like you mentioned, I think it will come down to the Blue Zone spurring these last 3 teams into making a play.
Motherfucking Mafios has a Groza 6x. This guy's
long range.
Dude,
So
he's
got
about
two
that.
CQC weapons. It's really up to see if Alpha 7 can.
Margolin has a
If they do,
Groza too. They have 2 Grozas and a fucking MG. If Alpha 7 does not win this game,
They should hard win every single trade in the entire game. Even at low ground, they win the trades. Wait,
Circle
that is insane.
about to close into nothing now very soon.
One more.
Yep.
There we go.
Stage
Yep.
9.
And one dude has a Groza and
three-way
DBS. He
fight.
wins every fight. Every 1v1 trade, he wins.
It's a tough one because, okay, so D+
DBS
have the high
Groza.
ground,
Carrillo has
but
an
they have to
MG
move
M4
towards
and
low
fucking
ground, which
Mafioso
actually
has a
gives the low ground more
DBS
of an advantage because you can see
and
Alpha 7
a Groza
have
as
those
well.
little small bumps to work with.
Like, they
D+
win every
can
fight.
run into the open, and with
Wait,
their
that
backs
was
against
trolling.
next Ruya, this could be Alpha 7's
They actually
game.
shred harder than anyone.
I think D+P is going to get sandwiched here. Mafioso
These guys got
does
umps.
find another angle with that vehicle.
Look.
Rebel gets the big knock there. And now
Rebel's
all
the
these
only one that
shots,
doesn't
you
have a
gotta know
fucking
that
tank
next
gun.
is coming up on top, and here they go behind.
Oh, and they're getting
Oh,
knocked
they got
behind.
third party? Oh my god, this is so good for
Exactly how I thought
A7.
it was going to play out is happening, and now comes Alpha 7 looking to clean them
Oh,
all
yeah.
up. And
Here
soak
come
up
the
a
Groza
nice
Warriors.
bonus.
God.
Here
Oh
come,
my
wait.
god.
Dinner in the making here for Alpha 7.
Here come the
Nate's
Groza
ready.
Warriors. Yeah, they
Hit
won.
from all
Oh,
multiple
shit,
sides,
dude. They
and that
won.
is
Kane
Alpha
kinda got-
7 taking out
Kane
next
kinda
Ruya, but there's
should've
still
done-
one more D+
Wait,
player.
wait, no.
1v2, it is doable. The positions have been changed. D+
Shit.
with somewhat of an advantage on the low ground,
Shit.
but the
Oh,
numbers
He's in that
in
12K. Oh, they can't
favor
throw this.
of Alpha 7. Here comes a play. K with the
Argolin?
shotgun. He
Oh,
needs to make
oh
a count.
my.
He needs to make a hit, and he does. 1v1.
No fucking way.
1v1. K. Can he do it?
Okay.
Gets the third.
Dude, why, he went so far hard for the thirst, bro. I would have gone for the win at that point.
7 in their hometown, and oh boy, what a finish! Did you see the player cam from next Ruya when he got taken
Bro, they
out?
almost choked the
I
A7.
didn't catch it, actually. I was
Bro.
looking
Yeah,
at
3
Alpha
teeth
7
by that dude.
celebrating what it looked like.
He slammed the desk with his fist. Frustration. You know he wanted that one there. If they had one player up, maybe they would have been able to do it. But no, sir. I mean, Alpha 7, when these guys see just one small opening, they are taking full advantage. And man, 2 chicken dinners here in their hometown. These guys got to be so stoked.
Yeah, I mean, you can see right there, Carrillo actually
That's actually
smiling
insane.
this time around. I love that. I love seeing that. I like how they got the first chicken dinner, and he was still locked in. After that one, he was like, all right, okay, I'm feeling okay now.
Yes, they are. As we take a look here at the end, look at this, man. I mean, Alpha 7 took advantage, took out next Ruya, and then it was up to K. Nice little DBS action in the CQC, but it was Mafioso with that Groza that finished things off. 7, I gotta hear it one time. I know you want to say it. Give it to me.
Do Brazil!
Let's go!
Oh man, it got sketchy though. I'm not gonna lie, it got very sketchy there at the end with K almost clutching it up. Mafioso though, you were talking about the Groza not being the favorable weapon for when he was trying to shoot from very far away earlier. A little bit closer, that's all he needed. You can see everybody celebrating there. Shute keeps mentioning there. Carrillo knows what's up. Consistency though, we've been asking for consistency of Alpha 7. Right off the bat, 3 matches played, 2 chicken dinners. You couldn't ask for anything better. We just need to continue to see this type of performances from them. But a big comeback. I mean, let's talk about D+, because D+ was able to make a huge comeback. Coming into this last match, they only had 2 points. Not like the D+ that we were thinking that was going to perform here. And this is now more of a D+ that we were expecting. Being able to get those items, being able to control those angles. But you know what? Let's jump into a quick interview.
And we are back here, and I'm happy to have Alpha 7 once again here in the main event because they are taking the breath of us. Thank you so much for being here. And first of all, I want to know what is the man feeling right now because it's your second chicken dinner. Muito obrigado por estar aqui. E agora eu quero entender qual que é o sentimento agora, porque vocês já conseguiram a segunda vitória de vocês no dia de hoje.
O sentimento é gratificante. A gente treinou muito para isso e a gente está preparado e vamos embora que só foi 3 partidas, então tem mais 2 dias ainda. Vamos embora.
They are very happy with the second winner right now, with the second chicken dinner, and they are very prepared for that. They have prepared themselves for this day, but it's only the first day, and they will come for tomorrow and also for Sunday. Agora vocês conseguiram definitivamente abrir uma vantagem na frente dos outros times. E eu quero entender como é que isso pode ser importante para vocês nas próximas partidas. They have opened such a big advantage ahead of the other teams, and we want to understand what is the meaning for them right now throughout the next matches.
Acho que a gente tem que manter o pé no chão, porque foi só 3 partidas, tem muito caminho pela frente ainda. Então a gente está tranquilo, a gente está confiante, vamos continuar e hashtag #Alpha7, vamos embora.
They will keep their confidence, they will talk with the team always after the matches, and they will also be prepared for the next matches and anything, and nobody will take their happiness right now. Thanks so much for the interview, muito obrigado pela entrevista, and go Alpha 7, vai Alpha 7!
Vai Alpha 6. Obrigado. That's what they were saying. See, I understood this time. Yes, I agree with you, Bombshell. Thank you so much for that translation. But this Alpha 7, I mean, they went from a non-favorable position, but the thing is that they played it out so well, Hodgix, because they just let everybody else fight. Usually when the team is down there, being able to get spotted by IHC, I mean, it's the complete opposite. They get eliminated fairly quick, but Alpha 7 slowing down their gameplay, waiting for the right moment to strike, and boy, did they find that right moment.
Oh, yes, they did, man. You look at the crowd, and all I see is a sea of orange and black. Even Carol Bombshell's wearing orange. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how else can you start the day? And they timed this just so well. I mean, they could have easily just played safe, just held their position, wait for that fight, and then try to do a fair fight at the end. But no, the second they saw just a little bit of an opening, full send, they take out Nextruya, and man, I wish we can get a replay of that player cam from that player from Nextruya after he got taken out. He was not happy.
Yeah, it was just such a well-rapper. It's such a good 2-2 split right there, too, because if the other players would have stayed together, we saw what happened there to Revo. We saw what happened to Carrillo. More than likely, the same thing would have happened there to McGrellin and Mafioso. Another thing that I do want to mention, man, that we saw in this last match, it's none other than Death Wolves Guizao.
Oh,
that 3v1 against Noah. Come on, son. I was hoping I would get a chance to see it again as we're going to be looking at the match ranking, but damn, we're not going to be seeing anybody from Nova here towards the top, and it's because Death Wolves ended up eliminating them.
I was about to say, how could I even forget that? That was such a crazy 1v3 from another Brazilian squad here. Zute, looking at this match ranking, right? What stood out to you?
Oh, well, looking at the second page, Falcons only getting 1 point right there. Vampire with 1 point. Nova with 1 point. So some of the heavy hitters finally, slowing down just a little bit. Alpha 7, though, however, are going to continue.
Doing something real quick.
I don't see them slowing down. And I'm pretty sure the crowd at home is not going to see them wanting to slow down anytime soon if they're going to continue to perform like that. And a team that we do need to see a bit of a wake-up call, it's going to have to be none other than Team Falcons, because Team Falcons, I mean, if I'm doing the math right, they really haven't been getting that many placement points. We know that the eliminations
I had the first place, dude.
But for me, I had Team Falcons after 3 matches to at least be within the top 5.
It's only 3 matches,
guys. See what they're actually going to be in the overall. But if my math is right, they're nowhere near that top 5, Jukes.
Yeah, Team Falcons are having a little bit of a rough start here, and it's going to be tough, especially considering that you got a monster squad like Alpha 7 just on fire. And I'll tell you what, there's some teams that, drop under pressure, and there's some that just can't be stopped. Alpha 7's one of them, and man, Z Wolf Look at that. 8 eliminations in this game. That is insane.
Bro, it's cooking.
Wait a
Yeah,
second.
I was with Sute in regards to I was just so focused there watching those highlights that I didn't get a chance to see which was the player from next Ria that ended up smacking the desk.
Yeah.
I wonder if this might have been it. Why? I wonder if it might have been Seawolf after being able to put up this kind of numbers too.
Towards the late game, we saw, we're calling out, next Ria coming in here working with a lot of eliminations. They had 8. This guy has 8. If my math is mathing, that means
that's right.
Yeah, he had all of them.
That's right.
If anything deserves a table smack, it'd be putting the team on your back and almost clutching it out and getting the chicken dinner as a 2-man squad. Z Wolf. This MVP, these MVP stats don't tell the whole story, man.
No, they don't.
They don't.
Yeah, because weren't we kind of joking about him when Death Wolves took out majority of his squad so early on those Blues? Yeah, we were. So then he just kind of just came out with just another player and just said, nah, I'm going to go ahead and do all the work myself. What a play.
Next Ria ended up with 12 eliminations. So for him to still be able to get 8 out of those 12, I mean, I wouldn't have a disc. We wouldn't have this right now if that was me. Although I don't think I will be able to break it because, not that strong. But now let's talk a little bit about Nova, because Nova, back-to-back games there, not being able to put up the performances that we saw, the consistency that we were expecting out of Nova, right? We saw the flashes of greatness there at the start in Sandhawk, but right now it's not what we were expecting to see as we look at the overall standing. And you can see Nova massive fall off all the way down to 7th place, but a big jump up there. Alpha 7
Nova,
in first
bro.
place. Random Caria drops. And
If only they had won that.
As next Ruya. You guys
They got
were mentioning
1v3,
them all
dude.
the way up to 3rd place.
Would have been chill.
They would have been vibing.
7 position jump is insane. And another team that had a big jump is none other than IHC, Zute. You wanted to see them make it happen. They sure did.
The Mount Everest goats themselves.
Dude,
Imagine
what's
if they
going
had
on with
4.
Smoke, bro?
Imagine
2
if they had
points?
4. I think if they had 4, they could have had a chicken.
Oh,
and maybe
2 Brazilian teams at
20
dead last?
eliminations. I'm just throwing it out there, but man,
It's also the tier 2
leaderboards
ones.
are shaking
Like the worst
up.
ones,
D
you know
plus
what I mean?
Kia also. I mean, I personally gave them a lot of flack for not doing much towards late
They
game.
aren't
but
used
hey,
to playing against
maybe that's what they needed.
these good
Just
teams, I
some
guess.
nice placement points, some
But
consistency.
A7 is.
to bring themselves
A7 knows how
out
to
of
play
the
in high
slumps,
elo,
'cause
you
they were
know?
basically almost last place. Now they're almost on the front page.
But they've only played in
Get a little
Diamond
bit
lobbies,
more
bro, but,
comfortable,
A7
and
is
then maybe
challenger.
next time around we'll see them more confident and being more proactive.
Yeah, and Sue, I hear you talking there about the slums not having good performances. I mean, this is the halfway point of day 1, right? For any of those teams that are towards the bottom of that leaderboard, I got a chance to see high fives. All that trash talking during the interviews, during those videos. I mean, we've been able to see them get some eliminations on Team Falcons, but we really haven't been able to see much in regards to placement points. And then you go over to some of the other teams that are towards the bottom. Zebra Masters. I feel like Zebra Masters has had good plays, but just their timing is off on certain
Alright,
situations.
chat.
And
Do y'all think A7 is going to win the tournament from now? Like,
going
you can
back
tell
to
me
the
if you
first
think they're going to win it now. Do you think they're winning it after this start?
B+, they were getting those knocks too, but
Or do you
just
think they'll
weren't
fall
able
off a
to
little bit?
confirm it into elimination
In, like, day
And
3,
this
you know?
last game, they weren't able to do much either. And then now Smoke Gaming, that is 2 times now in Erangel. We were talking about teams kind of hot dropping. Smoke Gaming, you have lost players right away from the get-go to reject twice in a row, Sute. Please give us a change.
Yeah, I mean they're fighting over farm too, which is like it's not that crazy of a spot. If it was Pachinki, it'd make a little bit more sense. Dead center, good loot, fast rotations. But over farm, like
No, chicken day 2.
it's not worth fighting over. And I think they should realize by now with just one more Erangel left today.
They're literally fighting with pistols, Jukes.
They were fighting with knives,
With knives?
dude.
Not even
Literally with
pistols.
knives. We saw them just going like, leave us alone, please. No, I mean, I think if you're Smoke Gaming after that one, you got to leave. Like, I know it sucks. I know that's not what you planned for, but you have no choice, right? You got to leave, find something else, and just make it happen.
Yeah, and then for Reject, right, we've been able to see them being able to get all of their points, all their 13 points come from just eliminations. They need to find at least some placement points. If you're getting this much eliminations, imagine what they could do if this team can find themselves in a top 5 situation. You know you can frag out. Why not start getting those placement points? And who knows,
Holy
maybe
shit,
a
dude,
chicken
this
dinner
chair
is
is
gonna
so fucking
skyrocket you up that leaderboard, like we've seen
bro.
some of the other teams being able to skyrocket, even though they didn't get the chicken
You need
dinner.
a new chair,
next
dude. I've
year.
had this for
We
4
saw
years.
There was a fucking
pump all the way up to the overall. And then on
just
top of that,
now
ISC
there was
as
a
well. So all they need to do, at
4.7
least from my
magnitude
perspective, is
earthquake
they
that
need to
occurred
start
in
focusing a
New
little bit more
York
on those
City.
placement points. The LMs will start coming.
Holy shit!
It's gonna be tough though.
Wait, that's
It's
wild.
not as easy as it might
That's actually
sound,
fucking
'cause
insane.
everybody is
I
trying
bet that shit's all
to
over
do
Twitter
what
right
you
now.
just said, and so there's
Let's
going
go
to be a
Twitter
lot
real
more
quick.
clashes to be had, Jukes.
Yeah, I think that just Wolf though getting so many points, it's gonna just help their overall mental game. You know, that's what it really takes. Is it's like you said, Seven, right? When it comes to reject, that's why I was so stressing. I wanted to see
Earthquake,
one
or
good
just look up
late game
earthquake
performance.
in
If they can get
trending.
that under their belt, then they'll
think
know what it
it's-
feels like, and they can kind of continue that.
Well, somebody
on
got it
over.
on
So Wolf
camera.
I mean, you can see the frustration.
Wait,
I
send me
mean,
the
just
link.
slamming the desk because I mean, I would also be pissed if I got 8 eliminations, have a good high ground, and lose that match. Yeah, it definitely doesn't feel good, but hopefully that motivates them, right?
Dude, I felt that earthquake all the way over here. My
You
sister,
scared
wait,
me
what
there.
the
I
fuck?
saw that
You
hand
did?
go up. I saw it go down, and I was like, "You're a lot stronger
Wait,
than
send me
I
the
am.
link of this
We
one.
need you for the rest of the day. Calm down
Holy
there,
shit,
buddy.
yeah, yeah.
Don't be
Dude, that's
smacking
wild,
that
Bell.
thing
Forget
anytime
D plus
soon.
Kia. I'm about to break some IKEA. You know what
Wait,
I'm
was
saying?
it
Let's
just
go.
now? Like, how
If there's
long
anybody
ago
gonna be breaking
was
furniture
it?
over there,
It was like
in
30
Brazil,
minutes ago.
It might end up
30
being
minutes
Boom
ago?
Esports
Oh.
too. I mean, I was hyping them up. I was saying winners of PMSL, they might be able to do some of this crazy stuff. They might be able to just surprise a lot of people here in day one. And so far, man, currently sitting in 13th place with only a total of 8 points. Not what we wanted to see there out of the Indonesian team.
It's you mentioned halfway points. It's not halfway in the tournament, but halfway into a day. That's when you need to start turning things around. Because if you don't turn things around now, you're going into the second day starting with a very negative mindset. So for all the teams on the second page right now, they need to really start showing up, or we might just not see them show up ever.
Yeah, and I was looking at IHC right there. Finally, we got a
Seven
chance
might
to
choke
see
again.
what they were capable of. You guys kept mentioning too during the cast. Imagine if they would have had just those 4 players. I think IHC would have actually taken the fight to D+ a little bit sooner and not waited so long. And it was actually D+ that decided to start the engagement, and it kind of backfired a little bit for them until other teams got involved. I think it took, what was it, Jukes? I think it was like 3 teams total, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
It took them to destroy IHC.
I mean, I was straight up telling Zute when we were casting it. I was like, I've never seen a team dominate Everest like that, ever. I mean, it's so insane. I mean, we've seen teams, hold Everest, fight as a full squad, one team at a time. These guys were like literally taking entire
1930 my
squads
place
by
was
themselves.
shaking,
The
and I thought someone
suppressive
crashed
fire
inside
was
into
just
the building.
ridiculous, too.
Bro,
Not
what?
just suppressive, it was destructive.
That's
alright?
wild.
Suppressive is when you fire shots and they don't peek you. Destructive is what IHC was. They were firing shots, getting the knocks, and getting the point confirmations. Just all like 360 degrees.
Earthquake where?
around
New York City.
IHC.
What was
really
the
showed us,
what was
like,
the
a
biggest
master
earthquake
class
ever?
Of what it's like to hold Mount Everest, and that was with 3 players with a 4-man team right at their backs too.
Yeah, when we talk about the PMGO so far, Everest finishes too. A team that comes to mind, at least that we got a chance to see during the prelims, was Team Falcons. I thought
I know
Team
that there
Falcons might have
was,
been able to do something, especially with that Everest, but when I saw their position, I was like, ooh, that's gonna be tough. And then on top of that, I believe we saw them getting into.
I know that there was an
with Smoke
earthquake,
Gaming
so
as
like,
well. It
so an
just ended up
earthquake's
backfiring. I mean,
magnitude
Team
kills.
Falcons,
It's like
we've
1 to
been
10.
Another team, like there's
So,
just
like,
so many good teams right now in the PMGO, and
4.7
you currently
was
looking at
like
one too that I'm sure
an
they're gonna
average
end up
earthquake,
responding
right?
Here anytime soon, Nova Esports. But going
like
back to
I've
Team
heard,
Falcons,
like in the United
not
States,
sure
like
what they
in
were thinking there
or not
within
in the
that
United
fight.
States,
I
I
thought they would
think
maybe
in
gonna
like
end up pushing Everest a little
in
bit
Asia,
more.
I've heard of
and
like
try to challenge some of those teams, even if they were
7
towards the bottom of Everest.
magnitude earthquakes,
Time to pump
like
it up.
3
Yeah,
years
Team
ago,
Falcons
but
currently
I don't
sitting
know
in
the
11th
biggest
place
one
with 14
that's ever happened.
points. They're
There was
definitely
one
gonna
in
have to make it happen
1960
here
in
sooner than
Alaska,
later, because you got
where 131 people died.
already with a 20-point difference.
Damn.
Look at that. Watching it live It
was
on mobile.
7.4.
Hey, that's what I'm
Also,
saying.
Tony, so far,
Mobile gaming
can't watch
action
because
right
at work, rip.
You know what that man said? He said,
A7's
even though I
won
can
2 out
feel
of
the atmosphere,
2 out of
even
4
though I can
games.
feel the
Regular
crowd,
Macarios won
I
1.
still want to hear
Oh,
those
3 games.
casters.
3 games so
I
far.
still want to hear what they're saying
what
because
it
they're
is.
going to be able to inform me a little bit more of the
3
madness
games.
that's going
Random
on here
Macarios
so
won.
far in the
Or
PMGO.
A7 won the first one. Random
if
Macario
you're
won the second one,
listening,
and A7
shout
just
outs
won the
to
third
you,
one.
man. If
Let's go.
If you have
Nova
your
just
earbuds
got
in or something,
1v3
but
by a
yeah,
T2
I mean,
Brazilian
I think that
player,
shows how much he loves,
and
PUBG Mobile esports. He can't get enough of it. He's got to watch it, in person.
what else is
and on the
happening?
Double supporting.
ST
Okay.
or
I like
Falcons
it.
is kind of like
next
choking
time,
right now.
Next time we'll be there.
Yes, indeed. He's getting pumped up. Maybe he's in the comment section, right? Doing some nice little in-game IGLing, saying, hey, they should have done this differently as we get into another Arrogale match.
As we have some of the teams there from the prelims, we have Team Liquid Furia. That's where the players that were on your screen, and you mentioned it, Hot Jukes. We are going to be going into this final Arrogale of
Hey, Chef, I bet I dropped my wallet
number
on
1.
punch.
I was already about to get on my head. I was going to say
my
day number
PP.
2, but I need to slow down. I'm enjoying this a little bit way too much, Sute.
Yeah, I mean, with the pacing of the action, it feels like we're well into like day 2, halfway, right? So many teams just really
Dude,
showing
imagine
up.
like
Clutch
the most
moments
banger your mama
already
joke
being
was,
had
like
all
after an
across the
earthquake
board
was like,
from
oh
multiple
sorry,
different
your mama
teams.
get out of bed.
This does not look like a day 1 to me, 7. This looks like day 2. This looks like a day 3 where everyone is showing us what they got. And man, to see this happening so early into the tournament, I can't wait to see how the story is going to unfold.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you on that, and I think maybe that's why I was thinking about day 2, because the decision
Is his mic like a little bit better?
For a lot of
Like,
the team. Usually on day 1s we see some more
I'm
hot
just
dropping.
used to
We see a little
listening
bit
to
of
it.
I mean,
I'm just used to his mic.
unsure
and
of
it
what
hasn't
some of the other
changed.
teams are wanting to
Damn,
do, but
I'm just
everybody
used to it
seems
now.
pretty set on what they're wanting to do. Everybody is
Yeah.
ready for this
Alright, good.
PMGO main event.
Good, I can enjoy
And
it
if
more.
This continue ups
I can
like this.
enjoy-
Listen, we're not gonna end up with any voice on the last day. We are gonna be so we're gonna be whispering like this because we're just gonna be on the top of our lungs, screaming at everything that's gonna be happening, especially with the madness that we've been able to see now with this playing path here. I can't wait to see what this circle is gonna be. We got a chance to see some.
Dude, I'm
military-based
surprised Liquid
missions
and Furia
during the
didn't make it.
prelims, and I would love to get another melee finish.
Yeah, military base
Oh.
would be nice. This is a good circle too. We might see some madness and Milton.
Empire's dying to
Those Milton
ROW
finishes
right
with
now.
All those different compounds does really provide some good entertainment. So we'll get a very southeastern circle, right where the plane path pretty much ends. And no hot drops anymore for Smoke. Yeah, they're leaving that farm area. And very good decision out of them. Rejects will be able to loot in peace. We see on the west side, Vampires does have one player knocked already. He looks very separated too. I don't know if they'll be able to get that revive.
I think it was there to Royals of War. We'll have to wait and see on the replay if we do end up
Death Wolves
getting
is
one.
not
But yeah, with
T2 in
this,
Brazil,
I want to
Valak.
see which teams are going to start rotating very quickly.
They're
We have
not.
seen teams getting caught in rotation, especially with certain
I
teams
don't know.
anticipating them. I can think off the top of my head already. Team Falcons, high fives. I mean, we saw what happened with them earlier as well. Team Falcons is currently going to
Never
be
heard of
how
them,
long
so
are
I
they gonna
just,
want to
like-
stay there too? Because if you stay there very,
I
very
just, like,
long,
assumed.
depending on
They, like,
which
fought 'em
circle
2-1,
ends up
I'm pretty
going,
sure.
you're gonna have Boom Esports. I mean, Boom Esports, we know what they're capable of.
This is the
They
first
clearly
time I've
haven't
ever
had
heard
the
of
best
Death Wolves,
start,
so
but
I
this is
just
now the second half.
assumed.
For some of these teams, for some of these players,
Flawless, I
after
don't know.
that second half mark, they're trying to switch it around. They're trying to turn it around and make it a much, much better day. And that's one team, Boom Esports, looking to do that. And if you can, for some reason, end up camping Team Falcons whenever they do end up leaving that that
What's with the
military
RW and
island,
VPB? Do
oh
they have
man,
beef?
you couldn't ask for anything better.
Yeah, Boom really needs to show us a Boom right now because we haven't heard much from them whatsoever. Way
Yeah.
down.
I
in the
told you
rankings
Boom was
right there,
ass.
Sitting in 13th. So we'll see what Boom has in store. I mean, this is a favorable zone for them too. It's pretty much they
I thought
have
SNK
prime
and
pickings of
Zebra
wherever they
Masters
want
was
to go.
something better
Circle
than this,
1,
honestly.
even maybe even Circle 2, they'll have the next location wide open for them as well. So we'll see what Boom can do. Meanwhile, I'm looking at the map right now. Who else has a favorable spot in this circle? S2G on the east side, looting up shelter and prison. This is a good circle for them too. And Rejects, we might see Rejects come into the late game now too, because they could just pick a spot and hunker down now.
You heard me talking about it. I want to see some placement points out of that team. We know that the eliminations, they can put them up as they've been able to do in the first 3 matches, but I want to start seeing those placement points. And earlier, we got a chance to just briefly see S2G taking some shots to Smoke Gaming. Smoke Gaming, I wonder which plan they're on. Usually they say, you know, plan A, we're going to be landing farm. Plan B, we're going to be landing a little bit west of farm. And then plan C, which plan are they on? Maybe they're on plan F at the moment because they were running around like a chicken without their heads. Meanwhile, SCG knows exactly what they're going to be doing as Regnum Karya. Regnum Karya just taking their time, looting up everything that Rosshawk has to offer. And you were mentioning Boom Esports not really having to do much with the circle. I agree with you. I mean, at this point, they're going to have just so much time to be able to loot up, to be able to position themselves. And hopefully, the main thing, it comes down to position themselves in a great spot. Because if for some reason, we have seen it happen before, you could have 2 teams crashing on you and you don't want to be caught distracted.
Definitely not. Especially near center zone, right? That's when things get really hectic if another team's rotating by and you get third-partied. So they'll have to really lock things in. Next, Ria, the first team to actually make a rotation on their way in. Looking at the mini map right now, they're driving past or by the team of Rejects. Rejects still finishing up their split loot around farm. Next, Ria definitely a little bit faster as, you know, they dropped off the plane before the likes of Rejects. And it looks like next Ria will be taking up a position just north of the Rejects team you see right here on screen. We'll see where they end up. Right now they're on the west side of Shelter on the hill, you know, right next to that road that divides the circle in half. And Rejects now finally done looting, and they're going to make their first rotation into the zone too.
And Rejects looking another team that's going to be looking to set themselves up, as we were just saying. They want those placement points. I'm going to be looking at some of the other rotations too, as we do see Rejects here now finally getting into a much better position that we saw earlier. We see Alpha 7, at least from the map that we're able to see, and to kind of illustrate to all the viewers of which some of the other teams are rotating. Alpha 7 finally deciding to push there out of Georgeport, and they're going to be looking towards going north of Jasnaya, so a very wide rotation. But keep in mind, this team, Alpha 7, is usually familiar if they do end up getting to Lipovka. Lipovka used to be one of their dropping spots, at least last year, so they will be very familiar with all that terrain. And looking at the highlight here of Reject, I'm not sure what that's going to be. What's going on here? Okay, they're just spotting somebody. They're getting some information. Are they wanting to go for this push? No. Do exactly what ISC and D+ were doing earlier. Just become good neighbors for the moment.
Yeah, it's also the replay, you know, show his swift lean peeks, you know, that quick scope in, lean peeking left and right. I think the broadcast team heard, you know, is shouting out Rejects' mechanical skills. Definitely came into spades when they were doing those hot drops. But even then, you know, you see it right there. You don't just scope in and stay still and spot something out. You gotta jiggle left and right, even if you're just, you know, not under any pressure. You gotta keep those fingers warm. As another replay, or is this a replay? Shit, no, yep. Is this? No, I think this is live. It's happening. It's happening right now, 7. It's live. This is not
Zutay just cuss?
Zebra Master on that rotation, and a lot of teams all rotating.
He just said shit.
Pretty much 4-5 teams not rotating.
Is that a fine?
Everyone else.
That's a fine, brother.
Oh, your money's gone, brother.
Stop rotating as well, and with Zebra
That's
Master,
a fine, brother. You're not allowed to cuss as a
little bit
customer,
better
brother.
decision-making from this team. They have put themselves in certain situations where they could definitely end up getting points.
All you hear is just Zutay choking in the background.
Too slow. The timing is
and
off for them.
The Zutay clone comes in.
Looking to improve that, and I was mentioning earlier.
It's over for him, shot.
Pushing into the
His
circle
mic gets better.
His mic gets better.
That was possibly Nova that we got a chance.
Slightly
to see
different voice
at the end. High Fives
the
there
clone
at
could
the
have perfectly
top.
do it.
Rejects looking to just keep an eye on them in case for some reason High Fives decides to get a little bit spicy and sends it to them. But at this moment, it would be insane if we do end up seeing this. Usually they end up being good neighbors. They end up sticking around until the later circles when they are forced to fight each other.
Man, 7, I love this first zone. It's because you can have so many different power positions right next to multitudes of other teams. Dude. And everyone's just going to be forced to become neighbors due to, like, the elevation differences, the coverage differences. I mean, look at these hillsides.
As
I say friendly neighbors, Alpha 7, well, they are not that, as they just take down 2 members of S2G just like that. Alpha 7 keeping the pressure on the lobby.
saying 7. You know what? Everybody else be good neighbors.
Oh, look at
right
that
now,
zone.
we're going to take control of this area. And yes, look at that zone. That's what I was wondering.
Jesus
so many
Christ,
teams
this
were
zone
putting
is
themselves
wild.
towards the middle. You can see at the north, nobody was there. And now this is going to be an absolute madness
fuck
trying to
zone.
rotate. And for IHC, I'm intrigued to see what IHC is going to be doing as they're going to have a tough rotation. Maybe
How
they could
tall
end
am
up
I?
going all the
I'm
way to
like
a wrap around there on the north.
6'3",
Let teams
6'4".
fight it off. We'll have to wait and see. As Death Wolves, I mean, Death Wolves is still a military base too. Some of these teams are just gonna have such a tough rotation.
Yeah, as an ex-competitive player, this is probably the zone I hate the most in Erangel. Like, these subsequent shifts are the worst because you have no scouting information to work with.
Yep.
Right down the middle is this giant mountaintop that you can't see over, so you're just gonna have to drive through
Oh, yeah,
blind and
Zute's
hope you
mic
don't
just
get
got
shot.
fixed.
But as you drive through, there's wizard towers here, wizard towers there.
Yep,
There's
the
ridges
clone
there,
came
ridges
in.
here. There could be a
The
four-man
clone came
team
in
at
after he said
any
shit,
point,
chat.
So it's
Chat,
just
the
one of
clone
those
came in
situations
with
where
the
you
better
just
mic. Valak
gotta
might have
gun
called it, bro.
And hope for the
Zute is
best.
dead,
And a lot
guys.
of these
Zute is
teams, you can
dead.
see
It's
right
no
here.
longer him,
Yeah,
boys.
driving by, that's rejects right there getting shot at. I think rejects have found, some ridge lines to work with. And they do indeed, but everyone else is still kind of moving in and about this area.
Zute.
Yeah, and something else
It's
to
nice
remember
while
with
you
this
were
area,
here.
at least that we have seen in the past too. Yes, there is a lot of trees that can provide cover for you, but if you are
Chat.
driving around, if you're driving over one of those
It's
ridges
over.
and you get stuck, it's pretty much bye-bye for you. We usually get teams eliminated
go to
so
his funeral
quickly
now.
if they do end up crashing in situations like this. But right now, you were mentioning Reject being able to position themselves in a good spot alongside Boom as well, and Death Wolves finally making it across the bridge, trying to find a good spot. A lot of these teams able to find a location and not having to fight, not wanting to fight if they don't have to. We're talking about good neighbors. Boy, this is the epitome of that, as a lot of these teams are just waiting to slow it down a bit. And Smoke Gaming, this is what I want to see out of this team. How is this team going to react? A bunch of misfits, a bunch of veteran players too out of Brazil. They've been here before in regards to maybe they haven't started off a tournament really, really well, but it's a completely different story here. This is a global event. Everything is on all the eyes are on you. The pressure is going to be on you as well. And can those veteran players that decided to band together come out and clutch it up and start changing their day here today? It's going to be a big ask for them, Sute.
Definitely so. And with only 2 points so far, they're going to need to put up a big one here. And this is not an easy zone for any of these teams. No matter where the circle goes at this point, unless if it falls right on top of you, there's going to be so much terrain, so many sight lines to work through. Definitely one of the most difficult circles here as Iol gets taken out of his car by none other, of course. Paraboy, the long-range goat, ripping him out of the vehicle. Iol will be able to get revived as some return fire out of the likes of IHC working well, knocking Paraboy in the next circle. I did not see this one coming. 7. Hard to the north where there is almost no cover versus that south side that had all the cover in the world. Oh, man. I think this is a first for me, seeing the way these circles have shifted.
Yeah, if you hated that earlier circle, you're definitely going to hate this one. As now we're looking at IHC just taking the fight here to Nova Esports.
Wow.
And boy, they are taking good care of them.
And
as
Nova's
now
dead.
it's
It's
only
only order
Order
up.
being alive there for Nova Esports. Is he going to be able to survive? And at this point, I don't even know. He's more than likely going to end up backing away from this fight and just saying, sorry, guys, I'm not going to be able to pick you up. I'm going to have to let you be, as I want to secure at least some points. They don't want to have to back-to-back bad games there as Paraboy and the rest of the squad, except for Order, ends up getting eliminated. Good push here by IHC. IHC saw an opening. I think we ended up seeing Demo OG was the player that ended up getting a beautiful off angle on them and ended up surprising them. Now we go over to Death Wolves. I was wondering how this push was going to be from Death Wolves as they were coming from South Military Island. And right now, so far, it's not looking on the favor as one of the players is knocked, but they are being able to trade there with Smoke Gaming.
Yeah, barely holding on right now. Smoke Gaming down to 2 players. We'll see if they're going to try and, be aggressive now. As, when you're down to 2 players in a zone like this, chances are you're not making it into the next circles for placement points.
Dude, Chad, I might have put Nova too high on
They're going to try and go
leaderboard.
aggressive instead to secure the potential elimination points instead. They already got 1 knock. Looking to confirm that point. He's going to drive right by, get that quick point. Yep, hop in the car and jet out of there because the return fire is underway. Looking to regroup back with his team, but both of these teams
Dude,
down
Chad, Nova's
to
not
just
doing that
2.
good, dude. 41% of y'all said they're
For
going
a
to get in
team
first
that
place.
needs the points, you can tell why he was a little bit risky taking
are
those
first
risks
place?
for whatever point it is that they can get. Because so far this match they have 2 points.
Maybe.
The only problem is that
I'm gonna
only
go get
2
some
players
water.
are gonna be alive, and boy, we're just gonna continue to see crazy rotations, crazy fights, and I can't wait to see which teams are gonna be standing there when we get even to the stage 5, when we get to circle 6. Madness is gonna be going on, as we're also seeing Zebra Masters taking the fight to IHC. Not sure where that is currently happening, but Zebra Masters is gonna be able to eliminate some of the IHC players. And here we go. We're going to be switching over to it. As Zebra Masters, only one player of theirs is knocked, but they were able to take care there of IHC, at least some of the players, and they're going to have to worry because Vampire Esports is trying to third party this.
Yeah, IHC biting a bit more than they could chew right there, taking a fight with Nova and then right into Zebra. Finally, they get a little bit disoriented as a team, and a couple of their members do go down. Of course, IHC still putting up a fight as they do knock one of the players, and Vampire may third party this as a circle once again goes north again. And this whole time, it's actually been favoring one team and one team only with all these northern shifts. That is Alpha 7 sitting in now the God compound in a zone like this.
If there was ever a chance for Alpha 7 to get that back-to-back chicken dinner, 3 wins so far out of 4 matches, this would be, especially with the circles that they're currently getting, and we know the position, as you just mentioned, that they've been able to get in the past. Vampire Esports does end up third partying this fight. They're going to be taking care there of that Zebra Masters player.
No, rejects. What is going on, guys?
Because they only have 3 players. They need to be careful. Zebra Masters ends up getting eliminated. IHC only 2 player alive now. It's going to be Godless and Rogue trying to reposition themselves and play it safe, play it slow, slow your roll down, try to cover your angles, because there's going to be so much third partying going on. We see on the elimination feed to reject a bunch of other players from high fives getting knocked. Madness going on. Madness going to ensue, as now we're going to be switching over here to Rolls of War and Regnum Karya. Regnum Karya trying to defend it. They're going to be coming in. It's going to be just one player of Rolls of War here. I mean, sorry, Next Ruya. I was thinking about Regnum Karya for some reason, but it's actually going to be Next Ruya. One player alive. He's going to be throwing a nade in there. If that's going to be able to connect, he's going to knock one player. Switch it to the shotgun. Can he connect? He's missing some shots. He's going to switch to his other gun, the Scarl, and he's able to connect there, saving
What the fuck did I just watch? They both
He
whiffed
needs to watch
on
out for those
DBS.
angles, because he could end up third partying, getting third party as well.
Yeah, that got a little bit awkward. Both players missing the shots, dancing left and right, trying to pull out the next weapon, but Next Ria will come out on top, only losing one player, but they lost probably their biggest player so far for today. That is in the form of Z Wolf. But as a 3-man with the edge of zone, they could still work out a couple more points, looking to gatekeep now potentially the Vampire team that's knocking on their doorstep. And we do have Boom still with 4 players, 3 elims coming in from that southern side, working from uphill, downhill. You see one of their players driving by the Next Ruya players.
You can see Frenzy there trying to scout, but he needs to be careful because he's going to get picked off that buggy. That is going to be tough, and he was none other than Falcons. We haven't really been able to see much there out of Falcons. They're wanting to showcase their skills now. They're wanting to remind the people that we are here. We are here. We are a menace to reckon with. So be careful if you do end up passing us. I see everybody currently alive, and we've been talking about it. Team Falcons currently with 4 eliminations. They're going to be hopping out of this car, setting those smokes down, and seeing which teams are close by so they can start raining down some fire on them. Next, Ruya is going to be aware that Team Falcons is very close to them, and they're going to end up repositioning as more smokes, more grenades come over from Team Falcons.
You can see how proactive Falcons is. They come in, drop down smokes immediately, hear the audio cues of Next Ruya backing up a little bit, and before a word is even said, they get in their vehicles and move up once again, getting more and more ground. Falcons moving together as a unit. Very cohesive, but the work's not done yet, as Next Ruya did split up a little bit to provide some multitudes of angles of pressure onto the Falcons, trying to trap Falcons in, and it looks like it's working so far.
It definitely is working, and as we were seeing this fight, we're wondering what was going to happen with Vampire Esports. Well, guess what? Vampire Esports decided to go west, and right now it's working out wonders for them because they do have 2 players alive. We're also wondering what happened to Boom. Boom ended up getting eliminated by Alpha 7, so a lot of madness going on there. Meanwhile, Silas from Regnum Karya has 3 eliminations, but let's go over to Next Ruya Kind. We know what they're going to be going up against. They're going to be going up against Team Falcons. Team Falcons are going to be able to pick up that player that was knocked. And next Ruya is going to have to back off a little bit more now because there's only just 2 players. So those off angles that they were trying to get Sute didn't work out as well as they would have wanted them to.
I think that's the best they could do, though, in a 3v4. You got to risk it a little bit. But, of course, Falcons such a strong top-tier team. If they have the numbers advantage and if you let them work together as a team, it's not going to bode well as one of them does get knocked. But Falcons probably get that revive and look to finish this fight out. They're going to need a really good nade out next Ruya. But, the good nade instead is from the... Oh, Icy. Icy gets one, but another return nade. He's got to go in at this point. He's the last member up. He's got to make the hero play. And, no, too late. The nades from Falcons, too strong.
Icy said, I hear you, Sute. I hear you hyping that man up. You know what? Let me just shut down that hype real quick because I would like to reset. I would like to continue to challenge this. And I would like to continue to collect these points. And they did just that. It was looking good, though, there for next Ruya. The off angle that one of the players did have, it ended up absolutely confusing Team Falcons. And now Team Falcons, remember, Vampire Esports, they knew which teams were going to be fighting here. They're going to be able to relocate themselves. Newsy is going to be taking off some shots to Team Falcons. Action is going to get eliminated. Wow. And here comes the push from Team Falcons now onto Vampire Esports. A lot of third party in here going on. And Vampire Esports reacted to that so well because, remember, it seemed like they were going to continue to go on the west and maybe go for a weird wraparound, but they heard all this.
All right, Chad, I'm back. Bro, does 8-7 win
their way, but now
3 games in
3v2.
4?
That 1 point
get
steal
3 wins
from
in 4
Mafioso,
games?
way downrange. You
Fucking
can see
wait,
there
right?
The distance was actually
just shouldn't happen.
might have been pivotal because the only team that I would say could really challenge Alpha 7 would be the Falcons as a 4-man, but now they're down to 3. So that was a big pickup for the likes of Alpha 7. And it also slows the Falcons down enough to the point where maybe Vampires can even win a 2v3 against them.
Vampires could. The only problem is that Reject is on the horizon. Reject now wanted to see if they could possibly get into the action. I think they realized that this might be a bad spot. So you know what? Let's end up backing up out of this. And the circle is going to be closing in. These teams are going to end up figuring out if they can continue on this fight or if they're going to end up backing off as they close in about
8-7's about to
seconds.
win another game.
Top looking to see if maybe Reject was going to be trying to flank around them. Reject still not sure. I know they hear those vehicles. I know Reject is thinking about it. I think they're just waiting to see what this next circle is going to be like as it's going to be closing in just about now. Who's it going to favor? Is it going to continue to favor their Alpha 7? And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Alpha 7 is still going to be in the zone, and these 2 teams are still going to barely be in the zone with Vampire Esports having at least 1 player fully in the zone.
There. Yeah, well, don't spoil for us.
They're really starting to heat up with these circles. They may be sharing the zone in the next zone, but they know there can only be 1 up here. And Vampire with that opening knock, Newsy's getting close.
Mongolian teams are fighting their way back up to the top.
But no, he's going to keep
4th
going.
and 5th right now.
He's not scared. The DBS in hand, he finds the second. Now, the 1v1 situation. Schweppes versus Icy. Icy with the nades. But Rejects with the timely third party. Icy will pop up. Might get both of them in the back, so UMP in hand. Icy 1v2. Rejects is good, though. Rejects will finish that out. And Rejects making the decisive decision to take the side.
IHC and Falcons are
and Rejects gets off easy right there because I thought Icy was going to be able to surprise these players as they were focusing a little bit more on Vampire Esports. Vampire Esports currently with 4 eliminations and Reject now with 3 eliminations shooting at the boxes. Okay, I mean, this is the first time you guys see each other if I'm not mistaken, but to start doing that right now, relax. Okay, relax a little bit. That was I was not expecting that there out of Rejects, Sute.
I mean, I think that's just a way for Rejects to hype themselves up, right? Keep up their mental. Just like anytime you eliminate anybody, just shoot their box and be like, I'm better. And honestly, Rejects, with such a poor start on Sandhawk, I mean, that confidence, it's working. They're putting up the points. They're getting into the late game. And Rejects has been a team that has always struggled on a global stage. So maybe what they really need is that confidence to just keep them going and shooting loot boxes. Hey, if that's what works, that's what works.
You sold me. Yes, if that's what works, go for it. I won't be surprised anymore. Now I know what to expect there from Rejects, as we do have IC. IC was able to finish off the last player there from
A7 to win this tournament, though.
as Reject does end up backing up. And meanwhile, I'm also trying to keep an eye on
So
what
dude,
some of the other teams are doing.
Phase 7
we
win
have
this
had a couple
tournament.
teams
It's
trying to
amazing
push those
for
Alpha 7 and
Brazil,
Alpha 7 just
Latam,
keep
and
getting
NA
angles,
teams.
being able to defend
We need A7 to win
that
this
area,
tournament.
that compound where they're currently out perfectly, and on top of that, being aware
is
of
true.
where all the other fights are going on. As you can see, those
Because
shots
the
are going to
w-
be coming in from
the-
Alpha 7.
the
So Reject
winning
having to hit the
region,
floor, keep on throwing those smoke
their
grenades, and
PMSL
hoping that
gets
they
an
stay alive a
extra
little bit longer, and
slot
hoping
for the
that
World
Alpha
Cup.
7 stops shooting
So
at them,
it'll
because
be,
Regnum
instead of
Karya
4
is
teams
also
going to the
gonna
World
have
Cup from
eyes on them.
PMSL Americas, it'll be 5 teams.
That is Regnum Karya that gets
so we want
A7.
Duelo. And no smoke. The smoke wearing out. Ragey actually going up. Maybe he thought the smoke would last a little bit longer. Definitely don't blame him for trying to get that revive, because having 2 players up there would be pivotal if they want to make it further into this match. Now, their fate really just decides or depends on where the circle shifts. I don't think Duelo will be able to get revive. You can see right here, Regioso with no smoke, so he's not going to be able to provide any smokes. And Regnum just eyes locked dead onto the rejects, denying that revive, really wanting to confirm the point as well. And somehow he has crawled over.
Nice.
I don't know how. It looked like they had everyone's eyes trained on that tree, but they will get the revive.
They got so lucky right there. Regnum Karya decided, you know what, we're just going to stop shooting at you guys. We're going to start
Bro,
focusing
there's
on
actually
something
no
else, and he
way
was
that
able to make
A7's
that call
gonna
to
win
his teammate,
another game.
and they are going to be able to get that reset right there for Rejects, as now they have 2 players up, and we're going to be switching over to this fight. This is what I've been wanting to see.
Dude,
I mean, if there was, we mentioned it earlier too. As soon as you saw it too, Sute, you said if there was
disgusting.
ever a time for Alpha 7 to win,
Horrible.
I mean, this is it. They got so blessed with the circles, and they continue to get blessed. But the good
What
thing
type
that
of
I'm
soup is
enjoying
it?
out of Alpha 7 here is that they're continuing to be
Red
proactive.
miso
They're
rice
continuing
ramen
to take the
noodle
fights
soup.
to other people. They're continuing to be aware of where
Ew,
everybody
that
is
sounds
rotating and
disgusting.
making sure they make their lives a little bit more difficult, as they are trying to make their lives a little bit more difficult here
This is
to Regnum
absolute
Karya. You see the
trash.
shots there coming down from Carrillo, but
I'm never
hopefully
getting this
they
one
don't get a
again,
little
dude.
bit
Holy
too tunnel
shit.
vision.
This is what
with
happens
what's
when you
going
try
on
new
there
things,
towards
chat.
the-
Don't try
towards
new
the
things.
You're still gonna
towards
eat
the
it?
north.
Are you like?
No.
Are you one of those
Alpha
people that are
7
still gonna
Regnum
eat it?
Karya, because
Nah,
Ice
I'm
is still
doing it
alive,
today.
and we
I'm
do
about
have
to go
other
make
players still alive as
other
well.
soup, dude.
Yeah, I think though at this point, everybody else in the lobby realizes
Don't try new things, chat.
that's
Stick to
probably
what
a
you know.
4-man squad at the compound. We're basically
Trying new
just
things
fighting
is
for
bad.
second place at this point. We see shots raining back, but even if they get a knock, I mean,
Oh, it's disgusting.
you can't push this. You just can't. You cross out into the open, allowing for every other team
Bro, I
to
love
shoot
getting
at you.
miso soup
You
when I go to
crash into the
restaurants, bro.
compounds, the
It's
other
so
teams are
good,
shooting
but,
at
like,
you, and then immediately you're
why did I
met,
think it was gonna be good here?
against the likes of Alpha 7. Yeah, I think Alpha
And
7
ramen noodle form,
God
you
complex
fucking
here
weirdo.
is pretty much impenetrable.
I'm special
And
ed,
everyone
chat.
else is just going to look to get
Never done that again.
elimination points onto each other and fight for that second place spot now.
That's exactly
won't
what
winning
they're gonna be
A7.
doing. And
This
something
team
I
right
wanted
here.
to mention, I mean,
They're
if there was
America's
ever a
team.
time to see how confident Alpha 7 is, we got a chance to see it just now. Revo, even though he wasn't full health, I think he had about maybe 25 left. He was still ego peeking them. He was saying, Regnum
Sky,
Karya,
come PC with us. Watch
I'm
with
okay.
us.
I'm
I
comfortable
can
with
stream it
where
in
I'm currently
Discord.
at. And this is why, as Mafioso is now going to be taking on some shots there to Regnum Karya, being able to knock those players. And I wonder if this is the chance for some of the other teams behind them to possibly try to get a better angle on Alpha 7 and try to third party this fight. While 77K in this little broken shack right here, trying to stay alive. Rejects trying to figure out what they're going to be doing. And honestly, this is just, as you were mentioning, it is just such a tough spot for all of the other teams. They just need to hope they get the
Alpha
timing
7
right.
has
and
a
that Alpha 7
fucking
forgets about them
43%
and they focus
win
fully on Regnum Karya, but it's
rate
easier said
right
than
now.
done. As Alpha
That's
7
one
and
chance
Team
for this game.
Mafioso,
To
they're
win.
now being able to spot some of the players from
They're actually
IRC,
gonna win
and
3
soon, more than
games
likely,
in
going to be spotting some of the players
or
from
3.
Reject as
They're
well.
gonna win 3 matches in 4
Regioso
games.
just made
Invite.
a Hail Mary run. Look at
Boost
where
to
he
the
is
server,
right now.
Valley.
He ran
All right,
on foot from the open where Duelo is down to that little divot past Mafioso's eyes. So, I mean, that puts him in a great spot. That might even be the spot to get him a... Wait, no. Every team is in this next zone already.
Yep.
It's going to go to stage 9. And all the other teams basically will be on the edge of the zone, meaning I think they all kind of have to go in almost at the same time against the likes of Alpha 7. So your guess is as good as mine as for who's going to get second place. As for who's getting first, I have a strong belief
Has
that
to be
it
Alpha 7,
is
right?
going to be Alpha 7, yeah.
That's what I was thinking too. I was looking at.
Oh my
God!
God,
Hey,
Reggie,
you never
shit
know.
on
As Ray
Margolin.
Joseph, you were talking about the magical push that he was able to do earlier. Well, guess what? He makes McGrillen sit down, and that's going to be a bit of a tough pickup there for Alpha 7, as now they're not going to be able to cover all their angles. Now is the time for everybody else that's been trying to get a little bit closer, get center of the circle to reposition and cover their backs too, as Alpha 7 now has to focus on that pickup, needs to stop looking at stuff. But meanwhile, Rebel staying his eyes focused, his eyes are locked in on what some of the other teams were going to be doing, on what IHC was going to be doing, as he was able to knock one of the players. McGrillen does end up getting picked up, and with that amazing knock there by Rejoso, it opens up the door to Reject to now end up surprising a little bit more of Alpha 7. The only problem for Reject here is look where IHC is located.
I mean, I think IHC shouldn't be their biggest concern because Alpha 7's going to push out first into Rejects potentially. IHC is going to be just crossfired from Alpha 7 and the likes of Regnum Curry on the north side. So this is an all-out brawl. Circle is closing in. That's a big knock. That's good for the likes of Rejects. Now Alpha 7 don't have a full 4-man pushing into them. And Rejects will survive with one. IHC still alive.
Holy shit, bro.
Godless on the backside. He knows a Rejects member is somewhere in this field. And we're down to 3 teams. Godless jumping up and down, trying to peek over the top of the smoke. Ragioso just trying to survive and get that second place. As Alpha 7, they're in no rush. They get that reset. They're back up to 4.
There's no way Alpha 7 loses.
They are back up to 4, and they know that Ragioso is going to be close by. They know that that player, the last player from IC, is going to be keeping an eye out too. Here we go, Carrillo with that Groza on hand. Can he end up fighting Ragioso? A lot of smokes going through. Ragioso, if he keeps playing it like this, he could end up surprising them even more. But the good thing for Alpha 7 is that they're going to be able to he's going to be able to take quick care of him as Carrillo ends up knocking him. Here we go, Alpha 7 now trying to go for the back-to-back. 3 wins so far today in 4 matches. McGrillen gets knocked by Godless. And here comes the other push. We're going to have Rebel there in front of them. Here's come the shot. He's going to be able to clutch up. It was too much. Alpha 7 too much.
Why does it ever make it to Worlds? Because we had to go against Brazil, bro. Like,
bro, we go against the best. We go against the best fucking region in our international stage to get to globals. Like, what do you want me to do?
Almost everyone in the crowd has some sort of Alpha 7
They've won
apparel.
3 games in 4 matches.
This is their chance.
They're 75 win rate.
75% win rate in Battle Royale is fucking insane.
Wait, so what is this? Wait, so like, is this regionals or?
This is Worlds.
Like, I don't mean to be aware of bad news, but Alpha 7, they've had this, maybe not this big of a lead early on into the tournament, but they've had that first place
getting raw dogged right now.
Before the tournament has
A7 are
finished,
running the show right now, bro.
lost it before as well. This is only day 1. This is still extremely early over the course of the 3 days.
You don't want to be the bearer of bad news? Well, guess what? I'll be a bit of a historian because you're absolutely right. Alpha 7 has never had a start like this before at a global event. To the point that they're able to get 3 chicken dinners in just 4 matches. But they have had the lead before, and they have conceded the lead to in the day 3 whenever it matters the most. So we'll see if they can actually keep up with this type of performances. They just need to be consistent. And the good thing, though, here is that they were blessed by the circle. They need to thank those circle gods by what just happened in the last match. But not only that, they took full advantage of it, and they ended up with 12 eliminations.
Bro. Trust me.
And yes, they did, but it's time to go to an interview. Let's take it on over to the main stage.
Jesus, bro. That's it. They're like easy top 3 right now.
Aqui no Brasil, aqui em São Paulo, eu tô aqui com o Mafioso que tá sendo saudado por toda a torcida brasileira presente aqui na Arca. Muito feliz depois.
There's no way they're not top 3 by the end of this tournament. They're gonna have too big of a lead.
Principalmente sobre o favoritismo que vocês chegam
aqui. They don't win it.
E que vocês têm concretizado.
No, they could. No, there's still a lot of games left, but they're easy top 3 now. I feel like.
No, yeah,
they
can.
Points.
They've already won like a third of the games.
Regnum Curry did pretty good this game, so they'll still be like they'll only be like 10 points ahead of Regnum Curry.
They got like a 30-40 point cushion now, so like they can definitely lose that cushion, and other teams can catch up. But I don't think they're dropping below like top 3. They're too consistent to drop below top 3.
Qual a sensação para você agora em 2024 de estar enfrentando times que são campeões mundiais, assim, coisa que você já fez no ano passado, vocês foram muito bem no Mundial do ano passado. Como é que você se sente aqui, principalmente enfrentando a IHC nesse fim desse último mapa?
All I know.
Eu me sinto honrado a saber que
if they win this tournament, if they win this tournament,
contra esses times aí que são os
they
melhores do mundo.
definitely getting
Mas
some
a gente
puss,
também
bro.
treina muito para isso e não vamos ficar com medo deles, vamos para
You're not
cima
wrong,
e
but-
tamo junto.
I guess how do they feel about the
Valak, bro,
basically
you should
they're
come play
facing one of the
Valorant, bro.
best teams in the
We'll have
world
like
right
a
now,
like a fresh
IHC,
start, you know.
and
Hey, you wanna play
basically
Valorant
said
after
that
this
he
is
feels
over,
honored with
Sky?
that, but they are not gonna be afraid
Yeah, sure, I'm down.
about
Alright, bet.
anyone. They're gonna
You
be
can play
prepared
the
for
game.
facing them, so
You guys are silver?
they're just fine.
I
not
guess I'm
afraid.
silver. I still have my
Por
place.
último, eu queria te perguntar
Eu sei.
sobre
Eu sei.
a torcida,
Alright,
a
bet.
torcida que
You
tá
hard
gritando
carry us
muito
out.
por vocês, a torcida super barulhenta que
You were
vocês
hard
têm.
carrying
Como
me in
isso afeta
Overwatch?
vocês durante o jogo?
My bad.
I
Yeah,
guess
you were.
about
Yeah, you were.
all the crowd we
I
have
was,
here
yeah.
and
Don't
how
don't
it
dis- don't disrespect like that. We had the VODs. I had the VODs. I streamed it all.
A nossa torcida é a melhor do
Don't
mundo,
make
a
me go
gente
back in
não
the
pode nem-
VODs.
Não tem nem o que falar. A gente tá jogando ali, tá sempre escutando eles aplaudindo nós. Quando a gente mata alguém, a gente consegue escutar no fone. E eu sempre
Maybe I
tô
do just
honrado
need to switch to
em fazer
Valorant
parte
Mobile,
desse
bro.
time.
Just fresh
Bro,
start.
I'm saying, that's what I'm
away
saying.
from the Brazilians in
I-
PUBG
I-
Mobile.
the only reason I don't wait till I'm 18
basically
to go
Alpha
play
7
COD or
crowd
something,
is the
right?
best
It's like,
crowd in the world, and
I
they
think
can
what I'm gonna do
hear
is I'm gonna
them
force myself to
screaming
play
when
Valorant.
they kill somebody.
So that
It's
way I
always
can get
even
ready for
very
Valorant mode.
loud and
Brazilians
everything,
in
so
COD
they're
M2, have
basically
you
honored
seen
to
them?
have such a nice crowd.
Yeah, Lucas
And
is.
They're like
now,
they're on
let's go to
phone
the crowd that is
on
right
phone.
next
They're
to
aiming
us,
with
screaming
index
a lot for
with their
Alpha
index
7.
finger.
Let's go over there.
You can't compete.
You played Warzone 06? No, I didn't like
What do you
Warzone
mean
Mobile.
they aim with their index finger? I aim with my index finger.
Tô aqui no meio da torcida da Alpha 7. O pessoal tá enlouquecido. Eu tô aqui com essas duas lindas
Like,
que são
just
CEO
full,
da
every
Alpha
single
7. Tô
movement's
aqui com a
done with index.
Pétala, tô aqui com a
It's like-
Ianca. Meninas que trabalham
Yo, the
incrível
girl
que
on the
vocês estão
left.
fazendo junto com a organização.
Damn!
Gente, eu tô muito rouca. Hoje ainda é o primeiro dia, então vou tentar me esforçar pra...
The girl on the left,
conseguir.
far left.
Mas
Why
é
do
um
you
prazer
sound
muito
like
grande
that,
estar
though?
aqui com toda essa
They're
torcida
Brazilian.
linda da
They're
Alpha
speaking
7.
Portuguese,
The
bro.
girl on the right used to follow me on Instagram until my Instagram got banned.
Carro, de avião, de ônibus.
Why'd your Instagram get
Fizeram
banned, Six?
questão de
They got
estar aqui
bastard quarter or
torcendo pelo nosso
something.
time.
Oh, so the exact wording it used was impersonation of person.
Conta pra gente como é que tá a
And it
emoção.
said,
What? Wait,
Só o
really?
primeiro
Yeah,
dia
and I
vocês
was
já
impersonating
arrancaram
Brandon
na
Cole
frente.
Patterson,
Será que
which is
agora
myself.
vem o título de
And I said in
campeão
my
mundial?
my ID and all that shit, my password ID,
Tem voz também,
and
gente. Mas
it
como a Matheus
wouldn't
falou,
let me
ainda não deu
get
pé no
unbanned.
chão. Eu quero agradecer primeiramente a
It's just
Deus
permaban.
e a toda a
That's
torcida
kinda
da Alpha
fucked.
7 que tá quebrando tudo.
So like, you know,
E a
I got
gente veio
banned for being me.
mostrar pra que a gente veio.
I
É
thought
isso, será que a
somebody
torcida
launched
da
an
Alpha
attack
7
on
faz
you.
barulho?
They botted it, bot
É isso, o
spam,
clima
bro.
aqui tá
Yep.
maravilhoso!
They got me, bro. They got me.
Alpha 7!
Like, see, like you'll never see North
Thank you,
America do this. No
guys.
one's chanting for us.
We don't got
We
lands.
fucking suck.
Real.
We don't got an established team.
And every world's in like a different region. It's never like NA.
Hey, lock in, Valak. It's time.
And boy, oh
Trust
boy,
me,
even though
trust
I
me.
have
I
no
swear to
idea
God.
what was just said, I can
Fight,
just feel
fight.
the
If
passion.
we
I
get
can
this
just feel
fucking
the
org.
happiness. I wouldn't be surprised if come tomorrow, if Alpha
Dropping
7
out of
continues
school?
on this trend, we're going to have some samba dancers. It's going to turn into a carnival, Hot Jukes.
Hot damn.
All right, Sky, which character am I playing? What's the character that requires like the least gun skill with most brain?
This is just insane. I mean, you could even just hear the interviews,
Raise.
right? The
So
crowd
Phoenix. No,
losing
Phoenix is pretty
their
easy to
voice
play.
for
Phoenix
screaming
is really-
at the top
Phoenix
of
is
their
easy.
lungs.
I think
mean,
we
you
throw
could
you on
not
like an
have
initiator.
asked
Let's get you
for
on Silver
any
or
better
something.
of a
Yeah,
start.
you
You're
don't.
Alpha
Yeah,
7
we're
player,
yeah.
fan,
Or you
owner.
could play
I
like
mean,
a
these guys
Cypher.
are
He could
just
play in the
on
back.
Yeah, no, you
he
could.
be on
Yeah, you can play
cams.
Cypher.
And as much as we are hyping them up,
Cypher's
I mean,
fire. You get to
Yeah,
learn
you-
on
they
Cypher,
said it
basically.
earlier.
You're
This
not
team
gonna be playing a
has
duelist.
done well
You're-
before, but they need
Nah.
to
Not
make
in
sure when
PC
it
or
comes down
mobile,
to
brother.
it, when it comes down to
I don't
day
know.
3,
I
they
just wanna-
continue
I feel
on
like
this
you'd be
I
good
wanna
at
play
design.
whoever I
You'd
wanna
be really
play,
good
whoever
at
I wanna
design.
I feel like
mobile.
CT.
Yeah, I just wanted to
All right,
say,
basically your
Jinx
duelist
mentioned, you know, we
in
might get an
PUBG,
interview
who you
from
would drop
every
the
single
M4
Alpha
to,
7 player.
right? I think.
We're interviewing
And
not
I would
just the
take
players,
like,
we're
and I would take
interviewing
the scar.
fans,
You know,
the owner,
basically,
everybody
yeah,
in the
basically,
crowd,
when you have,
because
like,
that's how
coops or
many
something,
chicken
that's who
dinners it
it
looks
was,
like
'cause they
Alpha
dropped
7's
him
gonna
in
get.
before.
They're gonna get
Yeah.
one for every supporting.
And then your
player,
initiator is the
fan,
guy that
whoever in the building.
just doesn't give a fuck.
Well, I mean, it's throwing util to support your fragger.
He's like the smoke guy, has more of the smokes.
Had the lead before.
No, then there's there's actual like
like
controller
this,
who throws smokes. Like there's someone who's designated literally just has smokes. Usually Omen, who has the most busted blind in the game.
If there's any time to win it, I mean,
He
it's
just has like
you
this
see
big
the
ass
crowd, you
blind
see
he can
the
like throw
hype.
through walls
This
and
is
shit.
home territory. We said it from the beginning. Alpha 7 on home
see, bro.
turf. This is when they need to get it done. But look at the point standings. They're
I think
not
China's been playing Valorant for like 2 years.
that
Great secret.
far ahead. Yeah, I thought
That's
they'd
what
be
I'm saying,
further
man,
ahead,
like-
but they're not.
Yeah,
Let me
six
do
would
the math real
probably
quick.
6 would probably be good at a
16
Sentinel.
points separate each other from first and second place.
Crazy thing to say.
See, I'm with you, City. I felt like I would expect a lot
On
more,
mobile?
especially
Yeah.
with
Probably.
what they've been able to do. But that's crazy. Props to Random
Put
Card.
me on a sniper
for being able
mode,
to
bro.
put
I'm
up those
cooking
kind of
people, dude.
performances, right, and be that kind of consistent with only one chicken dinner.
Both of y'all.
Yeah,
I'm
bro,
about
you're
to
gonna
get
op?
duct tape for both
Yeah.
of y'all's mouths.
I'm definitely just spamming that every single game in rank.
7 right here, right now. You're gonna get the entire
You're
country
too
of
slow.
Brazil on
Oh,
you,
no.
bro. Right? Come on.
Oh,
I mean,
you're
this
30.
is a legendary start. I mean, this is
Dude,
what they've been waiting
I'm gonna
for.
be
right?
cooking
They've been
people with
waiting
the
to
gyro.
get that
Trust.
belt, right? I think they already have the watch on their wrist. At this point, it's just 2 more days to just put that clasp on, right? I mean, you couldn't ask for a better start. I will say it is scary that they have 3 chicken dinners and it's still this close. But man, I mean, there's still a lot more action left to go. It's really up to see how they finish.
And the crazy part too is that some of the other stuff that we didn't get a chance to see because we were just so focused there on Alpha 7 and how they finished off this fight, right? Even during the match ranking, I ended
Wait,
up
what
seeing
character
Team
can I
Falcons
op
that
on
ended up with
PC?
8 elimination points, 1 placement point. The Team Falcons,
You go
Rebel,
Chamber,
MVP,
Jet,
6
you can even
eliminations.
Reyna op.
Congratulations.
Those are all
I'm
like
not surprised. The shot
list
you were hitting
rolls.
there. The,
I mean,
the Eagle peaks that
in like
were
you
giving
really
us,
don't
I
like
team
absolutely
play though, you
love
can
it,
op
but
on
going back to what
anything,
I was
but just
saying
in
regards
ranked
to
and
Team
shit, you don't want to
Falcons,
really
if
like
Team
op on a
Falcons
character
can
where you
just
don't
figure
have a way to
out
get out.
those placement points, they're gonna start shooting up that leaderboard as well. And on top of that, if Rangnim Karya can continue consistent, like with the way that they've
I like
been
6
doing,
would be good at a
Alpha 7,
Sage.
I mean, they're
Yeah.
gonna have to stay even
Yeah,
more
just
consistent.
walling
They're gonna have
shit
to continue
off,
to get this
Yeah,
fight
healing
going.
us,
Remember,
yeah.
Alpha
Healing
7,
us,
that
yeah.
one
I'm literally a
match that they
support man,
actually
so like
didn't
fuck
end
it,
up
I
winning,
can Sage.
They were only able to get 2 points.
Yep.
Rangnim Karya on
We
the
got
other
him.
hand, they've been able to get points no
Alright.
matter what. They've been able
Sage,
to
you
make
just
sure
getting
they
the
put
heal
up
every
the points.
time.
I gotta agree with all those points. And another couple things I want
I'll
to throw
spam
in,
Sage.
you
Dude, I
see,
can get the
right?
pockets from the E-boys and shit.
If you rewind that game back,
Easy.
they were down to 2
What?
players pretty
You
early
would be the
on
one
the
giving the
west side. They
pocket.
fought
No,
Nova. They
that's
took a
what
really
I said.
aggressive fight against Nova. They got one knock onto
Said you're
Paraboy.
getting the
and I thought
pocket
that would
from
be it.
E-boys.
No, I
Then
said
we saw
I'm
them
giving it
wipe
to
you. What do you mean
out
by that?
Nova pretty much.
Okay.
Had to run away. Then they got into another fight and went down to 2, but they secured a second
Bro,
place finish.
This guy on the
And
left,
that just shows
he
when they don't get
played
the
one of the
circle,
R6
IHC
mobile
can still pull out
invitationals.
points.
He
Last
was
game,
carrying
Alpha 7
the
got
fuck out of
every
Monarch.
circle handed to them.
7WG?
They were not out of the woods
Mm-hmm.
by any means.
Had him play the invitational.
Yeah.
Dude, he had like 10 kills. Monarch had like 2. It was funny as fuck.
What
Just
the
feeding him,
fuck?
though. We're just feeding him.
That's fine.
I was gonna say, to be fair, Alpha
Yo,
7
there's
did
the-
have a tough rotation.
I gotta find the VOD.
But it was
That shit was so
good to
funny.
see how quickly they rotated out of George. And remember, that's something that we were mentioning, how quickly they were able to rotate, because that's a team that last year they would get a little bit too comfortable. They would rather be taking fights in the blue zone. So to see that big change now from Alpha 7, this is the new Alpha 7. The roster is different. McGrillen is in here now. So, I mean, anything could happen here. The only thing is,
Alec, did
and I'll
you guys
say it
like
for mine,
play
you
on the
guys know
phone
this
that they're
already,
using?
too. I'm the
Like,
biggest Alpha
the
7
real
fan out there, but I guess
Okay,
I'm
so
just
we'll
pacing
play on-
myself.
no.
I'm trying to tell
That's only
myself,
for-
calm
that's only
down
for
a
the
little bit.
lens.
Lower
Oh,
your
okay.
hopes, buddy. You have been disappointed before, and you don't want to get those hopes
Our whole
up.
team
and
plays
then
on
get
iPhone
super
14
hyped up,
Pro
and then
Maxes.
boom, crashes and explodes.
Why
I'll
not
tell
Red
you what,
Magic?
The chat is just all
Not
Alpha
good for
7.
me.
Dog
As
shit?
a matter of fact,
What do you mean
Harsha
they're dog shit?
said that Alpha 7
They're
is
dog
doing
shit
so
for
They're
good.
dog
They're
shit.
doing this
Like
finals
in
Oh.
PUBG Mobile,
very
it does.
vampire
They're dog
they're
shit.
just not
It's
optimized.
PMW.
Not optimized at all.
So
Yeah.
we'll see if they can continue
Oh,
with it.
shit.
The iPhones are way better than everything else.
Comparison? You know what? I'll give it to them. That's fair. I feel
That's
like.
what like all the PUBG Mobile people have. have like the iPhones and not any Androids.
I'll give that to them. Vampire, don't be mentioning Vampire, though. You know what's going to happen. Vampire is going to possibly start showing up again. I mean, the thing is that we have so many good teams that so far now haven't been able to perform. Now, for Nova, we're a little bit scared there after those 2 matches in a row that were bad. And then, once again, Nova not being able to put up those points there in that last match, Hot Juice. I'm not going to say we're going to hit the panic button. It's not why esports after all, right? They're not going to be changing anything. They're going to be sticking to what they do. But at what point do we, like, get a little bit, you know?
You know, I was looking at the people. The people were talking about Nova. They were starting to ask questions. You know, like, is this the same Nova? You know, that we've seen before. I see some people say that. Oh, Nova. This is the same Nova, but this is a totally different. Play style.
It is like their hard carries are still on the team. They just lost their IGL and they turned one of their hard carries into the IGL.
Paraboy or no Paraboy?
Orders fucking an IGL and Paraboy's still there.
Wait,
they lost Jimmy and King.
Paraboy didn't play 2023 at all.
He played.
He missed a split.
He missed one. He missed the last split that qualifies them to Worlds, so that's why they weren't Worlds.
And their IGL, the one that kind
he was in like the fucking esports Olympics, the Asian games.
Jimmy, right? He's no longer a part of the roster. So, and I could see why they replaced Jimmy, because Jukes mentioned it. It's like a different meta nowadays. It's not like the meta of old. It's a bit more aggressive, and you have to take more fights. And Jimmy's playstyle was a bit more, like, overall his IGL style is a bit more, you know, rotation oriented, and that just won't cut it. But still, when you take out the IGL that's been IGLing your team for like 4+ years, it is going to hamper the way you guys play, and it's going to take some time to kind of remesh everything together. And we see that right now, I think, with Nova.
Yeah, that's exactly what we could be seeing too. They could be getting adjusted to the heat of Brazil. But make sure, you know, if you're able to, get your hands on that Realme 12 Pro Plus. It elevates your photography experience with 120 zoom, 20 times zoom. That's right, support zoom. And not only that, performance in game.
How to be a portrait master.
Those kind of look sick though, you can't lie. It's kind of dope.
The commercials always look fire.
Yeah, the commercials always look fire. Then you touch the phone and it's a fucking plastic piece of shit.
No, but like how on the back you can like turn the cameras to zoom. I'm just talking to like every day. That's kind of sick.
It's also fucking useless when you just zoom on the phone.
You're right.
Yeah, you just but
it's fucking cool, okay?
Dude, look, I literally told my chat this the other day that it's gonna.
It's not practical, but it's dope.
Phones are gonna get to the point where the whole back of the phone's gonna be one big ass camera.
We're going back to a brick phone, dude, and it's just gonna be like a mega camera in it.
I feel like we got now 2 scenarios.
Literally, I don't even use my camera that often, bro.
If you actually had all those 4 players alive, and I'm hoping that at some point for IHC we will end up getting that answer.
God, put the camera on someone else though.
Work with 3, with 2.
I mean, they just won the game.
3 out of 4 get.
Hey, I 1v2 those motherfuckers. I 1v2 fucking Mafioso and Carrillo in America's last split.
Hey, like 4 years ago, I 1v4 them.
Elimination points and keep all 4 into the late game. That's not just a chicken.
Bro, they're so hard to kill. It's insane.
And a lot. Probably a record
back in my day.
This tournament in particular.
I made those guys my bitches.
So we'll see if that happens.
Another team that we saw during the teams to watch.
Silas is actually hard carrying his team right now, bro.
They just need to have those placement
points. This guy right here?
Yeah, that's Silas.
With 23
he won Worlds
and
2 years ago.
Points, only 5 are from placement point, and the next one after that 4th place has 10 placement points in the next 3. So
damn,
he's fucking MVP right now.
He's the way.
Jesus.
But let me see those placement points as we are looking at the elimination leaders.
No hell.
Just see Silas leading the charge right there. I mean, Regnum Karya are definitely.
Yo, Z-Wolf had 8 kills in 1 game, by the way, and so he's had 0 all 3 of the other games. One hit wonder, bro. This guy sucks.
Obvious plays, just like kind of Alpha 7 did in that last
I'm not gonna lie, 8 kills in 1 fucking game in this global tournament. That's kind of impressive.
Yeah, it is. And then he dropped zeros. Donuts, 3 more games.
They're not having those crazy pop-off games. They're still getting consistent.
No consistency.
And for next 3, I'm looking at T-Wolf. Am I right, boys? Didn't he get those 8 eliminations in just 1 match? So you're telling me all
dude, chat, holy shit, my game knowledge is insane.
Sandhawk or Airgill? I can't remember off the top of my head.
Like, I'm talking about before they're talking about, dude. I would be goated to casting.
Game, but it just goes to show, if one player could pop off that hard in 1 game, imagine, you know, the team popping off. So Regnum Karya, definitely a team to be wary about. And we saw in the point spread, right? Alpha 7 has 3 chicken dinners. And Regnum Karya is not even that far behind, so this team has been putting in work. And special shout outs to Silas right now, you know, leading that team with the 12 elimination points and just doing great work for the team.
Yeah, 12 elimination points out of the 26 that team has. And if we go by what Regnum Karya was able to do in the prelims, even though this is a completely different lobby with higher quality teams out there.
Do you think Warzone was on the Apex New State route?
Dinner during the prelims.
I think Warzone's just very badly optimized.
They didn't get the chicken dinners. They were still able to back it up with eliminations as well. So even though we are so hyped out, we are in such a high that Alpha 7 does have those 3 wins. Like we were mentioning, they're pretty much so close that all Regnum Karya needs to do is for Alpha 7 to have one bad game. Regnum Karya gets a chicken dinner, and even though Alpha 7 does have those 3 chicken dinners, they will more than likely end up passing them there on the overall.
Oh man, it's totally possible at this point. You can just start seeing the pressure start to ramp up as we're gonna start heading.
Those are some goats right there.
We haven't talked about so much about this map.
Goats.
What do you think's gonna happen here?
Well, based on the way the games have been playing out, with just
I
how
think
well the top
needs to start performing, bro. Damn.
It is.
I
think it's gonna be a little bit more circle reliant. And when I say that, I mean
There's
like
Trojans
even
on his
if you're
desk?
the best team in the world on a map like
This
Miramar,
guy.
you get one little
like
bad shift, and you have to fight into another top tier team. That top tier team is gonna win it. And I feel like all the top tier teams are just performing at max capacity right now. So it's gonna come down to a little bit more of rotations and circles, I think, than ever before in other previous tournaments.
Talking about max capacity, talking about some surprises as well. This team, Rose of War, I mean, we have seen them take the fight there to some of the top teams as well and being able to come out on top. But currently, when we end up looking at the overall, they're just sitting in 11th place. So it's not good enough that they are able to win some fights here and there, as we saw them pridefully just showing that Mexican flag. And this is what they're fighting for. Not only just the money. Look,
I wonder who takes the trophy home.
That trophy looks like. I wish we were there.
If whoever wins.
Next time in D. Speaking of
That's right. Don't they have a house and a chef?
Saying that we all look good.
Pretty sure like
A7? Yeah.
Pretty sure
they
like
all live together.
90% of these teams all live together.
You're right, man. I mean, it's so crazy. I can
A7 has a fucking compound where like the owners or managers all live together.
The host team are doing exactly what they need to do.
We don't have
there's
that.
a fucking
we don't got
there's
that
a WoW
in
map.
There's
There's a WoW map of Alpha
in
7's
match
compound
five
in
the
PUBG
first
Mobile that you
Miramar
can
of
like
this
look
main
around,
event,
and it's
Pmgo
fucking huge.
24 Brazil.
Boy,
Bunch of fucking worry daddy.
Wancho, get this right. There's only been 4 matches in PMGO finals, and A7's won 3 of them.
GG. All right, goodbye, guys. Yeah, I don't even know
Can't
who
wait to go
watch
against
no
them.
more.
Can't wait to go against them in Americas, huh? So fun.
Nah, but America's is harder, so they ain't gonna do that good.
I know America's is harder, bro. There's fucking
America's is harder than this?
No.
No,
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of Brazilian teams in this tournament that didn't even make it to the finals, that did not qualify to this. Because they placed bad. So like, this is way harder than America's. This is very competitive, but like, it's not.
But you got Royals of War here, so.
Yeah, they somehow got it here. They made it over NGX though, so they're better than NGX. Like,
Well, NGX has free, and ROW does not have free.
Yeah, they didn't qualify by 5 points.
Notice how all of these teams does not have freak in their roster. That's how they made it.
This is gonna get crazy. IHC seem to be pretty.
I'm taking a massive dookie right now.
Okay.
Yeah, and I really hope that rejects with what you were talking about there. I hope that
Yep.
they don't end up hot dropping, because that last match, whenever they didn't end up getting any hot drops, they got to focus a little bit more on the circle, on the zone, as we do end up seeing here the circle going towards the southeast.
what is with DK fighting on drop every single game, bro?
Wait, this is troll now?
5 placement points, 3 eliminations.
Bro,
Nah.
bro, what the fuck are they doing?
Who the fuck is Rogue?
No, this rogue guy's about to get fucked.
This could be
Alex gonna play
Nah,
today,
he's from
so-
D plus Kia. We saw what happened
hear
with
him.
them earlier in Nova Esports. Nova was able to do
There's a fucking start off just chilling.
them.
Oh, wait, this no.
Wait, hold up. Wait.
Want to see it.
Clip of the
so
situation.
easy.
Well, it wasn't quite rejects, but it's gonna be against one of the
No,
Who the fuck are these
bro.
players?
Magnum Karya is dying right now.
They were the top.
If Alpha 7 does good this match, they're gonna get such a big gap on Regnum Karya.
Tough. The Alpha 7
That's
starting
tough.
out so strong, but it ain't over yet. There's still 2 more days left to get played, folks. So make sure you set your alarms.
Dude, DK picked up randoms, dude. Who the fuck is Sky and Porico, man?
Yeah, they dropped 2 of their members.
Just has that regular pistol shotgun.
They dropped Forrest. Forrest and
back there, I saw. I think I got a chance to see.
I forgot who else they dropped.
But so if for some reason something does end up happening here, he's gonna have a great spot. Meanwhile, ended up having just a Mac, and now
kill these motherfuckers.
The team that we're talking about, the consistency.
Get Death Wolves out of here.
With Death Wolves, they're gonna be able to knock one player, but we are jumping into this fight, and Regnum Karya is already down 1 player. They're gonna make sure that they don't lose any more. This player doesn't have any armor, no helmet, nothing.
He going against the
making the push. Can he
against an AK?
Oh, you got this. You got this, Loxy. Go, Loxy, jump up. Get that motherfucker.
And he's gonna keep on chasing. What a madman this guy is.
He's gotta be careful.
They're gonna get this guy's
he's trying to knife him. He's trying to.
Yo, what?
Wait, this shit's W
Trying to be able to find some angles
GG.
here, just doing nothing but suppressive
Wait, this
fire.
guy's overheating.
Nice little knock there from
Wait.
Death
Oh
Wolves.
my god.
Might
This
just
guy
shut him
overheat.
down.
In the bank?
The shotgun, but that vector
Of course, Death Wolves has all the guns.
Eight
ping
bullets.
this.
Stop that fight for a little bit longer.
Wait, 12 bullets. They don't got ammo, dude.
Bro, they've been fighting this one fucking building
forever.
forever.
That he only had 8 bullets there.
Wait, Silas.
Oh my god!
I think he was able to pick up
Wait.
some ammo there for that shotgun.
Hello?
He's gonna be able to knock out some. He's gonna be able to convert some of these eliminations, and now he just needs to worry about 1 player left.
He booking it. He booking it.
PUBG's kind of hype. PUBG's kind of hype.
Some more points for his team. Needs to get a better angle here.
Like I'm telling you, when the fights are fighting, dude, it's good. But like it's just so boring when there's nothing
They're gonna
happening.
chase you down. So, man, they were really hurt, but after so long, yeah, now he has to go for
Loxy can 1v4
regardless,
them.
It's going to be a huge L for the Death Wolves. And 3 eliminations.
He
all
could.
From one
Loxy
player
pretty
here
cracked, dude.
on the side of Regnum Karya.
And that was
Yeah.
good
He
too,
should.
because I mean, when we jump into this fight, Regnum Karya,
They're all the
He's like,
player. They were
what was
at a
that tourney? He
disadvantage, but man,
outright
Death
Coops.
Wolves just
Like
started
Coops,
falling apart.
fucking only him and
Some
Loxy
of the
were
players
like doing
didn't even
something
have
that tourney.
any ammo, or didn't have that much ammo.
Forgot what it was.
That was. It was like
PMPL Arabia.
No.
They're fucking Turkish.
But they had to be.
It was the like the 20K tournament, right, or something like that.
That's why they
Here.
I don't know, but like there was a gap between Loxy, Coops, and then the rest.
We're gonna look up Coop's chat.
But man, did he haul it. I mean, he's been running. He's been kind of keep it a little true to his name. He scurried straight away and is just going to try to get some placement points for his team.
Regional Clash?
His name is like
NBA
that
versus
for a
Europe?
reason. We're talking about
that one.
IHC
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah.
Now D plus Kia is going to be able to get the upper hand on IHC now.
Sure, but like I've killed Revel, Carrillo, and Rebel, so technically I'm better. Bro, Nate, join the fucking hub server. Or did fucking Harvey's bitch ass kick you out?
Probably did. I wouldn't trust Nate either, dude. I'd kick him out too. Yeah, dude, Nathaniel, dude, please, dude.
It's because he's white. Are you
Yo.
racist, Sanja?
Of D plus Kia gonna be going into
No.
early, but luckily for Rogue, he does have a shotgun to his name.
That wasn't very convincing now.
What?
I think he's a racist.
What happens here?
He said
What?
no.
Even if I were to be one of those, Nathaniel is white.
But he's all by himself. If D plus Kia are
So he's
smart,
fine.
get pushed together.
No.
and
Nah.
make sure
It's
that-
Yeah.
Bro, this fight is still going on. Holy shit.
It's been like 5 minutes. Yo, can
Hardly
Rogue?
even a fight, bro.
This Rogue guy just needs to run the
Big
fuck
trouble.
back,
The
dude.
good
Like,
thing for them, I
fuck.
mentioned earlier, Demo OG does have
He
that.
just goes for it.
He's been the
No,
whole
he's
game.
literally been
Right now,
solo
they're
versus
gonna
like
be
these
able to
3
find
people the
anything
whole
on D plus
game.
Yes, they are inside the building, and guess what? Rogue doesn't want to wait.
All right, let's
Rogue
see.
wants to get
Okay,
the
so
fight
let's see.
started, but he needs to be careful
This guy's
because
going
he
for a
currently
clip.
has no armor. So
Hi-
I would
hi,
just,
Leah.
use
Sorry, I
that
didn't see your-
TPP to my advantage
Yeah,
and
my bad.
wait on that
This
little
Osal
spot
guy
by
has
the
not
stairs.
moved.
D plus Kia debating on what they want to do here. You can see Osal there trying to get the off angle with the submachine gun, which is going to be quite.
Oh, how do you
There we
miss
go.
that?
Now the push. He's gonna be able to knock him. He's not going to be able to knock him.
Is she lagging a lot again? Chat, it'll lag for like 1 minute and then it'll go back to perfectly normal for another hour, so it's fine.
They only have 2 players.
It's something with
That
YouTube.
was the right play from D plus Kia. They got the initial finish on one player, and then they noticed that Rogue was isolated. Hey, send the whole squad, take them out, and then now you're in a 4v2 situation. IHC is still split up, so now D plus Kia, all they have to do is get to one of the buildings and run up it, and then it'll just be a 4.
On my side, it says excellent connection and everything, so there's nothing I can do.
Be any actually, yeah, it is a 4v1. I was wondering where the 4th player was, but he is on the back side here. The only problem is it's going to be a little bit difficult to get to that building safely with all those broken walls and gates right in front of them. But it does look like IHC decides to group up here in the situation.
And IHC making the smart move right there as they are grouping up, like you mentioned. This is probably maybe the turn of events that you want to see. Pmgo wasn't able to get some shots there on one of the players from D plus Kia when he was running around. Meanwhile, I wonder if there's any utility here, because if K can throw a grenade right in the top.
Oh, what are you fucking doing?
Hey, that's a
actually, IHC was able to knock one of the players too. Demo OG with that M249. The only problem is he doesn't have that much shields after this one. He's gonna start looking for some, because it's just gonna make it tougher and tougher. And I think they might just be able to reset right here with that player.
K has a fucking nade, that'd be legendary.
Sacrifice
that John up there.
For that reset. That's exactly what they're gonna do.
Yeah, I think D plus Kia, just hey, take the time. Yeah, it's still stage 1. You can eat some blue zone. I know you want to prioritize circle, but just get these finishes. Don't make mistakes. Don't even lose a single player. Here they come, sending all 4 now. The problem is that Demo, I only saw him have 44 shots left in that M249. Oh, this is bad though. The next circle goes even further.
Do you think it's 2v4?
Holy shit! Here they come.
Holy shit!
There's 1. There's 2.
Uh-oh.
IHC doing a
There's 3. It's just K.
And things are falling apart for D plus Kia.
What could happen if IHC had all their players alive? That's pretty much what we keep on saying. Well, guess what? They don't need all their players. They just need 2 players to be able to clutch up and start getting eliminations.
Oh my God, they did
it. You don't think it's okay? So they knew he had M249, right?
2v4 them. 2v4 them.
You don't think it's kind of troll for them to walk up those stairs?
2 players.
There's no other way to get up to him, so.
Yeah, you have to go up the stairs, and they want to clear him. They can't just leave him.
I mean, we saw them on top of Everest. Oh, I think it was in match number 2. Just
bro,
straight up handling
so
many
like a demo
just.
God damn.
Oh, goes to show,
no, not my goats.
At this level, even if it's just 2v4,
bro,
they're gonna
Dalu and Renji are always getting fucked.
Wait, they're hitting the drive-by.
Back off. They currently have 2 players here as the other ones are behind them, trying to see if maybe they can provide some cover for their teams right up on that building. Rose of War, we were talking about them just now, saying that they've been able to take the fight there to some of the other players. But guess what? We're also seeing on the elimination feed for
money in the fucking bank.
Just happened, and D plus Kia, they're just so far away.
Bro, Dalu, don't get
blue zone's gonna start
knocked,
they don't really have that many heals.
Dalu.
Let's focus here on rejects. You're gonna be able to spot one player there from Rose of War. He's not gonna be able to connect as that player was on fire. He needs to as one of the players does end up getting knocked there.
But you still alive?
Rose of War trying to get those angles. Tonka.
You're not alive?
No, Valk, are you alive?
Yeah.
Okay. Chat, my stream's just fucking up, so we're gonna raid Valak. I'll go to Valak, okay?
Hey, I know that Valak guy.
I noticed my stream.
Don't take me there, man.
Hello. No.
I'm taking you too.
Oh
no.
Rules of War just fucking shit on rejects, bro.
Yeah, let's go.
Jesus.
It's extreme lags.